GHB TV, we back. I'm sorry. Uh, had a little situation to go handle real quick. I'm sorry about that. What's going on? Let me know y'all in the building. Let me know if you can hear me. If you can't hear me, let me know. Perfect. We here. Simpson versus Tucker is going to save boxing this weekend. Great fight. Putting it all on the line. I love it. I'm glad they doing this. I'm glad they doing this. This is what boxing is supposed to be about. I put both of them like in a contender status. You know what I'm saying? So two up and coming contenders versus each other. No excuses. Let's get it. I love shit like this. This is what boxing is supposed to be. This is what the game used to. This is what the game used to be. It's what it reminds me of. Remind me of the old days. You know what I mean? We here. Fill them in. Tell them we back. Just like that. In other news, has anyone heard from Jen Sasaki? We just want to make sure his chin is okay. We just want to make sure he good. He went out bad the other night or the other morning. Cuz did him dirty. Real nasty and dirty. We here, man. We on the StreamYard too. I switched it up. I wasn't on the StreamYard at first, but I switched it to the StreamYard. I had to. We here. Let them know we here, man. Has anyone heard from Jen Sasaki? Is he okay? And I mean it. I ain't trying to be funny. I mean it. Is he good? Is he cool? Let me know. I want to take 10 seconds out for his chin real quick. Yeah, he made a post yesterday on IG. All right, bet. Sasaki good. Sure, he cool. Oh, all right, he doing interviews. All right, he back. All right, he cool. I don't know. I don't know what his memory look like, but goddamn, I think he's still sleeping. Greg, he might be. We here though. Let him know we on GHB TV, man. Send this live to your favorites. You know what I mean? Tell them we don't tolerate no bullshit in here. We getting it popping. I want to hear. I want to hear what y'all think about the Jahad Tucker fight and Truck Simpson fight. Jahad and Truck Simpson, and then I want to know what y'all think about Sasaki. Like, be honest. That nigga is a spirit, gang. That nigga in May right now. They said he took it back a month. They say he. They say he's still thinking about getting ready for the fight. Whole time he fought already. Real shit. Turn that man into a spirit, gang. He a spirit. Hey man, the link is in the chat, man. I want to hear y'all shit. Talk y'all shit early in the morning. I mean, it ain't that early. It's 10 o'clock, 10:15 here, 10:16. What's going on, man? Jim was drinking. Jim, fuck you, me, Greg. Get him the fuck out of here, man. Get him out the way. I don't even know why they did it to the Jim. And then he did it at the crib. He could have came to America for that. He could have came to America and got put out. Fuck Brian Norman had to go all the way over there for. Hey, the link is in the chat, man. Come through. Talk your shit. We here. GHB TV, man, for the people. There's been a lot going on since yesterday. Lot going on. But through all that, we here. I took truck and draw on different ticket. Yeah, I can see that. It's gonna be crazy. That's gonna be a great fight. I'm calling it right now. That's gonna be a classic. That's gonna be an ESPN classic. I don't know if y'all remember the ESPN classics, but that's what that's gonna be. Boots would stay cut. Yeah, I would too. But when we think about it, he been at the 147-pound division the whole time. D1, what's up, family?
What's up, cuz? I see you was live. See the link out there. You know I gotta click that shit. What's up?
You
Damn,
feel
oh, you good?
everything good?
Yeah, everything real good, bro. Chilling.
Hey,
You know what I mean?
hey, hey, talk to me about Jahad Tucker and Truck Simpson. What you think about that fight?
That's a go. That's they fighting.
Yeah, they fighting tomorrow.
What? Where the
Yeah, they.
fuck have I been at, bro?
Oh, you been up under Rizak. Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm over here on some salamander shit, living under rocks and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Shit, that's a good fight, bro. I like Truck, man. I'm a big Coach Calvin fan, so you know what I mean. I've seen Truck since he's a pup. I
Right.
hope he can pull it off. Jahad can fight too, though, bro. That's real shit. That's a 50-50 if you ask me.
That's how I feel too. I just love
Yeah,
that they made that fight.
me too, bro. That's a good ass fight. I can't believe they made that fight. I can't believe I ain't heard of it. Who's the promoter, bro?
Bob and them. It's gonna be on
Oh, that's
ESPN.
why. That's why. No, I'm over here like, how the fuck I hear about that fight? Why though? Top rank, you know how that goes. You heard about PBC about to get some ESPN action they're talking
Coda,
about?
what's up? Yeah, it's gonna be on ESPN tomorrow night.
Coda
They
ducked
they
out.
fighting at 60.
Ooh, shit. Like, I don't know. Man, Truck hates to cut weight, bro, ain't it?
Yeah, but
He moved up to
I think
68.
I think he was locked in for this one. I think he was all the way in his bag for this one.
Yeah,
And
if
you
he
know,
locked in, then I would lean towards Truck.
he had he had left Calvin and Kenny for a little bit, but he had to come on home for this one.
Shitty right now, bro. Damn.
They said talk about. They said put that fight on hold. We got to talk about this Norman Boots Haney debacle. That boy Norman hit. Yeah, but who you hitting? That's the question. Who are you hitting? You know what I'm saying? You hit Sasaki like that. You ain't hit nobody else like that.
No, that's facts, though. That's facts. But that shit, to me, I love that knockout, though,
Of
bro. He
course.
was like, it was like a half gazelle, half check hook. It was a thing of beauty, if you ask me. But we got to keep that shit into perspective, G. Who's he hitting? Who's he knocking out like that? Sasaki all up over, head over his feet, head on line. Like that shit was an easy target practice for Brian Norman, bro. You gotta
And
get
I
out the way, move your fucking head or something, man.
and I
Get the
agree.
fucking
I
hands up.
agree. I agree with the power. He definitely punching, but people
Facts.
people losing their cool. They acting like that was Bruce Lee that he knocked out. That wasn't
No
Bruce Lee. You
doubt, no
know what I'm
doubt. The
saying?
baddest Japanese man.
Boxer dude, you gotta show me your face. Let me know you real. You don't gotta keep it. Oh, all right, bet. Just let me know you real, cousin.
That's all. Just gotta know you a real one. Know you
Oh,
when
real,
you ain't
real,
gonna
real
get.
one, real one.
Go,
But G
all
just
right.
said some crazy shit that made me say I gotta hop on.
Talk to me.
You just said who did he do it to? But as soon as Bruce get a knockout, y'all be on this motherfucker like he just knocked out King Kong and shit.
So let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Stanionis was an Olympian. He's a guy. He's a real guy. And
Facts.
Man, come on, man.
hey, listen,
Nah,
y'all
nah.
don't
We're
y'all
not
don't like
doing that,
y'all don't like the
bro.
truth.
No,
I'm talking. I'm talking about a made. Stanionis is a real guy. He's a guy that
Facts.
been through some things in boxing. I'm not saying Sasaki ain't been through nothing, but what has he done? Where did he
Hold up.
come from?
Hold up. So Stanionis done been through some things?
Stanionis is a man. That's a real man right there.
What?
He been through some things in the
Number
amateur
2.
ranks and
What?
as a professional. Guess what? When he fought what was the guy, the 15-0 guy, the other Olympian? The
Oh, I forget his name, bro. The
nobody
kid on PBC. That joint was
yeah,
crazy.
nobody wanted to fight that guy though.
Nope. Nobody.
Nobody
Bro,
Man.
wanted to
he was the number 2 welterweight, and mad of the boots haters were all picking Stanionis. I was yelling this shit on my podcast, like, y'all better keep the same energy. When Boots destroys Stanionis, immediately they were taking it, ripping the credit away. You know how they do. Once
Stanionis
you,
was in that ring looking like a punching bag.
yeah, bro, yeah, right,
Yeah,
bro,
but why? But why did he look like a
yeah,
punching bag?
He
exactly.
wasn't on
Why?
that. He not on that level.
Okay, so what tells you Brian Norman is on that level?
Man, the way he put him to sleep, bro.
Yeah,
What you talking?
if you fighting a guy, right? If you fighting a guy who's literally holding his chin out there for you to hit, you supposed to knock him out.
Chin on
Man,
12 o'clock.
he put that nigga to sleep.
He
He did.
did.
That shit was fire. But
He did.
Stretcher.
I ain't taking that
So,
away.
hey, so tell me this. You think Boots ready for Brian Newman for real?
Is
hell
Brian
yeah.
is Brian Norman ready?
Fuck yeah, bro.
So why he ain't take the fight when it was offered to him?
Yeah, he
I
wasn't
mean, I'm
ready a
hearing
couple
both
months
sides.
ago.
They got a reason why y'all. Boots
Nah.
got a reason why. At the
Here,
end of the day, I'm seeing
They
this
got
shit.
1.7 million
Boots got to come
reasons
with some
why.
shit with him because he got a chin too.
who
Brian
got
He
a
Newman got
do,
chin?
a
bro.
chin.
I don't know. We ain't
Yeah.
seen
Boots got a chin.
we
Brian ain't got. We don't know about that. We seen Brian's
What?
legs. We seen Brian's legs in his last 2 fights, bro. Be on some weird shit.
Boots
The
legs was
first,
like that too, man. What you
the
talking
first
about?
round, the first
I
round
don't
against
know.
Cuevas on Queer Street.
Boots legs was like that too. Stop playing, man.
Nah, who?
That's why
Where?
he got. That's why
When?
he really got to go to 154. Boots legs was like that too before. Stop
Nah,
playing
where?
Hey
against
When?
boxer,
Karen.
Show me.
Against
hey
Karen.
boxer dude. This the
Huh?
difference. I'm gonna tell you the difference right now.
I
Boots,
like Boots too though, but y'all come on, man. Y'all
I
gotta
like
let Boots.
Brian
Y'all
too,
gotta
bro. I like
listen, listen,
Brian
listen,
too,
listen,
bro.
listen, listen, listen. I like Boots, but the thing is, when we talk to Philly fans, Boots can do nothing wrong. It's like,
everybody, everybody
damn.
keep everybody keeps
I'm
saying
not a
everybody
Philly
keeps saying
fan.
when we talk to Philly. Take the Philly out of it though. Just take that out of it, right?
But
We
here's the
talk
Nobody
about
thing,
talking to
G.
we
Boots.
talk about hold
I'm from
listen.
New York,
Hold listen.
G.
I
Hold up,
Philly, bro.
listen.
Same thing.
Hold up, listen. This he
Nah,
was Olympic.
Buffalo
He
different.
was Olympic alternate, right? He was Olympic alternate.
He
Brian Norman
nasty.
never Brian Norman never been on that level. He never got to that level, right?
Okay.
As an
Mm-hmm.
amateur. Now turning pro, Boots been fighting 47 since day one, right? He got to
Mm-hmm.
go up at some point.
Right.
We tried to get Norman in there 2 times. He didn't want to fight. His dad said the whole time. He said, "Oh, I know what we got to do. I know it's easy to beat Boots and this and that. So why didn't you take the fight if the fight was easy? But you
Easy.
took it. But you took a Sasaki, knowing that was the real easy fight. You knew that was the real easy fight.
But you gotta, hey, the money though. When you fight somebody against,
What
no, listen,
money?
listen, peep me out, peep me out, peep me out, peep me out. When you fighting somebody like Boots, you gotta get paid for Boots. Boots is a superstar, damn near. He pretty much, he ain't a superstar, but come on, man. That's
Y'all
a
Young
gotta
as
make
well,
your
start.
bro.
y'all gotta make your mind up. Y'all gotta make your mind up
What?
because every other day yeah, he not that good. So we gotta make our
No,
mind.
no, 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 no. Nobody said he wasn't that good. It's just that y'all say he can't do no wrong, and I said
I
like he's
didn't
a
say he
super.
could. I didn't say he couldn't do no wrong. I'm gonna tell you something. When Boots fought Karen the first time, right? And I seen him at the gym like 2 weeks later. He said, Greggy, what you think? I said, bro, you was too excited, and I think you was chasing a knockout. He was like, all right, bet I got you. He went in there with Villa the next fight and tore that ass up. And then guess what? He fought Avanesian. Then he had to fight Karen again because Karen was the mandatory. And guess what? Karen, just a tough motherfucker. He got to him a little better this time, but he still couldn't get him out. He just a tough motherfucker. But y'all trying to hold my man career to Karen. At the
Yeah.
same time, Norman don't even have a Karen on his record. He don't have nobody like Karen on his record. His
No
best
cap.
his best name on his record was probably Boca Chica, which
I,
ended in a no contest.
I'd like to see Karen and Brian go at it. Yo, G, I was on lunch, man. Thanks for having me up. I got a jet. Check
Oh
me out
shit.
tonight. You know what I mean? I'll be
All right,
down
my
in New
man on the
Orleans
night,
tonight.
y'all. D1, Angry White Man
Peace.
show tonight.
Be good. Be safe, bro. Peace.
Yup. Y'all gotta stop that. Hey,
Man.
talk to me. Talk to me, boxer dude.
Hey, I just think it would be a good fight with Boots and Brian Norman. That'd be a good fight. I just want to see. We
No,
gotta,
I
like
do
you said, we
too.
gotta see the levels though, because if Boots can get in there and really outbox him and make fucking Brian Norman look slow as fuck, I can see that happening too. You know what I'm saying? I can see that happening too. That's why I gotta see it. Cause I gotta see it. You know what I'm saying? I want to see if he really loose like that. You know what I mean?
For sure.
If
No,
he can look
I
loose
I
like that
agree with
against old
that.
boy, and let's see him see it and get somebody like Boots. See if he really loose, cause he might get in there and start looking like Sean Porter. You know what
No,
I mean? So I really want
I
to see this
agree.
shit. I
No,
want to see
I
it.
agree. I want to see the fight too. I want that fight bad. But the thing is, with the way they moving, they say they want the fight. The fight was in your hands. Now you said it was about the money. Now they say I'm not sure. I don't like to talk about people money, but they say he made 400,000 for Sasaki. So you was gonna make 1.7 with Boots. I'm not understanding the math. The
I
math,
heard I already made a million or something.
something ain't right with the math.
But FYI, I do like this 154 move for Boost though.
For sure.
I do
I
like
think
that.
he I think he need to move because he been at 47 his whole career.
I do like that. I would love to see him fight against someone who catch that 154.
Talk to me, Dash. Coach Eddie, C, what's going on?
What's good, man? Yeah,
Yo,
I'm with you, man. Booth need to move up, man. That dude, man, I seen that dude flexing, man. That dude probably 175, 180, man. You know, that,
Mm.
that dude the same size I used to be when I was fighting. And I fought at light heavyweight and cruiserweight. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
I can see how big he is when he threw them guns up. So like I say, I ain't tripping about that. You know, he ain't nobody ducking no Brian Norman or nothing like that. I mean,
that boy,
the fight could have had.
that boy Brian Norman got skills, man.
No,
Hold
he
on,
can
hold on,
fight.
hold on.
He can fight.
He
He can
got, he
Bro,
fight.
got, he
listen.
got.
This what I think people think we stuck on. They think we don't respect Brian Norman. I respect Brian Norman. I think he could fight. I think he tough. I think he could punch. I think all of that, right? The thing is, it's just a whole different vibe you get in there with Boots. Now, the reason I'm saying that is because we ain't seen what real skills we seen Brian Norman put out there and against who? You always everything I tell my fighters, right? When you watching a guy, you gotta always watch who they doing the shit too. Like if he caught that knockout the other day versus
But
Sasaki,
look,
and
but
that
look, yeah,
and that was a vicious knockout, right? It was, right?
it
But who
was.
but who did he do that to?
We
Look at
can't,
it.
we,
Hey,
we can't say
But
as a,
Greg,
we can't say that though. Who do he do that to? Like
What
you,
yeah,
you
we gotta give
mean?
him. We gotta give him time, brother. We
well,
gotta give
yeah,
him
like
time.
as you,
He building his
you can
resume
see
right
the,
now. He building
you
his
can see the
profile. You know what I'm
progression.
saying?
You can see the progression. Look at the last
When I
three
say
fights.
when I
Look at the
say
last
all
three
right, listen.
fights.
All right, when I say what I'm saying, right? Listen, just hear me out. James Tony couldn't fuck with Roy Jones, but Roy Jones wasn't about to knock James Tony out. That's what I'm trying to say. Who you doing that shit to? Everybody else, Roy Jones was fucking him around. He doing what he want to him. He get in there with Tarver, it's a different story. Everybody, what I'm saying is niggas ain't going out like that just because somebody went out like that. And then this is a guy, the truth be told, well, none of us don't know what them 19 wins really came from. We don't know if they was 19 good wins, they was 19 bullshit wins. And then after watching these Japanese guys fight the last couple weeks, these motherfuckers don't like moving their head. They don't
Hey,
like moving
bro.
their head.
Bro, we can
So
say that same thing for Boots, bro. We ain't seen
yeah,
Boots at 30 fights. Only seen like 5 of his fights, bro.
yeah,
I don't,
but within those 5 fights, you seen him fight world beaters.
To
He didn't.
who?
I'm about to tell you. I'm about to tell you right now. When he beat Lipinets, right? Everybody was saying Lipinets. Hold on, just hold on. Everybody, just hold on. Everybody say Lipinets was too small, but how come Lipinets was big enough when he beat Lamont Peterson at 47? What the fuck? What the fuck is going on? He was big. How come he was big enough for Lamont Peterson, who also was an Olympian? Who also, so he ain't nothing sweet. Lamont, that whole team ain't never been nothing sweet. So how come Lipinets was big enough and good enough when he beat Lamont, but he wasn't big enough when he fought Boots? Boots being a weight bully. How?
but
Hey,
why
yo,
why we gotta sit here and like bash either one of them? Like they both
I didn't bash him. I
they
didn't
they
bash.
They both high class fighters, bro. And
No,
they
what I'm trying to tell you is it's a difference though. You saying high class because how you feel. That's cool. It's not wrong with how
no,
you
I'm saying
feel.
high class because of what I see. That's what I'm
No,
saying.
listen to what I'm saying. What you see is creating how you feel. What I'm trying to tell you, your eyes is playing tricks on you.
It
Your eyes
is?
is,
Oh
I'm
shit,
telling you, listen to
Yeah.
me. I'm telling you, your eyes is playing tricks on you because you watching them do this shit to who? To who are these guys?
bro. We can
A,
say that
Qua-
for Boots too.
a Quavet? No, bro,
Yes,
it's a
we can,
difference.
bro.
Bro, it's a difference,
No,
bro.
it's
I'm trying to
not.
tell
They
you.
both men, bro. They both men.
Bro, yes, what you saying about that is absolutely right. They both are men, right? What I'm saying is the men that he punching out, they real guys. These niggas that a Cuevas and a Sasaki, huh?
Man,
Jesse,
Sasaki was on something that fight too.
Sasaki was getting punched on, my
He,
nigga. He
he,
was
he
getting
was
punched on from the first round. He went
he
down
kept
exactly,
twice.
doing
exactly. He was
He went
taking
down
some
twice in the first round.
he was taking some heavy shit at first. He was on something. He was taking some heavy shit and it wasn't phasing him. It got to the fifth round. It took to the fifth round for that shit to really start affecting. He was on some shit.
Bro, he went out, bro, in the fifth round, bro. He
Hey
got
G, you gotta
dumbass.
respect it, bro. I know you love your
Y'all
boy
want me to
Boots,
no,
man.
it's not about boots. It's
I,
not
Yeah, it
about
I
boots.
is,
he
It's
was
bro.
not
on.
about
I
boots,
feel like
bro.
Sasaki was
Y'all
on
get
some type of drug. He was
bro,
on some type of drug.
and guess what? And guess what? He probably was. But
Still got knocked out.
y'all keep thinking my words is favoritism towards boots, bro.
Oh, it is.
I'm trying to tell y'all, bro. It's a difference,
So,
bro.
who you want to see Norman fight so you can give him some praise, or you switch the way you think about how he going about his business? Like who would you want?
He beating everybody.
If I see Norman do that to Rashidi Ellis, I'm taking my head all the way
Man,
off.
he
Okay.
knocking that
Okay,
nigga out.
If he
he
do
going
that to Rashidi, I'm taking my
I
hat
want
all
to
the
see
way
him
off.
knock out Tio, bro. That's what I want.
T.O. too little. He too
But I don't
little.
care. He going to
he gonna beat
147. Knock
Rashidi.
that
He
nigga
gonna
out.
beat Rashidi. He gonna
If
beat
he do that,
Rashidi.
if he do that to Rashidi Ellis, then I'll be
Oh,
like,
he knocking him
I'm
ooh,
not
out.
saying he knocking him out, but I'm saying he gonna put
no,
hands
no,
on
no.
Rashidi.
Y'all niggas talking about the power. I want, and that's why I said is who he doing it to. Because now you switching it up to the he don't gotta knock him out, and he don't. And guess what? He don't have to knock him out.
No,
But
we don't. Yeah.
if I see him beat the shit out Rashidi Ellis, then I'll be like, oh, all right, he on some shit.
Yeah, and you know what? And Greg does have a point because that's a different style. Styles make matchup. So a lot of time, and that's when you got a young fighter, you got to see the guy progress. You got to gradually step him up. You know what I'm saying? So, shout out to both guys. You know what I'm saying? If the fight
Yeah.
happens, it happens. If it doesn't,
If
it
it
doesn't.
don't, it don't. Yeah, like they both nice. They
We
both
wanted
good.
Roy Jones. We wanted Roy Jones versus G Man. We never got that fight. Some
Never
fight you
got it.
just not going to get. We wanted Lennox Lewis versus Riddick Bowe. We never got that fight, and
Never
it's
got it.
okay. Ain't nobody ducking nobody. Sometimes it's no reason for you to kill yourself to stay at a weight class just to satisfy somebody to prove that you ain't ducking somebody. That makes absolutely no sense. You go and fight where you
Hey,
comfortable. You
he
go
was
and
just
fight
trying to
where
go
you comfortable
undisputed
at.
a week ago.
But it
He was
don't
just
matter,
trying to
bro.
go
Yeah, but this the
undisputed a
Okay,
week
thing.
ago.
hold on. How much do you weigh? How much do you weigh right
Hey,
now?
bro, it don't
No,
matter. He
no, no.
professional
Just
boxer. He
answer the
said he was
question,
good at
bro.
the weight. I
How
want
much do you
undisputed.
weigh, man? How
Bro,
much do you
I'm
weigh?
not a boxer.
Bro, listen to me. All
I'm
right, you
not a
know why he's
boxer,
saying that?
bro.
You know why he's saying that?
If
You
you
know why
got to
he's saying
cut
that?
30 pounds, it's
You know
hard,
why he's
It
brother.
saying
don't
You
that?
don't do
matter. It
that.
don't matter. He knew what he
No,
had
it
to do.
does
He
matter.
said, I'm
Hey,
going to
but
go
look,
No, hold on,
undisputed.
wait,
He
bro.
knew what he
Okay,
had
I'm
to
gonna let you
do.
talk. I'm gonna let you
He's a
talk, and I'm gonna talk. Go
millionaire.
ahead.
He a millionaire, bro.
Man,
He a
so
millionaire. He's a
ain't no
professional
chance they could fight.
boxer.
Ain't no chance they could fight at 54.
He a
no,
professional
they
boxer,
can,
bro.
but Norman got to go
Oh,
up.
okay, are you done? Now, I'm a
No, I'm not
professional
done.
boxer.
I'm not done. I'm not done.
Okay, go
I'm
ahead. Let
not
me know when
done.
you finish so I can
All right,
chime in.
let me give me 15 seconds. He a professional boxer, bro. Professional boxer. He got professional trainers. He said after his last fight, I want to be undisputed. Right before Brian Norman about to fight, couple days before, I'm going to 154. Suddenly he gained weight. He gained weight in a couple days. Come on, bro. Stop playing with me. He want to go to 154 now because what? It's pressure. He not even going undisputed at
No,
154 no more. It's
you losing
pressure.
yourself, champ,
It's
because you get
pressure.
Hold on. Okay, he done right now. Look,
All right, go
I'm a
ahead, go ahead.
professional. I'm a professional boxer. Was I'm not. I'm retired now. Okay, if you coming down from 180 to 147 pounds, that's 33 pounds, man. That is not sustainable. That is not good for you. Now we say all the time, people call him a weight bully. They say if you having trouble making the weight, don't complain about it. Move up to the weight class, to the next weight class. A lot of people, you can't have it both ways. You can't call the man a weight bully in the same breath and then tell them, oh, you moving up, now you're ducking. So which one is it? Am I a weight bully or should I move up to the next weight class? Because we know a lot of guys who are bona fide weight bullies who are killing themselves to get some type of advantage in these smaller weight classes. So
Well,
I say, I don't
damn.
want to hear it. Move up. He's doing the
Bro,
right thing. He's moving up. Well, he
but
don't care
no,
about what you think. He don't care about what I think. He needs to do what's best for him. All we are just some dudes on the internet running our mouth about a situation. So
all right,
Boost,
That's
do
can I
what
cap.
you
all right,
got
can
to
I
do,
say something?
man.
That's cap.
Can I say something, boxer dude? Can I say something? All right, this would and I peep how your mind got real slippery. 2 weeks before Stanionis, Norman Fort Cuevas, right? Norman Fort Cuevas. Boots said, I'm just worried about Stanionis. 2 weeks after, when he fought Stanionis, he beat Stanionis. He been saying, like he always been saying, yeah, I wanna be undisputed. In the mindset of thinking that, all right, possibly I can get Norman or the other boy, even though he lined up with Pacquiao. How the fuck is it a week after that, Norman already contract signed with Sasaki? He already knew. He already knew he didn't want to fight Boots. He fought 2 weeks
Because, but like,
before. How
why
come? How
Norman
come?
gotta, why Norman gotta wait?
No, you're not listening to nothing I'm saying. Norman wasn't waiting. If you listen to what I'm saying, Norman fought 2 weeks before Boots fought Stanionis. Nobody's waiting. It's 2 weeks. So listen, after the 2 weeks, you made your mind up within that 2 weeks already?
You saying that's
Bro,
not possible?
Bro, nigga, it's 2 weeks. I got. You just said it was about the. You didn't say that, but the other dude said it was about the money, right? He said he went over to Japan about the money. The reports say that he made 400,000. You was gonna make 1.7 the first time out with Boots. So the 2 million that you was looking for, you might have got the 2 million. You might. All right, bet. You might have got the. You might have got the 2 million. You might have got the 2 million had you took the fight. But how come in 2 weeks you already had a fight lined up with Sasaki?
the train gotta keep going.
Oh
Exactly.
man!
But like,
So the train got to keep going when
why
it's
Yeah.
not take the fight with
when it's
us?
Norman time to press the button. The train got to keep going. But when it's Boots, you supposed to wait. So he
What
was
you
supposed to
mean?
wait.
Who's supposed
So
Why
to
hold
not
on.
fight
So
wait?
hold
this?
on.
Why
So
not
hold
fight
on. Hold
Sasaki?
on. So he was
Who's
supposed to
fought?
wait. Hold on. So he was supposed to wait at a weight that he been fighting at for almost 10 years. And then Norman just supposed to do what he want.
Okay, why did Boost stay at
Nah.
47 so long then? Who told him to stay there so
What you
long?
mean? That's
What
where
you
that's where
mean?
he started at 47. He was
Okay,
trying
but
to
you
get
you you complain about the weight. He couldn't make the weight. Why he staying there so long?
that's why he moved up. That's
But
why
why
he
he stayed there
moved
so long?
up.
He would never had that problem. He would moved up
But
10
that's why
fights
he
ago.
moved. But that's why
No,
he
the thing
moved
is he was
up.
weight bullying. He was beating
You
on
not
little
you
niggas.
you 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 calling him a weight bully,
No,
but he made the
Yo,
weight for
he
10
was beating on
honestly,
years.
little niggas, bro. He was
He
beating
made
on
the
honestly,
little
weight.
niggas.
I think they're gonna fight sooner than later because they don't look like Norman is making that weight easily either. It look like he a
That's what
little.
I'm trying to say.
It look like
But
he's
the
struggling
but
too a little bit.
but the whole time his dad, y'all know his dad don't want that fight. Y'all know that. That's the crazy part.
Yeah, he
Y'all
do.
know that. Cause he said
No,
it was about the money, but the money was there.
no,
But
that
the
nigga keep the same story on every
nah, the
podcast
money
I
was
see.
there.
He
The
want to
money
fight.
was there, but the money could have been bigger than what it was though.
All right, so how big you trying to get it? Nobody. Listen, bro. When I fought Norman Senior, bro, down there in Atlanta, bro, nobody pulled up for them like that, bro. It's no love. I'm not trying to say that. I'm not trying to say it in a funny way though. Nobody was pulling up though. So what that told me was this boy don't really have a lot of support. So that's cool. So how much we supposed to pay you and ain't nobody really checking for you?
But he
Why you
growing
think?
now though.
Why you think they trying to get him these guys? They getting him. They getting him guys that he could
Yo,
knock out so that y'all could
by
believe. Oh yeah, he really like that.
by next year, by next year, watch the difference.
So what kind of?
Atlanta got a real one. By next year, watch the difference, bro. You
But
gonna
bro,
see.
how come they just now believing they got a real one? You telling
Because
me you telling me Atlanta got a real one? How come they been ain't see it?
he's still young. He's 24 years
Y'all keep
old.
saying he young. He from Atlanta, ain't he? He from there. What you mean he young? He from there.
I don't know, G. It sound a
I
little
knew about I
biased.
knew
It
about
sound a
Devin
little
Haney when he
biased today, G.
I knew about Devin Haney when he was 10 years old, bro. No bullshit. I knew about Devin Haney when he was 10 years old. And I'm not from Oakland and I'm not from Vegas. I
But
knew
that's why
about
he's
Lil
so
Cuz.
popular now though. He always Devin Haney was always out there. Him and Secure. They were always
All
out there, bro.
all right, so my question is, What did he do different from Devin Haney? Because they
He came
both
up
was
like
amateur.
Terrence Crawford. This nigga Brian Norris came like Terrence Crawford, bro.
Oh
He
yeah,
was
y'all
like a
trying to
black sheep
spice.
out of
Oh yeah,
nowhere. He
y'all
went,
spicy.
he didn't have it. He didn't have it
Bro,
planned out.
he
He
not,
came out of
bro.
nowhere, bro. That's what
You
I'm
know
trying to
what's
tell you.
crazy? You know what's crazy?
Bro, you know it too, bro. Stop
I'm
playing,
not
man.
even gonna lose my cool
What's
because you just
crazy,
tried
Jay?
to because he tried to say he was like Terrence Crawford. Terrence
I'm saying a
Crawford.
black sheep. I'm saying a black sheep. Like
All right,
nobody knew who he
I'm gonna holler
was.
at y'all.
He came
I
out of
gotta come
nowhere.
back.
Yeah,
Hey,
Bro,
you
yo,
know
you
it too.
crazy,
You
Bud,
know
G.
it.
Bud been a guy since the amateurs, bro. What's his name?
Man, he wasn't on though, bro. He didn't get on to
What you
fucking Tim
mean? But
Bradley put him on.
everybody knew who he was. Everybody knew Terrence Crawford was, bro.
Niggas
I'm
knew who
talking.
Brian Norman was too, bro.
No, they don't.
Bro,
No,
yeah,
they
they did.
don't.
Yeah, they did,
Uh,
bro.
Bro,
Brian
y'all
Norman don't got
spicy. Y'all spicy, bro.
Brian Norman don't have a crowd right now. But I'm
I'll
telling
be
you,
back.
give him a year.
That's crazy. Damn, he love Bruce, man. He good. He a good fighter. But damn, he make me not like the nigga.
Nah, yeah, Boost is nice, but I mean Brian Norman nice too. I ain't gonna take nothing away from Norman.
I like them both.
And Brian Norman was on some like that fight against Sasaki. He was locked in. He was focused. Like, but you got to be like that in another nigga hometown.
Hell yeah, you never know what you up against for real. Nigga be juiced up or some more shit.
No, I didn't have to jump off. We here. It keep it keep making it about Boots, saying that I love Boots. It's not that. It's a difference. It's a difference in skill set. That's all I'm trying to explain to people. It's a difference in skill set. That's why. That's why they didn't take the fight. No, I ain't. I ain't worried about nobody trolling. I'm just saying it's a reason. It's a reason Norman Senior ain't take the fight when they had the fight. When they came to spar, he got to see the difference in skill set. In the fights, you get to see the difference in skill sets. Chef God.
I know I'm late to the party. What's going on? What's? Hey, y'all
Yeah,
boys seen that press conference yesterday? Oh man.
that's all I'm saying. I was trying to talk about Jihad Tucker and Truck Simpson, and you know they came at me with the boot shit and Norman. They saying Norman now Boot's scared of his power. That's why he going up and all this other shit.
Oh damn. Who said I'm late to the party, y'all? Who was talking crazy?
No, they was just it was a couple people. They gonna come back.
Oh
Boxer
okay.
dude and somebody else. But
Okay.
I ain't worried. I'm not worried about that. You feel my thing is you feel how you feel about Norman. That's cool. I'm not saying Norman can't fight. I'm not saying Norman don't have shit with him. I'm saying it's a reason he didn't take the fight when the fight got offered to him. When the fight was offered to you, you didn't take the fight. Now you saying somebody running from you. How? And then
I
and
don't
then and then it looks like to me, his father was just trying to build it up and just trying to make everybody believe his son was a real puncher. You punching on guys that's leaving their chins out there for you to punch, man. Like, come on. But people say they no, I can see it. I can see it. But I'm like, what do you see? What is it that you see?
Well,
mm.
G, he was. Good morning to the panel.
Good
What's
morning.
up,
Morning,
BH?
salute, brothers. Hey,
Yeah.
G, but G, you already, you know, touched on it and summed it up. You know what I mean? Like, Norman Senior, man. Like, I don't believe that he wanted his son to take the fight. I don't believe that he thought his son would win the fight. But the dude, he's brilliant, bro. Like, bro, he got to fight with you. He don't even box no more. Like he got to fight with you. He got all his attention on his son,
Right.
and they never had to fight Boots because we live in a day and time where it's all about talking now. It's not about action. People can just say stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like he did what he came for. Like I don't know what he gonna do now. The Boots at 54, so you know what I mean. He ain't gonna have nobody else to really talk about like that. And Boots about to tear through 54. You know what I'm saying?
I said I want to see Norman and Rashidi.
That's what I said. That's my top pick for him. After that, like maybe Stanley Onis or Karen, but my top pick would be Rashidi too, because I want somebody that got a deep amateur pedigree, you know what I mean, got real boxing training that we know. Like we know Rashidi, his sister's brother, like they all been in the game. So for Norman to go up against somebody with that type of skill set, then you could be like, yeah. And you know, as far as let me ask you this, G. Do you fuck with Danny Garcia? You got love for Danny?
Yeah, that's my dog.
All right, mine too. But let me ask you this though: when he challenged Spence, who was you rooting for in that fight?
Danny Garcia.
You was rooting for Gann. Who did you think was gonna win?
Danny Garcia.
Okay, now I was rooting for Danny, but I thought Spence was gonna win. You feel me?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
just because you got love for a dude, don't mean you're gonna be unrealistic about when you see style matchup or when you see skill set matchups. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just it is what it is with that. It's just like when the criticism you gave about Tevin in the second fight with Zepeda. You know what I mean? People act like when you got love for somebody that when you give your opinion somehow it's gonna be skewed. That ain't the
Yeah.
case, bro. It's just real shit, G. What you probably should do is bring some other boxing coaches on here and y'all talk about those style matchups, especially with Boot. You know what I mean? Because people be like them people, if people in boxing know Boots, they know his brothers, like they know. They know,
Yeah.
just like Tim
BH.
Baldwin shouted you out the other day. It was like, yeah, G, you caught me. I was trying to get T.O. motherfucking head taken off. Like, man, real dudes no boxing.
Hey, 1 second, EH, cause I see a nigga in the chat says something like says something like there's a bunch of sheep in here that get told what to think. Nah, bro, that's not what go on. Feel me in here or on this platform. Niggas speak their mind on how they feel. But yes, Greg's a little bit more passionate when he's talking about Boots. Why he known this man since he was Jay High. You feel me? And he has the right to be able to speak his opinion, and it may come off as you think like he being biased. He not being biased. He just watched this. He just watched this kid, grow up as a kid, and like now he see where he's at. But niggas get on here all the time and disagree with Greg multiple times. You feel me? So ain't no sheets up here getting told what to do. Niggas speak their mind. Niggas just grown ass men up here. You feel me? We could disagree. That don't mean we hate each other. We just disagree. But ain't no sheep up here, nigga. Niggas is grown man. Niggas speak their mind. And G speak from a different point of view. Why? Because he personally know Boots. He personally seen this man train day after day. No, that's not his brother, nothing like that. But for me, he know the nigga.
Not
Pause.
only that, G'll fight
Fuck
in the
out of
train
here.
himself. You know what I'm saying? So that's gonna be another thing. He'll fight in the train himself. But the person who said that, like, why didn't they just jump on the live, get a chance to speak, and articulate their disagreement intelligently? Because when you make a statement like that, you should at least have an intelligence and logic to back up what you're saying, whether we
Yeah,
agree or disagree. But for you to call somebody a sheep, like that's name calling, man. That's
yeah.
childish, man.
Dudes just be in the comments talking, but I wanted to hop on and say, like, I heard the dude, he was saying, when Greg was saying, oh, B Norman only 23. But how old is Abdullah? I bet if Keyshawn made weight, everybody want to see Abdullah and Keyshawn. But Abdullah like 21, 20. But people calling Brian, oh, he 23, he got to wait. Even though Abdullah the way too, but I'm just comparing the names. I'm sure Abdullah popping in Cleveland compared to Brian Norman Jr. in Atlanta.
You
Yeah.
you think you think Abdullah ready for Key right now?
No, I just was making a point because the guy who was on the live previous, Greg was telling him, oh, he was saying, oh, the guy, B Norman 23, he need time to wait. But I just was comparing it to Abdullah. Abdullah like 20. But if Keyshawn made weight and had beaten the Los Santos, we probably been clamoring to see Abdullah for the fight. But is he ready? I don't know. But I'm just saying, like, I'm trying to compare. They
Well,
trying to use age.
I asked you because I think he is. That's why I asked you. I
Oh,
think he is.
And another thing on the beating on situation, bro. Yesterday we gave Brian Norman, for me, nothing but credit up here. You feel me? Yeah, he had a motherfucking, easy opponent in front of him. But he boxed good. He did his thing yesterday. Niggas not taking nothing away from Brian Norman. Just
yeah,
because a nigga say Boots could beat him, that don't mean we dislike B Norm. You feel me? That don't, bro.
yeah,
Niggas done gave B Norm Junior and Senior credit up here before plenty of times. From how Senior then guided his son career to where he got him at now, and to B Norm going in the ring and doing what he have to do. But just because a nigga say Boots could beat him or Boots is better, that don't mean B Norm is trash. That don't mean niggas dislike him. We just think. Well, me personally, I just think one guy. You feel me? Whenever they do fight, if they do fight, you know what's gonna win. I could be wrong, but that don't mean I dislike the nigga because I think a person could beat him. No.
yeah. Fox,
But
Fox.
everything is, he got one. First of all, when somebody call you out, that means you got some relevancy. Like Boots ain't calling out Jamal James. He ain't calling out Alexis Rocha. If he was doing that, then y'all say he chasing ducks. But then when he call out the top guys, you say he clout chasing, or he ain't ready, or he don't got to fight him. It's boxing. They supposed to fight each other. That's why I don't know when you call for fights why people act like, even if you think it's favoritism, like even if you think, oh, y'all just cheering for Boots. Okay, so what? He got a belt, Brian Norman got a belt. Ain't they supposed to fight each other to unify? Ain't that what the sport is about?
Yeah,
Like people, like we asking for something crazy. It's like we saying, oh no, give me your sister, or like we asking for one of your family members in marriage or something. Like we just saying we want to see a fight with two boxers. Duh. I don't get that, bro.
Yeah, we
I
want to.
don't get that. I really don't get that, man. I don't.
We want to see a good rumble, and like that's why I said yesterday when I seen that press conference between Truck Simpson and Jaleel Tucker. I'm not gonna lie, that shit kind of got me excited. I don't know if y'all seen it, but just seeing the press conference and it's like seeing them talking they shit. You feel me? I ain't gonna lie, I like that. I like that part of it. As long as nobody don't put no hands on each other, they don't fuck up the bag. I like that part of it. You feel me?
Hey,
We
I
We
watched the
need
show.
more. We need more of that shit. Even with Africa and Cambosis, when Africa, Coach may pick the cheer up and shit like that, man. That shit was exciting. You feel me? That made more people tune into the motherfucking fight. And truthfully, I think that Truck Simpson and Tucker fight, I think that's gonna be the best fight of the night tomorrow. I'm hoping everybody tune in. Word.
Yeah, I feel the same, right? I ain't gonna lie. I think Jahai might win this one. I just think, me personally, I Truck when he with Coach Kenny and them, I feel like he can do a lot better. But I feel like Jahai might get this one. That's
Come
me
on, bro. We
personally.
already know you gonna root for Jahad. Come on, bro. We already know
Why why
why,
why
why
why,
you say that again? Why
why you
you
say
say
that?
that.
Yeah,
Brother
why
sound
G?
like he from brother sound like he from the islands, and you know that's where
Oh,
Jahad, bro.
oh
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, he's from the
But
Bahamas. But I didn't even know Jai was from the island. I know he's from New York, but I from the Bahamas.
Yeah.
no, I said the island. That's why I ain't saying particular island because I ain't good with. I don't know all the
Oh,
accents in particular. I know Jamaica, Bahamas, Trinidad. Like they all got distinct things. You got to
yeah,
be from down there to really know it. But no, but I like Jahad too. Though I get Jahad the edge because I think Jahad's been more active than
yeah,
Trump. But Trump sounded good at the press conference because he
Yeah, I
told
like that shit. Yeah, that shit was.
he told
Yeah,
Bob, man, you be jumping in with all that goofy shit in the air.
yeah, yeah. I like that shit. Yeah,
Yeah, no, that shit, nah. When I heard it though, I was excited. I was like,
yeah.
yeah,
I was
yeah.
excited. I ain't even going front. I was watching that shit like this. What I'm talking. I'm not. Listen. I'm not saying you can't be like friendly and respectful. Like listen. Like even down when Earl and Bud, they was respectful, but they was still talking their shit. You feel me? It was competitive. That's what
yeah,
I want to see at a press conference. I want to see a nigga tell no nigga I'm gonna step on you. No, I'm gonna step on you, and then they get in the ring and get busy. You
Yeah,
feel
no,
me?
that was cool because they kept it boxed. No, they kept it
Yeah.
boxed. No, for sure, for sure.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like and Truck ain't really like. I mean, Truck do little interviews and stuff, but Truck ain't really don't really talk like that. But if you come at him, he
Yeah.
gonna
He,
respond. Now, Jai, he
exactly.
different.
Exactly. And that's
But
and,
Jai, he different though. Jai, he naturally just like to talk shit. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
yeah,
Like that,
And sometimes you
that's
need that.
naturally him, though. Yeah, that's
So
naturally him. Like
some
that's what he do.
sometimes you need a nigga to push your buttons. You feel me? Pause or to bring that out of you. And now we good. You feel me? Now listen. It's like when Boots was about to fight. When Boots was about to fight the dude. What's the dude who couldn't fight Boots because his eyes got messed up? What was his name?
Probably.
Crowley.
oh, oh
Listen,
yeah, yeah,
listen.
yeah.
Boost pops Bozy Ennis. He don't say much. Man, they had Bozy talking a bunch of shit at that press conference. You feel me? I'm like, okay. Okay. Bozy got another side to him.
Yep.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, yeah. I like that
Yeah.
shit. Pop your shit.
Hey, y'all! I just wanted to I wanted to say something real quick, fellas, just to see what y'all think about it. Number one, I didn't see the Norman fight live, so I watched it on YouTube, and I happened to watch it on like one of these Japanese channels, to where I had to get in the comments and translate all the comments back to English. If y'all go do that, y'all will see not a single fucking Japan. I'm sorry, G for cussing, but not a single Japanese fan even sort of kind of thought Sasaki was going to win. They even said in the comments that was his first ever fight against a ranked fighter. Period.
Yeah,
All right, that's
Oh,
number
wow.
one. Yeah, literally, that's what they said. They all was just like, man, they set him up. They should have never put him in this fight. They knew he couldn't win. Just when, if y'all get a minute today, go check it out. But anyway, then I was watching last night. I was watching Frank Martin did an interview with Fight Hub or Fight Hype, one of the two, and he said something about Keyshawn that made me think that. Just tell me what y'all think. So anyway, they asked him, who did he think was going to win in the De Los Santos versus Keyshawn fight? Number one, he said the same thing as G. He said he ducked that smoke. So that nigga ain't even trying to make weight. But he said number two, he felt like De Los Santos was going to win. He said because he feels like Keyshawn is only good against bangers. All those big diesel cats that want to come forward and slug it out, he like that. Keyshawn is going to tear them cats apart every day of the week. He said, but I don't think Keyshawn can really beat somebody who's slick and can move, aka uh, Andy Cruz. That's why he could never beat him. So what y'all think about that? I think Frank actually made a good point because he was saying that's why he feel like he'll beat Keyshawn because he don't think he can beat nobody that can move,
Mm.
and
I
that's
can't
why they keep
remember.
matching him up with those type of fighters.
I can't
My fault.
remember. I can't remember the Wu fight. Did you watch the Wu fight, bro?
Yeah, yes, I did.
Okay, how did that look to you?
I feel like he struggled. And guess what though, Frank actually brought that fight up. He literally
Mm,
brought that fight up. He said, "Go back and watch this fight against." He said, "Dude from Philly." He couldn't think of his name. He was like, "But he
okay.
struggled against him." He said, "Because he was awkward and could move a little bit." He said, just like Earl said to Bud, he was like, "Man, Top Rank is great at, matchups." He was like, "Man, why you think they keep matching him up against those big, slow dudes that want to come forward?" He was like, "They know they can't. Keyshawn gonna tear them up." And he wasn't hating because he kept saying Keyshawn can fight. Keyshawn to beat half of the division, whatever, whatever. But he was just like, "I'm telling y'all, he struggles with movers."
Mm.
Mm, okay.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I would love to see that fight at 140.
yeah. What you saying about the De Los Santos thing? Me personally, I don't. Me personally, the only reason why I don't think Keyshawn ducked him, why I don't say it was like a duck with De Los Santos, because Keyshawn went to Bob and asked for De Los Santos. It wasn't like De Los Santos was his mandatory. You feel me? Or it was mandated. Nah, Keyshawn asked for De Los Santos, and the whole weight thing. I just think he kept hearing, "Yo, this nigga Dos Santos could punch." You feel me? You better, make sure you got some extra weight on him. So I don't truly think he fucked him. And as far as the boxers thing, I can agree with that. I can agree with that as well too. But I think the Keyshawn that fought Wu and the Keyshawn we seen these last two fights is not the same Keyshawn. I think he has um I think he has matured in the ring, and I think he has got better since. I honestly think him fighting Wu made him step up his game, because that was the first time and the only time we seen Keyshawn look vulnerable in a fight was against Wu.
Mm-hmm. That's a fact. That's a fact. All right, so who y'all get if they fight? So y'all got Keyshawn over Frank if they fight?
Right
Of
now today,
course,
Yeah,
of
right now
course.
today.
I
Of course, Frank does not possess the skills or the mindset or the experience or he doesn't have the certain attributes that Keyshawn Davis has. There's only certain matchups Frank Martin will do well in that 140, in my opinion.
I
That
don't know.
sounds good. Hey, but like he said, he said he learned a lot from the Tank fight. He said he didn't go to the body. He said he boxed too much. He should have sat down at times.
Yeah, but
He
when you
said he
but when
learned a
you
lot from that
but
fight though.
when Mr. Dungy,
Yeah,
excuse me, sir. It's all good him saying that, but when you don't get the rounds in, you're taking a year and a half layoffs and all that. Yeah, it's kind of detrimental to your skills. It's just, Keyshawn Davis can't get two fights in, and you've had no fights. That's what I'm saying. You have to get the rounds in. That's why
that's a fact.
being active, you can have all the skills in the world, this whatnot. But if you're rusty, you understand what I'm saying to you? It makes an even playing field. I'm tired of these fighters saying this, saying that, and you think that we're meant to bet on you. So look at. I'm using Errol Spence as an example. Errol Spence for an example. You want us to believe that, like you would like us to bet or put our money on that man, and he's been out of the ring for over almost 2 years. And we're meant to bet on him, for example, against someone in the top caliber, in the top five or something of that nature. So you want me to believe if Frank Martin and Keyshawn Davis was to fight next month or whenever the next date is, you want me to believe that Frank Martin is going to come in there and beat Keyshawn Davis after that abysmal performance against Tank?
So
You
you
want me
so
to
Abysmal,
believe?
you saying Frank
abysmal though.
too?
Yes, it was abysmal. Yes, he didn't make no
I
adjustments.
disagree. I disagree,
He's
bro.
scared. He was scared. He didn't make no
Nah, see, I
adjustments.
don't believe that. Look, hold on, though,
You
because that's
believe that?
another
Believe
thing
that?
he touched on. Because that's another thing he touched on. I can't call a man a liar until I see it. Everybody was talking about his weight cut and how hard it was. That yesterday was the first time he talked about all that, bro. He said the night before weigh-ins, he had to stop his weight cut. He couldn't get the last 3 pounds off. He said his body completely shut down. He said he was tired in round three, bro. His legs was gone in round three.
Dungy. That's his. See what I'm saying to you? That's due down to his inexperience, and that's down to him understanding he wanted the money. With my opinion, he's not missing out on that payday. He understood his body's gonna be like that once he signed that contract. So I'm not trying to hear no stupid fucking excuses. I'm tired of that.
All right,
He
but
knew
but,
what was
but
going on.
if your body shut down, you could mentally want to do whatever you want. If your legs say no, your body say no. You ain't adjusting to nothing.
Well, that means he should have a better nutritionist. He should have a better better nutritionist. Yeah, he should have better people around him to give him the advice that he needs to understand that raw. Look at Keyshawn Davis. Keyshawn Davis could have almost killed himself to make that weight. He even came out of his own mouth. Keyshawn Davis said, "I could make 135. It's just I don't want to anymore." That's what he said. So Frank Martin should be on the same wavelength.
Hey, so you saying Frank need to tune up before he
Yes,
fight
yes,
Keyshawn?
yes.
Okay,
Most definitely, most definitely, most
okay.
definitely.
Oh, I can respect that. I can
Wait,
respect that.
can someone tell me when was that date? When was that fight against Tank? Can someone tell me, please?
I don't remember. I don't
Like
remember.
We don't, we
I
don't
can
even
2 years
remember
remember.
off the
now.
We
top of
don't
my
even
head.
remember.
It was like it was like March of 24 or something like that. If I'm mistaken, wasn't it?
Oh, a year and a year and a quarter, a year and a however long
Yeah,
ago.
yeah, it
Yeah.
was.
Okay. All
Okay.
right. I
Yeah.
mean, I
I'm
can
tired of
respect
that.
that. You saying he need to tune up because I'm not against tune ups, but I
Me
also
neither.
know too that with some fighters, and then Frank may not fit this thing, but in some cases, fighters sometimes just need a rest because they put themselves through a lot, not just with fighting, but in the training. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But
Yeah.
I can't argue with that. I'm not against tune ups. That's one thing that I don't like that Earl says. Like he don't like tune ups. You know what I mean? And I believe you need to get you need those tune
I
ups
salute,
sometimes. But
salute to you, OG EH. Salute, Greg, man. What's up, Greg, man? I hope you and your family's all right. Chef Dungy, you know what I'm saying? Chase Benji, chase them Benjamins. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes. You, Benji, Mr. Benji. I haven't heard you say much. What is your opinion on this topic here?
No, I just was listening, but I agree with the tune up though. I feel like Frank
Hey,
had a
hold on. Where you from, fam? Where you from?
the Bahamas, like close, Commonwealth country, we a part of
Say nothing.
Britain.
Say nothing. I'm
Yeah,
from St. Lucia, so that's funny. Yeah, say nothing, big man. Say
yeah, for
nothing.
sure.
Yeah,
But
go ahead.
I feel like I agree with the tune up part. Like I feel like Frank Martin deserve a tune up because if we clamor for the fight right now and Frank get stopped or even get dominated by Keyshawn, then we'd be like, oh, Frank was off for a year. He needed the time. So I feel like the layoff is good.
Right.
But him beating Keyshawn, eh, I know Keyshawn kind of skilled up. Besides the weight or whatever, Keyshawn gets skills. I ain't see too much skills from Frank, so I got to lean more towards Keyshawn. That's just my opinion. I ain't see too much skills from Frank Martin.
All right. Can I say something about that right there about the skills part?
Hmm.
I don't think we've ever seen Keyshawn have a skillful performance like Frank had against Rivera.
mm,
Let me ask you this, Dungy. Let me ask you this, Mr.
Mm,
Dungy. Let me ask you this: Is would you put Michelle Rivera in front of Nahir Albright?
I think that'll be a good
Well,
fight.
no, you wouldn't. Yeah, I know, but I know you wouldn't pick Michelle Rivera over Nahir
well,
Albright, though. I know you
no,
wouldn't.
definitely not.
Exactly. So then, there you go.
Yeah,
Timbo,
but styles make fights. You know you can't do that.
yeah, yeah,
You know
yeah.
you can't do that,
Nah,
Timbo.
you can. Listen, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. Keyshawn don't have a Michelle Rivera right now on his resume.
Thank you.
Yeah. He's got better. He's got better opposition. He's got world champions.
No,
Yeah, but I
he
mean,
got
like,
one world champion.
I
Yes.
know he got Pedraza.
Yes.
Listen, I know he got
Frank Martin has
Pedraza.
none. Frank Martin has none.
Listen, what I mean by that. Listen, I don't mean I mean the time when Frank Martin fucked up Michelle Rivera. That was a
Yeah,
crazy win.
it was a
They
big
was
win.
they was they was comparing Michelle Rivera. Talk about he the motherfucking best thing since Ali. You understand what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So
Right.
so 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 at the listen at that and listen even at that time after Frank Martin got that win over Michelle Rivera, his name was bigger than Keyshawn's. You feel me? But that don't mean he could beat Keyshawn. I'm just
Right.
saying
Right.
in the public's eyes, in the casual fans' eyes, that win that Frank Martin got, that was, I ain't gonna lie, that was a big win.
also, too, I think what you are alluding to, Tim Boski, is accolades, but Dungy is alluding to style matchup when he say that
Right.
John don't have a Michelle Rivera. Not that Michelle Rivera had all these accolades, but that
Yes.
style matchup. Because I remember when I talked to my brother was like, "Yo, the little dude that looked like a mix of Ali and Trinidad, he
Yeah,
gonna be like,
yeah.
man, he ain't gonna beat Frank." I was like, "He ain't gonna beat Frank." I
yeah.
picked
Frank
Frank in that fight. I picked
Frank
Frank in that
Martin
fight.
was the underdog in that fight.
Yeah,
Yes,
skills.
he
I picked
was.
Oh,
Frank also. I picked
wow.
Frank also. But
Okay, I picked
if you
that.
was
I
watching
picked
Michelle
that.
Rivera carefully, I picked Frank also. Frank Martin's southpaw, obviously. He's way more athletic. He's stronger. He's naturally bigger than Michelle Rivera. He's got, in my opinion, he's got better footwork on the outside. He's very
I don't
crafty,
know.
sneaky on the
You have to
inside.
catch
He's got
15.
more tools than Michelle Rivera, which was shown
I don't know
that
where
fight
he
that
is
night.
at. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, you right, Timboski. But we didn't. Okay, we knew Frank was,
All right,
Frank was
I'll
good, but
catch him.
we didn't know
Okay.
he was gonna dominate Michelle Rivera in the way he did. He
Oh
even
yeah,
he
Okay.
yeah,
even
correct,
he
correct.
even dropped he even dropped that nigga. You feel me? And
Yes,
and
yes,
and and
yes.
and 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 you gotta remember, Michelle Rivera,
He was juiced.
Oh
for
yeah,
using
yeah. He
that
was
stuff
juicing.
too.
Yeah,
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 Yeah.
he
he
was
was on
juiced.
he was on that shit too, and he still got his ass beat. So
And still
yeah,
greedy. And at the time, because as boxing fans, all of us, we get amnesia sometimes. Don't act like they wasn't hyping that boy up. They was talking
bro, they
Right.
real
was,
good.
they
Yeah,
They
they
was talking
was.
was.
real
They
big
was.
Right.
about Michelle
They
Rivera.
was.
I know I
Yeah,
picked him in that fight, and I picked him in the Artem fight. I knew he wasn't gonna knock Artem out because I had watched to and I know German dude. Fuck. I was like, Frank not gonna knock him out, but he gonna beat him. And he struggled with him a little bit. But he listened to his corner. He came out there and
nah,
turned it
we
up
not.
in the last couple of rounds.
Hey, and y'all know
No, no,
Frank went
hell
to
no, no, no. We not. Hold on. Omek said we forgot about the Autumn fight. Nah, Autumn did get Frank hell, and he said Shakur. No, 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 no. Autumn gave Autumn gave Shakur some problems too with that tricky style. You feel me?
yes he
That
did. Yes
Yeah.
he
he
did.
gave Omek, go back and watch that fight, my brother. He gave Shakur a lot of trouble. Shakur kept saying, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna stop him." No, nigga, you ain't stopping him. Autumn gave Shakur a handful too. He didn't, of course, he didn't. It wasn't in the same fashion as Frank Martin. Frank Martin was going to war. I mean, Frank Martin, was in a damn dog fight with
Artem.
Autumn. You know, with Autumn.
But how y'all think Keyshawn would fare against Artem? That's what I'm saying.
I don't know. Autumn got a tricky ass herky jerky style. You feel me?
Yeah.
And like I said,
Right.
we seen him.
And Frank dropped him too. With that
Yeah,
tricky style, Frank was still able to catch him and drop him. Yeah,
Oh
I'm
yeah,
saying.
yeah.
I'm
He
just saying.
needed Frank needed
Do
that
do
drop.
do we
He
think
did.
Keyshawn? Do we think Keyshawn at least make it past the scale?
All right.
Oh,
Probably not.
and now
All right.
at 140, you do.
Yeah, Boots needs to make it on the scale to fight Mutuzaliev. That's what he needs to make.
Hey, Butch,
Mm.
Butch,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
what happened to Josh Kelly and
Zalia.
Josh Kelly got a first round knockout, sir. You didn't watch that fight?
Hey,
what
hey,
happened to
hey, G.
Josh Kelly.
G. Timboski be talking all that shit, man. Wardley is regular.
Woodley, okay. See now you've covered. See now, see
Regular
yeah.
as
Now you've
fuck.
let the dogs
Reg-
out. See now you've let the
he
dogs
said
out.
he's
You threw the
regular.
meat out. You threw. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir. You threw the
hey,
meat on the floor. So now it's time for me to go get it. Pause. And I'm talking about real junkyard dog stuff. You know what I'm saying? That dog food. That dog food. So excuse me, sir. He's mid. Explain to me how he's mid when he'll knock all of your heavyweights out. You don't have any heavyweights. You can't listen, sir. You can't give me 5 heavyweights from your country right now.
That's all you do. That's all
Nah,
you do is
you
jump the heavyweights.
Yeah, don't
I
he?
didn't I
Don't
didn't
he?
jump to I didn't jump to he I talking about Boots
That's
and
all y'all got.
Mutuzaliev. I talking about this not happened. This not happened, G. This not happened, great Mr. Hackett. You spoke to me about we went from Boots to Mutuzaliev to Josh Kelly to Fabio Wardley. So now we're
No,
here.
no.
We
Tell the
run this
truth.
shit.
Tell the
hey,
truth. We was talking about Keyshawn. I asked, do we think Keyshawn make it past the scale? And all of a sudden, you threw boots in there.
Because Boots seems
And then
you
you
can't make
UK dudes,
147 no more.
and
You
then
can't make 147.
You UK dudes boots in there because
You knew what Brandon
because
Newman Jr.
y'all
was
got
gonna do.
that shit is y'all got half of the world calling themselves the UK.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah.
we gotta chop that down a little bit. Like we gotta start being specific.
Okay. Let's be specific. Let's be specific with this. You saw that performance from Brian Norman Jr. Boots knew. Oh yeah, this is an allegation. I'm not saying this. This is an allegation. They're saying that Boots and his dad, the team knew that Brian Norman Jr. was going to put Jin Sasaki back in the body bag, so that's why he moved up 154. After that Brian Norman Jr. performance, how do you really see Boots and Brian Norman Jr. fight? Like, how do you actually see that going? Because But Brandon Jr. He's gained more experience now. He's proved to me that he can actually be a world champion, go across
Y'all
overseas
killing
and
me.
defend his belt
Y'all
like a
killing
real
me.
world champion,
Y'all
like a real
killing me.
world champion. What are you talking
when
about?
I think
Our
he
top
might be
performance,
moving
because he's got some
slow.
when
power now,
Boots
whether we like it or
when
not.
Boots
He's putting dudes on stretchers. He's
when
putting dudes
Boots
on stretchers. He's ending guys' careers real early. We haven't seen Stan Stilian or however long.
What
We ain't
guys
seen that
though?
nigga
Who
ever
are these
since.
guys? Who are these
Yeah,
guys?
I
Who are these
6'11".
guys? Who are these guys?
Get it over.
when Boots turned
See,
99.
Mr. Hackett, you can't ask that because they were
We
asking
knew
when
we knew
Boots
who
knocking.
Stanionis was. We knew
Okay,
who Villa was. We
no,
knew
no, no,
Hey,
no,
about
no, no,
Cam.
no.
Cam.
We didn't know who Villa
We
was.
didn't know nothing. We didn't know nothing about his
Oh,
last two
yeah.
opponents. We didn't know nothing about him.
When
Okay,
Boots
that's
turned
fair. That's
99
fair. That's fair.
years old, when Boots turned 99 years old, he'll still be able to whoop Norman. Norman can't beat Boots in no era and no weight class. Period.
That's crazy. You say
Let
that,
me tell you
man.
something. And let me tell you something, Boski. Let me tell you something, Boski. You wasn't there when those two guys fought. I was there. His father does not want him in any type, way, shape, or form, want him close to Jerron Boots Ennis. The ass whooping is going to be massive,
Greg.
massive,
I got a couple
massive
questions for
ass
you,
whooping.
Greg. I got a couple questions for you, Greg. So you want to compare? You want to compare a sparring from 4 or 5 years ago, and to now. This ain't the same shit, Greg. This ain't the same shit, Greg. Brian Newman Jr. got enhanced his skills. With Hoffa, he enhanced his skills. He's got stronger.
Hey,
Yo, that's
His
why I
I
love.
ain't
body, his
gonna,
That's
I
why
ain't
I
gonna
body's
love
hold you.
Boots.
strong now.
I ain't gonna hold you. I ain't gonna hold you, Timbo. I had to look at my phone. I really thought that was a different person talking.
I thought, excuse me, Dungeon. Excuse me, Dungeon. I got a plethora of accents for you, my brother.
That's good.
Hey
Question,
yo, he like Robert Downey Jr. And Tropical Thunder.
question. And
Hey,
Greg,
Doug. Hey,
you
Hey,
crafted me.
Doug. I gotta disagree with you, Doug. You might say Warley regular, but that motherfucker a regular beast, bro. I root for
Regular
Warley.
beast.
That
Beast.
motherfucker.
EH, EH. But
You
that nigga
gotta
Hold
was
on.
kill
getting
him.
he was
You
getting
gotta
his
kill him. You gotta
head
kill
boxed
him.
off, EH.
Huh?
I said he was getting his head boxed off. That power not gonna
No,
save him every
no,
fight.
no. Listen. He was. He was. I cannot. I ain't got no pushback against that. But that motherfucker bit down in his mouthpiece and he said, "I'm gonna win." For that
Yeah,
motherfucker
he
didn't stop
did.
fighting, bro. Like that motherfucker different, bro. If he'd have had a little more schooling, he'd really be a bad motherfucker. But see, you know what it is though, Dutch? Because I watched the interview after the fight. Dude is a real down to earth motherfucker, and he's under no illusions about who he is. Like he know
Yes,
who he is as a fighter.
yes.
So he
Ding,
gonna
ding,
go in
ding.
there and fight that way. He ain't gonna try to be Floyd Mayweather. He ain't gonna try to copy the shoulder roll and do it. That motherfucker's gonna go in there and fight your ass. And that shit make
Mm.
us dangerous, bro.
It's Dun Dungy, man. Man. Dungy. I got a special question for you, sir. A special question for you,
What's
sir.
happening, bro?
Can
What's
you
up?
tell me, Dungy? Can you tell me, Dungy, what heavyweight can you remember you landing an overhand right to the under right underneath the equilibrium on the top of the jawline? What heavyweight have you seen land a right hand to the jawline and dent a man's skull? Dented a man's skull. Can you tell me?
Well,
Cheating ass Tyson Fury when he ain't had no patent in his gloves and he was
I
juiced
just about
up.
to
He
say
did
that. I was just about to
it.
We
say
He
putting
did
de- we
it.
putting dents in niggas' heads, man. We putting dents in niggas' heads, man.
I mean, the doctors only said it's humanly impossible, but okay, you can claim it.
you know.
Yeah, man. This thing
Hey,
wound up
it's
putting
for
niggas on
real. They
stretchers, but
said
we ain't
if
got
you
we
hit
ain't got to
a,
dent
they
no
said if
heads.
you hit a man that hard, the dent they skull, you gonna break every bone in your hand. I'm just saying.
Hey man, we
Right,
got some
right, right,
Terminators over
right,
here,
right.
man. We got some
Question.
Terminators over here, man. It is what it is,
Question.
man.
Since we on UK fighters, I don't know if it's a rumor, but I saw a poster. David Benavidez versus Callum Smith. I think it is Callum Smith. How we think that can go?
Yeah, I
Well, you
saw
know,
that. Oh,
Ooh,
easy night for David Benavidez. Easy night for
yeah,
David.
yeah,
you
yeah,
think
yeah,
Yeah, I'm
so?
yeah.
not
Easy
sure.
night,
I'm
yeah,
not
yeah,
sure if
yeah.
Callum
Easy
Smith
night.
ready for that.
I
Yeah.
love that fight. I love that
Yeah.
fight.
I do
I like.
too. I don't know, y'all. I think y'all might be tripping.
Of
Yeah,
That
let's
course
might
they
take
be a
our
tripping. Of
good
course
time.
they tripping. Of course they tripping. They don't know the pedigree of Callum Smith.
Caleb,
You don't
No,
understand
No,
the pedigree of the
no,
man.
I
We
know he
talking
got
about David
pedigree, but
Benavidez.
that's
yeah,
David
easy
Callum
Benavidez.
night for
Smith,
David Benavidez.
especially
David,
He
people
after
gonna,
getting
that
excited.
Bawachi fight. I
he gonna have to
respect him
knock
more.
him out, though.
I respect him
Caleb,
more after that
Caleb,
Bawachi fight.
Kellum Smith is sharp, right? He's sharp, and he got good skills. But the thing going to be, can he keep up with David Benavidez punch rate, his
Yeah, the volume. Yeah.
intensity level? You know what I mean? But I like Caleb
Yeah.
Smith in that fight because he's big enough to give Benavidez problems,
Yep.
and he's
Yes,
sharper,
sir.
and he's sharp enough to make him pay for some shit. But can he keep it up? That's the only
Yeah.
thing.
He's more. He's
Hey,
more.
but
He's
G,
more. He's more. He's more experienced. He's faced a better caliber of fighters. You understand? He's
I
bigger
wouldn't
than
say
him.
that.
Yeah. What do you mean with it? Hold on. Hold on. Sir. Hold on. Hold on.
Nah,
Sir.
yeah, no,
He
no.
fought
I
Canelo
wouldn't say that.
Alvarez.
I wouldn't say
I
that.
wouldn't say
No.
that.
No. 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 He fought. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir. He fought Canelo Alvarez.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That says it. Yeah. That says it all.
Oh,
He fought
come
Canelo
on,
Alvarez.
Boski.
No,
He
no,
fought. He
Hello?
fought. Hold on.
Timboski.
Hold on. Sir. Hold on. Sir. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me. He fought Canelo Alvarez. He fought
Uh-huh.
George Groves. He
Uh-huh.
fought multiple other guys. That, you know what I'm saying to you? Come on, man.
George Groves.
What do you mean George Groves? Yeah,
Come
George
on.
Groves. George Groves
Come
is
Come on,
human,
on,
man. What do you
Mike.
mean
Timboski.
George Groves? Hold on,
Come
hold on. What do you
Come
mean
on,
on,
George
Mike.
Groves?
Timboski.
What do you mean George
Come
George
Groves?
on,
You get
Grove.
hold on,
George,
hold on. You
Mike.
getting
Man,
excited
Come
over
on.
You
last
getting
time I seen
excited
George in the ring,
over
it was
boots?
George Kimbosis and he got fucked
Hold
up.
on, sir. Hold on. No, hell no. You getting excited over boots? Boots don't have a fucking career legacy. Neither does Brian Norman Jr. over fucking George
Bro,
Groves.
We
What
didn't
are you talking about?
we not talking about Boots or
We
Brian Number.
talking
Why?
about
Why?
David
But why
Benavidez
did
and
Greg go?
Callum
Why did
Smith.
Greg go George Groves like that? Like George Groves. George Groves is somebody. George Groves is a former unified champion. He's fought multiple
But you
guys.
went from Canelo to George
George
Groves.
Groves.
That's a
Yeah.
big
Yeah, that's what I'm
gap. That's a
saying.
No, no, no,
big
no, no,
gap.
no, no, no.
That's
That
a
no, no,
big
no. That is
difference.
no. That is a big gap. But I'm saying to you that since that's such a big gap, David Benavidez doesn't even have Canelo on his resume. He doesn't.
What
That's it.
Come
what
on, man.
That's the only person he don't got on his resume though. Tim Boski. Everybody else he done fought.
No, no,
what
no.
all what
David,
all I'm
listen.
saying is what all
David
I'm
Morrell.
saying is you have
Wait.
to be fair here. And since we're gonna be fair here, we like Caleb Smith. He's pretty good. We're not gonna lie about that. The thing is, Benavidez is on a tear,
Yep.
a massive tear. It's
He's not
gonna
on no
Fucking
tear.
take.
mad.
He's
It's
not on the
gonna
tear. He's
take.
not on the tear. He's
It's
not on no
it's
tear.
gonna
You
take
can't.
one hell of a man
Mm.
to stop his train. That's all I'm saying.
No, 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 no. It's just great. It's just great matchmaking, like my man was talking about. It's just great matchmaking. Cause you know what's
I ain't gonna
you know
lie,
what's funny,
G.
Greg?
You gotta,
You know
you
what's funny?
gotta, you got, you gotta
Shift.
go into motherfucking like doing like impersonations and stuff. I don't know how the fuck you be doing them shits, man.
Shift. Listen to me, Shift. Listen to me, Shift. Listen to me, Shift. So
Can you explain to me? Can you
Yeah.
explain to me? Can you explain to me why David
Not
never
PV
fought?
Herman. Not
David
PV
never.
Herman.
Yeah. Can you explain to me why David never fought Callum Smith at 168 when Callum Smith was the champion? Can you explain that to me, please?
It don't matter. They gonna
Oh,
fight
it don't
soon.
matter now. Oh, it don't matter. You Americans like to swipe things underneath the mat. You like to
Why,
put things underneath the rug. It
why
don't
gotta be
matter.
a
yeah, it
why
does
gotta be
matter.
an American thing? Listen, I think he didn't fight him at 168 because he was chasing Canelo. You feel me?
No. Because no, he wasn't chasing Canelo. He was fighting. What's his
Now
name?
he was
He was fighting fucking.
who?
He was fighting. What's my man? What's the brother's name that knocked it? Ronald Granville's. And what's the guy that Balanga bit on his? What's the guy that Balanga bit on his neck? He was fighting those guys. He was fighting
Who?
those
What
guys.
guys? What guys?
Would you,
What guys?
David Benavidez? You think you're smart? You think you're
What
smart?
guys, Tamboski?
He
You
never
talk
fought.
you talk about David Morrell, you talk about Caleb Plant, who you talking about? You talk about Boo Boo on James, who you talking about?
Yeah,
Yeah.
me.
You not
Yeah.
getting excited. Why do you not get excited? Why,
Timboski, you
why do
there?
Yeah.
The Americans, you not get excited over
Timboski,
this?
you
Why you
there?
get Jinsa?
Oh
Listen,
yeah, we
for
lost him.
example, Brian Newman Jr. was meant to beat Jin Sasaki. He was meant to. And first of all, but David Benavidez, he was meant to destroy Gosvick. Gosvick was done for 4 years, man. That man was in a fucking. He was almost in an induced coma. They had to open up his brain. He came back 4 years off a hiatus and they beat him. That's cool. Come on, man.
Oh, there you go.
David Morrell, all these guys, fight a full-fledged light heavyweight. Because you know David can't fucking no Bevo. He can't fucking no Bertilbiev. When
Okay,
Bertilbiev offered the
okay.
man the fight when David was at 168, he didn't want to take that man into his spot for the WBA, did he? No, he didn't. No, he didn't. Why didn't he? Because he knew what time it was, man. You don't get
Sound
excited
good,
over David Benavidez,
Timboski.
man.
Sound good, Timboski. Sound good. I'm not saying you're wrong, but I'm just saying Caleb Smith, he's good, but
He's very good.
Benavidez is a bad motherfucking Mexican. One thing about the motherfucking Mexicans, they gonna work. They ain't turned down no work. So we gonna see. I got
So,
me
so,
personally,
so, so,
I got Benavidez. I got Benavidez probably stopping him, truthfully.
so Timboski, do you think that Callum Smith is going to win?
No. I'm still doing my analytics. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying? I'm just now.
oh,
Hold on,
oh, oh.
hold
Now
on,
you do.
hold on,
Now,
hold on,
now,
hold on, sir.
now you,
Hold on,
now
sir.
you missed. Now you missed the motherfucker analytics, huh?
No.
Timboski,
Hold on,
you
chef,
a bad. Hey, Timboski,
Don't
Timboski,
do it now, chef.
you a bad motherfucker, man. I swear.
Don't do it now, chef.
Yo,
Don't do it
yo,
now, chef.
Timboski.
Chef.
Timboski, you had Morrell beating Benavidez.
Yes, I did.
Yeah,
Yes,
he
I did.
did.
Yes. Most
So
definitely.
so why are
Yes.
you up here still doubting Benavidez like he
Did.
not that guy?
No. You doubting Callum Smith. You chucking. Yeah, easy night. Yeah, Callum Smith. Yeah. No, sir. That's gonna be David Benavidez is gonna have to go through hell again. He's gonna have to go through the pits of hell again. Because Callum Smith ain't gonna just walk, he's just gonna fold over like some deck chair, like a fucking
Yeah,
pawn. No,
yeah, I feel like
he's gonna be in there with using his experience,
True. That's
using his
true.
long
That's
holding
true.
jab, using his shotgun jab, using threes and fours. You know what I'm saying? He's going to be using his length to his advantage because he is longer. Pause. He's longer than David Benavidez. He's bigger than David Benavidez. We don't. I think he punches way harder than David Benavidez. He's got one punch
That
knockout
may be
power.
true.
Yeah,
That may be
exactly.
true, but he's not
Exactly.
gonna outwork him. He's not gonna outwork him,
He
Timboski.
might
And
not.
listen,
He might not. But when we land certain shots
Tim
on David
Broski,
Benavidez,
let me
he's
ask you a
gonna.
question.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Didn't Eddie Hearn just come out and say he didn't know if Callum Smith was going to defend his interim title or fight Benavidez?
yeah, Callum Smith shaky right now. He
I don't know
nervous.
who Callum. I don't know who Callum Smith is, but Callum
that.
Smith. I think
You
he
know who
has
she took.
to be
You
in a
know
few.
who she
No,
talk
no, no.
about, Timboski.
No, it's fine. I'm just getting it correct. I'm just getting. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Just a bit of banter, just a bit of laugh, and joke.
Isn't he
Good
currently
afternoon.
trying to make a decision on fighting for a real title or defending an interim title? Which I don't even understand why it's a decision to be made. Sound like somebody about to duck to me.
No ducking, no ducking. Callum Smith's looking for the lucrative deals, lucrative deals. You understand?
More
What's
It's
more
lucrative.
two
lucrative,
things.
Timboski? What's more lucrative than David Benavidez? Let's be for real.
Right.
Yeah.
What do you mean? What's
At
more
once,
lucrative? Waiting
bro,
for the
at
winner of
one,
better be of a beaver. What do you mean? What's more lucrative? What you talking
nigga,
about?
Y'all ain't gonna get
nigga,
that
please,
fight.
What
Timboski.
you mean,
He
nigga?
can't fuck.
Please.
He can't
Y'all ain't
fuck
gonna
with
get that
them.
fight.
Cut it out, Timboski. Be for
We don't.
real,
Okay, yeah, it's already been
Timboski.
proven. It's already been
Okay,
proven. It's already been proven
okay,
that you can't
Timboski.
miss
Listen,
it.
listen,
Go ahead.
listen. If Bevo number 1 right now, and let's say better be number 2. Benavidez got to be number 3. So Caleb Smith.
So I'm saying to you, see, you guys don't watch. So I'm saying this was the American. This is
Okay,
why.
so who?
This is why I
So who
come here. This is
next,
why I come
Timboski?
here.
So
So who
Anthony
next?
Yarde is
This is
number
why there's
Who
three.
no
next?
filter. Hold on, chef.
Anthony
Hold on,
Yarde is
chef.
number
Hold on,
three.
chef. Hold on, Mr. Greg. Hold on.
Oh, hold
This
on,
is why I
sure.
come here and
Okay,
educate the Americans about worldwide fighting. No,
okay.
There's Albert Ramirez. There's multiple other light heavyweights that your nigga ain't
Yes,
seen.
that's cool. That's
I can't put
cool.
David. I can't
They
put
not
David
fucking
number
with
three when
David, man.
he ain't fought everybody else. It don't make sense. That's what you Americans do. You talking about Tank is the best.
No,
Keyshawn's the best. These
Timboski,
guys
stay
ain't
on
fought other
track.
guys, man.
Timboski, stay on
These guys
track.
ain't fought every. You
We
have
not,
to fight everyone.
we not. Listen, Tank resume been and Dave resume is a little different. I ain't gonna lie.
Definitely.
I can't name a person who last. I can't name a person who last 3.
Yo, chef.
Yeah, chef, you cut
I can't.
out.
I
Yeah,
can't.
chef cut out.
I can't. My bad. I can't name. I can't name a nigga who last 3 fights is harder than David's last 3 fights. And I'm just being real.
No, that's a lie. That's a lie.
Facts.
That's easy with me. That's
Facts.
easy. That's easy.
Gosvick,
Cambosis.
David
Cambosis. Next.
Morrell.
I'm
Next.
sorry, not 3,
Cambosis.
not 3. Last 4 fights.
Next.
I can't forget
Timboski,
it.
Oh yeah.
I
stop,
Okay.
can't
yo.
forget
Okay.
about. I
Daniel.
can't
Stop.
forget
Excuse me.
about
Excuse
Stop,
me,
playing.
Kev. Excuse me,
Timboski.
Kev.
Timboski,
Excuse
stop,
me,
yo.
You say
Kev.
Stop.
Cambosis? Get
Stop.
him
He
off
said
of
This
here.
nigga
Get
said
Camboski.
him off of
He
here.
said
Timboski.
Get him
Camboski.
off of here.
Timboski, stop.
I'm
Get him
out.
off of
Stop.
here,
I'm out of
Greg.
here. I'm out of here, man. I gotta go. I'm out.
Oh my
Cambosis
God.
has taken back-to-back tough fights. What are you talking about?
Get out of
History,
here,
history.
bro.
How the fuck I leave? How the fuck
David
I leave
Benavidez.
this
Who
chat?
is that
Nigga
last? Who is
Timboski
that
is
dude
high right
Timboski
now.
fought before Hitchens? Who is that dude?
That was a tune-up.
Get out of here. This is what I'm
Oh,
saying. This is
Hold
not
on,
a
hold on, hold on, hold on,
resume.
hold on.
He said that was a tune up.
Okay,
That was
Hold
a
on, sir, hold on,
tune
sir,
up.
hold on, sir. The man fought Devin Haney, Maxie Hughes, Ortiz, no, not Ortiz, sorry, Maxie Hughes,
he lost.
Richard,
Timboski, he
I
lost. He
rock
lost.
with George. He
He
got hurt, but his
lost.
resume ain't like David Benavidez.
you said who has took back-to-back tough fights. Now you're saying he lost. What do you mean?
But no, but listen,
Bro, David
Timboski.
Benavidez don't take tune-ups,
Scrap
bro.
Cambosis. Let me launch another missile.
Timboski.
Daniel
mm-hmm.
Dubois. Daniel Dubois. What
Let
next?
me launch another missile.
Yo,
Oh,
how
So
is you
so
Yeah, let me
gate
launch
serious?
another missile. Daniel Dubois.
gatekeepers get
Daniel
credit for
Dubois.
tough fights now.
Daniel
Gatekeepers get
Dubois.
credit for
Jerome
tough
Miller
fights
come
now.
on,
knockout. All of them.
This is crazy.
Timboski, you my UK brother, but come on, you with the bullshit
Yeah.
this morning,
What?
man.
What?
Real,
I don't
You
know if
could
it's,
be
real.
I
real,
don't know if
bro.
it's
You
Like
morning.
Americans
you
can't
could be
do.
Hold
real.
up,
You
Listen,
don't gotta do
hold
this,
up,
you Americans.
Timboski.
Timboski.
Listen.
I
You
don't know if
Americans
it's the
can't
morning
do to
over
me.
there. I don't
You
know if it's a
Americans can't do this
nighttime
to
over
me.
there.
I said,
You
okay. Let's
tripping?
break it down, chef. Let's break it down, chef. So
Okay, break it down.
Hold on. Danny Dubois hasn't had more tough fights back to back than David Benavidez. Is that what you're saying
Okay,
right
tell
now?
me his last four. Tell me his last four.
Jerome Miller, Hergovic. What are we talking
No,
about, man?
no,
What are we talking about? What
no.
we just do? What are we
Who
talking
else?
about?
Who else? That's two. Who else?
AJ will knock out all of your dons. Tell David to come to heavyweight. We'll knock him out.
Okay, okay. AJ after AJ. Who else?
What do you mean after Usyk? We'll fight Usyk now.
Okay, so that's
Where are we
two.
going with this?
Listen. Okay, so that's two. That's two good
You
rumbles.
put hold on. You putting David Morrell and Gosvick over AJ and fucking Usyk? Is that what you're doing?
I'm talking Caleb Plant. I'm talking Boo Boo
Caleb
Andrade.
Plant. Why do you guys going about Caleb Plant? Caleb Plant ain't shit, man. That
Oh
guy
Cut
my
it
ain't
god.
he ain't
out.
Oh
shit, man.
my
Cut
He ain't
it
no
god.
elite fighter,
out.
man.
Oh,
Cut it
Caleb
Oh my
Plant
out.
god.
Cut
ain't
it
no elite
out.
fighter,
Cut
man.
it
Oh my
out. Cut
god.
it
Caleb
How I
Plant.
out.
Hold
even
on.
forget
Tim
I'm
that.
Boski,
gonna
cut
just
it
hold on,
out.
chef.
We know he.
Chef.
Greg,
oh.
you gotta
Listen.
get
I
this guy
can't
off of
Listen.
here,
wait
man.
to
We
You
know
gotta
he
kick him
lost,
out
Tim
of here.
Boski. Tim Boski, we know Caleb Plant lost his last fight, but that's a bad motherfucker. You feel me?
Bad motherfucker. Bad
That's a
mother.
bad.
Hold
Listen,
on.
man.
Bad.
That's a bad. That's a
Chef.
bad white
Hold on,
boy.
chef.
You
Bad
feel me?
motherfucker.
That's a bad white boy.
Okay,
I
maybe I
can't
have to try
front.
this now. Excuse me, chef. Can you name me? Caleb Plant's three? Give me three elite wins from Caleb Plant, please.
Bro, it
Give
don't
me
matter
three
his
elite wins
motherfucking
from
wins. I'm just talking
Cambosos.
about he
When he
fought
beat
David Benavidez.
No, now he fought. No, I said wins because you asked me about Cambosis' wins, so I'm asking you about Caleb Plant's wins. He ain't got three
Name
elite
three
wins.
elite
We
people Cambosos beat.
Come on, Timboski. Timboski.
Teofimo
That's
Lopez,
it.
Mickey Bay,
That's it.
Teofimo Lopez, Mickey
Mickey
Bay.
Bay.
Yeah, Mickey. Oh, hold on, two cents. If you go, I can swear, 2 cents. We can bet $100, $50, whatever you want. I know Greg. I know Greg can go and get hold of Mickey Bay and ask Mickey Bay in front of his face. Mickey Bay, was you an elite fighter when in your career? And he's gonna tell you,
At the
yes, I
time when
was.
they, but at the time when they fought, was he elite at the time?
Oh, at
Or,
that
or
time,
was he go, or
was
was he going
Goswick
through
elite at the
shit?
time when David fought him? No.
Was who?
Go ahead.
Was
That's what
who?
I'm saying.
Was
You
who?
can't
Was
please
who
you do
elite?
this to me, chef. You can't do this to me.
No. You said was who elite when David fought him? Who?
Gosvick, was he elite after his 4-year layoff?
Who has
No.
Gosdick lost to?
Better to BF.
Who
all
else?
right then.
No one.
That's all
I
I
can't
needed to
hear you,
hear.
Timboski. I can't fucking hear you.
Who's kind of hold on, sir. Who's kind of Smith lost to?
Who he lost
Canelo,
to?
Canelo.
Canelo. That's it.
a smaller
Yeah.
guy, Canelo, a smaller guy.
A smaller guy.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
let's
Oh,
go.
that's
A
small. No, that
smaller
smaller
guy.
guy fought. That
Tim,
smaller guy
Tim,
fought Kovalev. Someone
Tim,
that Benavidez was never gonna fight. Kovalev.
Oh, so
That Kenneth Smith
Kovalev
fought
was elite when
Bataviev.
he fight Kovalev. So he was elite when he fight Kovalev. Kovalev was elite. Oh, he's going out the door. Which
Yes, he
one?
was. He was a yes, he
All
was, sir.
right then.
He was a champ. He was a champion, sir. Yes, he was a champion.
Was he
Yes,
elite or was he going out the door?
he was a
'Cause-
champion, sir. Yes, he's
so
elite.
all
When
right
you're
Timboski.
then,
I'm
he
elite,
not
was
saying.
established. All
I'm
right
not
then.
saying
excuse me.
nigga
All right.
wasn't a champion. Listen,
There's
I'm
over
not saying
2,000
killers.
chef. There's over 2,000 fighters in every division.
That's
There's over
true. You
1,000. There's
right.
over
You right.
1,500 fighters
That's
in every
true.
division. You are
That's
elite once
true.
you're a champion in that every division. Don't ask me was he elite. No,
Oh,
he was a bit past gone by his sell by date. We understand that, but he was still a
So
champion.
okay.
He
okay.
was still elite.
All right. That's all I
So
wanted to know.
Timboski, you only elite if you win the championship. That's the only way you could be elite.
No. That's how you separate yourself from the top of the pack.
I
Like
guess
Brandon G.
I guess, but listen, it matters too who you beat to get that belt. Doesn't that matter?
Exactly.
I think the difference between
If it's for a vacant,
I
yes, you
think
have a
it's a
point.
big difference between the UK and the Americans, and kind of like the way they view the belts. I think it's a
Yeah, they
difference.
value the belts a lot more.
Yeah. Greg was talking about that the other day.
Because you don't
Greg
have
was
no,
saying that
you
the
ain't
other
got no
day.
state, you ain't got no state title. You don't value your state titles. You don't value your NABAs. You don't value that shit because I don't know. You don't care about your fighters enough to value that stuff. There's over 1,000, 2,000 fighters in every division. Do you understand that? 2,000. Do you get
Yeah,
that?
we
So
And
understand,
it's
Yeah, we
Boski.
get it.
political, and it's political. The belts are political. It's a lot of politicking going on with them
of
belts.
course, most
So you
definitely, most
can't
definitely.
definitively say who's ever winning them or whoever got them is necessarily the greatest in the division or elite. You can't say that.
Yep.
Hmm.
Yep.
Timboski, all I'm saying is when David fights Smith, the next day we come on this motherfucking
Yep.
channel. Make sure you bring your ass front and center.
He
I
not,
swear,
because he did
I
this
swear on my
last
life.
time.
No, I
I
didn't.
know
No, I didn't. No,
I
I didn't,
couldn't
sir.
find him.
No, I didn't,
I
sir.
couldn't
Yeah,
I
find him
swear on my
when
life.
he
I
Morrell
swear on
boy
my
fought.
turned
life.
into a
I
ghost.
swear on my life. I'll be back here the next day. Look, ask Greg. Greg is right there. Greg's right there, looking at the UK map right now, thinking of where he can send his fighters to get smacked up. Hey, Greg, man, Greg knows how. Greg saw me that night when I came backstage, but my connection was fucked. I couldn't get back on there. Greg saw me that day. He saw me there backstage. Come on, man. I don't
What?
run away. I don't have no
What y'all
Tim
talking
skeletons in
about?
my
Boski,
closet.
I can't
I ain't got
believe
no
I can't
skeletons in
believe
my
you said
closet,
Cam
nigga.
Bosas though. I
What
can't
y'all
That
believe
talking
you
was
about?
said
crazy.
Cam Bosas, man. Come on, Cam Bosas. Come
Why are you
on,
saying
Tim
come on?
Boski.
Listen, chef. All Campos has been doing, apart from that one tune-up he's had in the last 5 to 6 fights, all he's been doing is fighting elite guys,
Tim
elite guys.
Boski, all
And
he
you
been
can
doing
say,
is fucking losing.
Yeah.
He's been
Since when is there so
losing.
many elite fighters at 135 pounds?
excuse
Tim
me?
Boski, the nigga been losing. Tim Boski, listen, where I come from, we don't motherfucking brag about losing.
It's not
Facts.
He
about
been
losing. Oh
losing.
my God, he's
He been
putting in,
getting
he's
fucked
fat.
up too.
Chef,
And he lost to Maxie Hughes, truthfully.
Chef, you just promoted yourself to saying, oh, it depends who you get the belt from. It depends who you fight. No, he's fighting
I
elite
asked
guy.
you.
He's losing to the elite, best of the best. Well, I don't get it.
You don't
He
get
lost to
credit for
Goldberg.
losing, bro.
Tim
What is you
Boski's
Yeah,
in
talking
there
you
for.
don't
No,
about?
get
no, you're
credit
not
for
getting it. You're
Tim,
not
losing.
getting it.
hey,
You're not understanding. This is
Tim,
why. This is why.
Tim
This is why we're
Boski,
different. This
Cam
is why we're
Bostas
different to
is
you
in there
guys
for
because
fucking
this is
sparring.
why you
He,
guys don't want
he,
to fight each other.
he
It makes sense now. This is why you guys don't want to fight each other because
ass.
oh, you lost. You lost. It doesn't matter. I fought the fights. It don't matter. I fought him. I fought everybody. I don't get no smoke. I get all the smoke. That's why I respect guys like Sean Porter over certain other guys. I respect guys like Adrian Broner. I
But he
respect guys
not
like
just
Timothy
losing,
Bradley.
he getting scraped. Like we respect Sean Porter too. Sean Porter in fights that's
Nah. You
competitive.
don't respect him.
Bro,
Yeah,
You don't respect
Cambosis
him. You
is
don't
yeah,
getting
respect
we
Sean Porter.
respect
You
destroyed,
Sean
Americans
bro.
don't
Porter.
respect Sean
He,
Porter.
Yeah.
Cam
You
Bostas ain't
Americans
no
don't
fucking
respect Sean
Sean
Porter.
Porter.
Right.
You
They
don't
not
respect
even
Sean
in the
Porter.
same breath.
You Americans don't respect Sean Porter. You talking about?
What you
What
mean
you
we respect
mean?
Sean Porter?
Who
Hold on. How
don't
you
Sean,
say the
respect
same
Sean,
Sean
bracket?
Porter?
How can you say the same bracket? Whether you like it or not, listen, I know it hurts you American ears. I know, but stop. Put down the baloney. Put
hey,
down the
Tim
listen.
Boski,
Put
Tim
down.
Boski,
Listen.
Sean
Listen, chef.
Porter,
Put
Cam
down the
Bostas
baloney.
is not the fucking same. Sean Porter was that nigga at 147. What are you
And
talking
and
about?
Cambosis was that nigga once he beat T.O., whether you like it or
Fuck
not.
no, he
He
Simple.
wasn't that nigga.
What do you mean, fuck
Listen,
no? What do you
he
mean?
wasn't that
He's a
nigga. What are
unifying
you talking
champion.
about?
hey,
Oh
Tim
my god, I
Boski,
can't believe this.
can't
I can't
listen.
believe this.
Cam Bosas cannot be listen, he beat T.O. Yes, that was a good win. But he motherfucking living off that motherfucking win. What you
Hold
talking
on,
about?
chef.
Listen,
Look, chef. Look at
Timboski,
the way you're watering
Timboski,
down
hold
the
on,
win.
hold on.
Look at the way.
Listen,
Look at
where
the way
I'm
you're
from,
watering down the win. Look at the way you're
hey,
watering down the win. Yes,
Timboski,
that
where
was a
I'm
good
from,
win.
we call that shit a one-hit wonder. You feel me? That's where
yeah.
I'm from. We call that shit a one-hit wonder. Timboski, you ever heard of you probably don't even heard of that shit. But that nigga's a one-hit wonder, man.
You could say one hit wonder. What did you think? Like what? So you thought he was? That's what I'm saying. You American. I don't get it. Like so, what did you think he was meant to? He was meant to go on and beat all the rest of the elite guy. What you thought that he wasn't going to lose or something? I'm confused.
That's how you
You always think he
talking.
was
Timboski,
going to lose.
That's how you
Timboski, that mother,
talking.
Timboski, that Cambosis win was like a person hitting a motherfucking lotto. That shit come once
Yeah.
every 30 years.
Well, guess what?
Yeah.
Guess what? I go by facts, and the facts state that he's got a better win at 135 than Tank Davis, than
You don't
fucking
like, hey, you don't
Oh
like,
my
Shakur
God.
hey, you don't
Stevenson,
like
than
Man,
who?
who
Shakur
got
Hey,
who?
Stevenson,
Timboski, tell the
than
truth.
Shakur
Uh,
What is it
this is
Stevenson,
about Tank
than
you
bullshit.
don't like,
Shakur
Timboski?
Stevenson, then
He ain't
Why you
got
don't
no
like
better
him?
he's
win
got a
than
better
Tank
win.
Davis. Get
Right.
out.
This is
Cut it
He's
crazy.
out.
got a
Cut it
better
out,
win.
bro.
Yes. So hold on,
Cut
two
it
cents.
out.
Hold on, 2 cents. 2 cents. So he doesn't have a better win than anybody at 135. Is that what you're telling me?
Who is his better win, bro?
Teofimo Lopez
Who the
went
fuck
on.
is
Then you want
Tiafimo,
hold
bro?
on, 2 cents. 2 cents. The worst thing is that Tio didn't go on to lose. Tio went on to become lineal champion, another champion,
Listen,
another
Man,
win.
get
listen,
out of
you
here
got
with
a
that
point. That
lineal
was a
crap.
good
What do
win,
you mean
I
lineal
ain't
Timboski.
gonna
crap?
lie.
That was a
Boots is
good
the lineal
win.
Take it
champion.
easy, shot. Yo,
Lineal
Greg,
crap. Hold on,
appreciate
hold
you.
on. Lineal crap.
Appreciate
Hold on,
you.
hold on. I know 2 cents. I know because you're a tankomania. I just realized 2 cents who you are. You're a tankomania. I know he hasn't sniffed no lineal
Here
nothing.
we go with the name
That's why the
calling. Here
lineal
we
don't
go
mean
with the
nothing to
name.
you. The lineal don't mean nothing to you because your favorite fighter
It
never
doesn't
sniffed it.
have it doesn't have anything to do with Tank. I don't know why y'all do that. The
No,
lineal
no, no, no,
doesn't
no,
mean
no, no.
nothing
Why
because
are you
what even is
criticizing?
that?
Hold on. Why are you criticizing lineal? What do you mean? The lineal. The lineal is the best. That's the most prestigious shit. Not the no. The WBC is the most prestigious, but the lineal is the most important. The lineal. Do you understand that?
But
Lineal.
she has a point though. What is it? Because they really come out of nowhere and be like, "Oh yeah, you fighting for the lineal."
Hmm.
It's not like the best guy always got the lineal title and then you fight for it. It's always like they pick a fight and they be like, "All right, you guys are gonna compete for the lineal."
There's
Incorrect, Greg.
politics.
Incorrect, Greg.
And
So I
thank
told you,
you,
Greg.
Greg. And that's my whole point with this
All
all this political stuff, and y'all keep
if
talking
it's
about these belts.
all right, if I'm incorrect, then how did Boots get a shot at the Lenos, and how did that happen? We know how he
First
got
of all,
shot up. We know how
because Greg,
he got a shot for the title that what's his name? Stanionis was holding. We know about that, but the Lino was just thrown in there.
Okay, Greg. Okay, Greg. Let me break it down to you, nice and easy. So, how long you know, Greg? You know Boots since he was a whippersnapper. You know what I'm saying? How long has he been at 147 for, sir?
He been there at least 8 years. Like
Okay,
9 years.
over a decade exactly. So he has the rights. He's fought enough top caliber guy. That's how you even apply for the lineal. Depending on how long you've been in the division, depending on what accolades, what have you done in the division. He's done enough. He's had over 30 plus fights. He's undefeated. He's fought other ranked guys. That's how you get in position to even fight for the lineal.
So
Hence
how
why Tyson Fury was a lineal champion when he fought Wilder, because he beat Klitschko and he beat
Fuck
multiple
all
other
that
guys that are
shit,
ranked.
man.
You
so how
understand?
did
So
T
the
Nobody
lineal
how
is
was
did
talking
very
about that
important.
lineal stuff until Tyson Fury came around talking about that. Nobody was talking
Because
about no
no,
lineal
because you lot
champ.
don't educate. Because it's not my fault, two cents, that you lot don't want to educate yourselves on the real stuff of boxing, the real championships, the real fucking legacy shit. Not none of this pay-per-view buys and this that, all the
pay-per-view
skills and this. We
buys?
don't care. We don't care. Butts and seats, butts and seats. We don't care about that. We care about the
We
We
That's
money.
care
what
fight.
people
about
say.
that,
Their favorite fighter
Timboski.
don't
We
do
gotta pay
numbers.
our fucking bills.
Oh, you
And
gotta pay
y'all
your
got
That's
bills.
what
and
Yeah,
people
y'all
yeah,
say
got
yeah.
the
when they
biggest
fighters don't do
stadiums.
numbers.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. They don't do numbers. And Timboski, stop bringing up Cambosis, man. He got one fucking win.
Excuse me, man. Excuse me. But sorry, chef. I'm gonna
It's
keep.
it's really ridiculous how y'all want to hop on Cambosis Johnson and bounce around, but then try to discredit Tank for the stuff he doing. That shit
Okay, why don't
Fuck
you?
crazy to
it.
No, no,
me,
no.
bro.
Two
Man,
cents. Two
She
cents.
fuck
Two
said
cents.
that.
she said his Johnson.
Cambosis versus GH in motherfucking Philly. I got the money. Fuck it.
Let's
Oh,
get
oh,
it.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Listen, chef and two
I
cents.
got the fucking money. Let's get it.
You can keep discrediting Cambosis and all you
Let's
want,
do
but
it.
and he
What the
you're
fuck
not gonna
Timboski talking
take that
about, man? I got the
W
money.
away from his resume. You're not gonna take those W's.
But I'm saying you're not gonna sit
He's
up
a
here and
real
act
world
like
champion.
Cambosis is
He's a
so
real
great
world
and
champion.
elite, but you gonna try to shit on Tank. Like that don't even make sense,
No, 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 no.
Tim.
I shit on Tank because he's not doing what his other compatriots are doing. That's why.
He's
That's
not.
why.
He's not. You absolutely right now.
Yeah,
That we
exactly. And
agreed on. He's
you lot
doing
say
way better.
you lot say no, he's not. You lot say he's the best. You know he's not. He arguably. Oh, let's see if you're gonna be an honest person. Let's see because I can't go any further without seeing your true moral compass. Did he lose
Why
Man,
they
you
against?
done
saying
talked to
that,
me before. Cut
Did
it
he
out.
lose against Lamont Roach? 2 cents.
They
No, he
counting.
didn't lose against Lamont
Listen,
Roach. Stop it.
they
So okay,
counting.
If they counted the knee, 2 cents, would he have lost to Lamont Roach?
Man, you talking about a technicality, bro. You talking about a
You see,
technicality.
this is what I'm saying. You can't give me a
Okay, but
straight
okay,
up and down
Timboski.
special
Okay,
effects.
if they count the knee, how does Tank react when he know he has a 10-8 round? We never factor that in. We never factor that in. But listen, Timboski, let's not talk about Tank. Let's stick to where we at. Let's stick to
No
where we
problem.
at. We talk
No
about
problem.
Benavidez, and Smith. We said that's gonna
Yes.
be a good. That's gonna be a good fight. Some people say Smith gonna win. Some people say Benavidez gonna win. All right, that's cool. You feel
Mm,
me? Let's
mm.
now. Let's talk about what's going on this Saturday. We got a good rumble this Saturday.
Good rumble.
Good rumble.
Yeah, good rumble. Good
Yeah,
rumble.
Definitely.
man.
Oh, you don't
I'm
And,
think
just
you
and
don't
like
think it's
chef.
a good rumble?
Yes, yes.
what you
I'm gonna
think,
ask you.
Timboski?
I do believe it. I do believe it should be a very good rumble.
Who
It's
you
going to be
got,
in it.
Timboski? Who
Yo,
winning
I've
that?
got. Are you speaking about your five? You speaking about like what? Because
For Jahai
that's why
Tucker and Chuck Simpson, who you got?
I'm talking about my file. Oh, you talking about truck? Oh, truck and Lorette. Okay, truck and J High Tucker. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
We can break that down one very very nicely.
yeah, that's what I
I
want to
have
talk
truck.
about.
I have truck in that fight there. Truck. I got
All
truck
right,
here.
all right.
You know what I'm saying? I think he's learned a lot from his early. That's what I'm saying to you. You look haven't writ off Truck Simpson, but he lost to Vladimir Hernandez. He didn't impress me in that fight. He didn't show me his quality of skills. He didn't show me the mindset. He didn't show me the veracity that I know he has. He didn't show me the athletics. He should be beating people like Vladimir Hernandez. He should be beating
Yeah,
those guys.
yeah, that,
You know what
that
I'm
was
saying?
a fact. That was a fact. That's a fact.
Yeah, he should be
Yeah,
beating him with the footwork, the foot speed,
Yeah.
the like I said, the angles, the punch placements, the punch selection. I believe that he's good enough to beat those level of guys. But look at this though. The guy that he did lose to, Vladimir Hernandez, that guy did go on to upset a couple other guys. He fought Troy Isley. He fought multiple other guys. You know what I'm saying to you? So that Vladimir Hernandez guy he's a good solid fighter. But as for Jahir Tucker, um, uh, he's coming into this one being the guy that doesn't have the power on his side. You know what I'm saying to you? Truck
mm-hmm.
Simpson's obviously the guy with the brute force. You know what I'm saying to you? I believe he's a better athlete, but I believe Jahar Tucker he thinks he's more technical. You know what I'm saying? He's more
Yeah, he
strategic.
got a
He's more
good jab
strategic.
on him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
great jab on him. Not great,
Yeah,
very good. He's more strategic in his approach to certain things. I don't want him to be passive. If he goes in there passive against someone like Truck Simpson, I believe the aggression. And then you have to forget, who's Jahir Tucker got in his corner compared to who Truck Simpson's got in his corner?
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
who do you think listens to instructions better? Who do you think knows how to lay out a game plan better? You know what I'm saying to you? I
right.
believe Jaheir Tucker's better with his punch placement. I believe his punch selection is better than Tucker, but he doesn't have the power behind it like a Tucker does. Tucker, he relies on the athleticism, his power. You know what I'm saying to you? It's going to be that's a very, very good 50-50 bout right there.
Yeah,
This is what a young
it got
this
upset written all over it. I feel like Chuck Simpson gonna pull it off.
What?
Jahai got great
Would that
boxing
be an
skills,
upset?
but
Would
Wait,
that be
who's
an
the
upset?
underdog? Who's the underdog?
they got Simpson
Tucker.
as the underdog with
Yeah,
the
Trucker. Yeah,
bets.
yeah.
Yeah,
But what I'm saying is like you know like on the panel with like what we call that an upset of Truck win. I wouldn't call that an upset.
for us, no, but I'm just saying
Okay,
off the betting wise, they'll call it an
okay,
upset.
I
Yeah,
got you.
yeah,
But why is it? Why do people think that Simpson can't beat John Tucker?
because they
because
just looking
obviously
at the
because they've
record.
seen him.
Yeah,
They look at the record,
yeah,
Tuesday. They
they
look
just
at the
looking at the
record.
record.
They
Yeah,
look at the record. They go, oh, okay, but Truck, he knows how to lose. As in, when I say he's not like he knows he like a dangerous man is a man that's
that's
got
what
nothing
make
to
them
lose.
dangerous.
Yeah, dangerous man got nothing. He got nothing to lose. Jahir Tucker knows that. The pressure's on his side. The pressure is on his
No,
side,
Hmm.
but
in my
listen,
opinion.
Tucker lost too. He got a loss and he got a draw.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you don't know. No, yeah, no, but
Who
but
Jahai
if you
Tucker
but
it
lost
if
to? I
wasn't
you
didn't
so.
know he
if
No,
you
lost.
but no,
if
but
you
it wasn't
if
so
you
early on in his career. It wasn't as early as
if
in
you
Truck Simpson.
if you look at if you look at their careers, the truth is Jahai Tucker's career has been more televised than Chuck
Trucks.
Simpson.
Yeah,
A lot more people know Jahai Tucker from ESPN,
top rank.
and,
Yeah.
and he put on some pretty good performances, and he has a flashy style. So sometimes people go with the flashy style.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I just think that this is a great fight because it's two young men willing to put it on the line early in their career,
Yeah.
even though they have losses, but they didn't lose to a guy like themselves. You know what I mean? Meaning an up and coming guy that got some momentum.
Yeah.
This fight will put them back right back in the race at 160. That's why I like the fight. The styles, Jahai is a better boxer, but Truck is a truck. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He gonna try to run you down, and that's why I think it's a great fight. I just like it. I like the matchup.
Let me ask you this, Greg. Let me ask you this, Greg. Do you like American muscle or do you like the Porsches, the Ferraris? What do you like?
I like both. I like the mix.
No. We have to pick one. If you're going to
If I had to
yeah,
pick
if
one,
you have to pick a car to drive back to Atlanta to Atlanta.
well, if I'm going with the distance, I'm gonna go with the foreign car. If I'm going for the short distance, I'm gonna go with the muscle.
And in this fight, do you think it's going to go the distance?
And this fight, I do think it is gonna go the distance, though. I do.
Oh,
Yeah.
you picking the Porsche, you picking the Rari. Okay, no
No,
problem.
I'm picking whoever pull up that night because this fight, you're gonna see different things come out of both fighters. This is the type of fight that make you train. This is the type of fight that make you go in your bag of tricks.
Mm.
So you're gonna see both of these guys doing things we haven't seen either one of them do before.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I was asking that
And
because I was comparing. Oh, go ahead. Sorry, go
and,
ahead.
and I'll be honest, when two black fighters get in there, it's just something about it. You feel me? Where that shit could go to a whole nother. It's like okay, when I'm not comparing the fighters, but when Floyd fought Zab, man, they were talking crazy. Top guy in the ring. Feel
Yeah.
me? About to be a
Classic.
Royal Rumble, man. That shit was good for boxing. You feel me?
Yeah,
That shit was good for boxing.
Yes,
yeah.
correct. And I was just
And,
asking.
my bad to Boski. And this is an East Coast thing too. Both from the East Coast. You feel me?
Yeah.
That plays a motherfucking part too. One nigga from B-more, one nigga from New York. You feel me? So that plays a part too. An East Coast thing. Listen, I don't know how it
Yep.
go in the UK, Tim Boski, but that shit is real. You feel me? It gets
Yeah.
real in the field.
No,
Yeah.
no,
They got
100%.
anything? What they got on the undercard for this? Like
Ain't
anything
got
good on the
It's a
nothing.
lot
undercard?
of fights. It's a lot of fights. You got Vito Melnicki fighting again.
Oh yeah.
Um,
There's a lot of fights.
I just looked at it. I gotta look at it
No,
again. But I
yeah,
Yeah.
there's a multiple
Yeah,
fights on
Vito the main event, but they got Vito in there with somebody I think he gonna beat. Truthfully,
No, they fought it.
I wonder if the winner of Truck and Jahai getting a little shot at Vito. That's what it's
Mm.
looking like to me.
that's what it's looking like. Yeah.
Yeah, he's just fighting Garzinski. Garzinski. He's that guy is a Polish domestic level fighter. Nothing special. Straight up and down. No special effects.
Yeah.
Vito Milelecki should dispose of him quite easily.
Yeah, I'm
Mm.
not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. This truck and Jahai fight.
That's the
This shit
main
should have
event
been
for me. That's why I
yeah.
asked what was
It
on
should
the
have been on a
undercard.
bigger card.
Yeah.
That shit should have been on the motherfucking Tank and Roach undercard or something. That's a
Yeah.
good rumble. And
No,
like
but
G.
No, not to cut you off, but I
Like,
like where it's at because like y'all said, this is really the main event on this card.
Yeah.
And I
yeah.
Okay, I
mean,
get.
if it was on a bigger card, then we might be trying to downplay it. But really, this
Oh,
is
okay,
the main
okay.
this is
I
the
And
see what you're
Greg,
main
saying.
event on this
and Greg
card.
and Chef, Greg and Chef, and everybody, two chefs. Why do you another interesting and intriguing prospect at one stage, in my opinion. I had high hopes of someone like Brandon Lee. What happened to that guy? He's fine on that card. What's up with
Brandon
him?
Lee,
No one speaks
Brandon Lee
about him.
just Brandon Lee just fought.
No, no,
He
no, no.
but he had went away to school. He comes from a background where you gotta have your books in order.
Fair
His
enough, fair
dad
enough.
his
He,
dad
he
was on his ass about the books.
Okay, cool, fair enough. Well, he got a similar record, 29-0. You know what I'm saying? He had, so he got dropped earlier on in his career. That kind of gave him, I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's what made him get more into the books. He
Yeah,
started
yeah.
to, he started to realize it has to be a life after boxing.
Mm.
Well,
And
he
I
fat. Well, he,
agree. I agree with that, but I'm the kind of man, I am who I am. I'm gonna be swinging on motherfuckers till I can't swing
Yeah,
no more.
you
So
know, yeah, exactly, Greg. You know, Brandon Lee. That he doesn't come from the type of places that we come from. There, not to glorify it or anything of that nature. It's just a fact of the matter is, yeah, he thought about he got hit upside his head. He thought about, oh yeah, I need a life. I need my faculties after this sport. So let me go into my books. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. But he's got an interesting fight against an heavy hitting Argentinian guy. He's on the undercard of that Vito Menanecki. So I'm looking forward to seeing him on there.
ooh,
Hey,
okay.
I got a question. Not to bring up B Norm Jr. again, but I got a question for the panel. Two questions. One, do y'all think this B Norm and Boots has a chance to be like a Terrence Crawford versus a Earl Spence just in the magnitude? That's the first question. And the second question is, what's next for B Norm at 147? What y'all think?
It does have the potential to have that. Listen to me. Listen to me. You
I'm
Americans
gonna
need to
say
build.
no.
You
Yeah.
Americans, no. You Americans need to build that
I'm gonna
fight
say
correctly.
hell no.
No,
Actually,
no, no. That era, they're not. Those two. I understand why 2 Cents is saying hell no, because both of them guys are not. They're not. They don't have the personas. They're not. They're not. They're not as enticing, in my opinion, as a Terrence Crawford or Errol Spence. You know what I'm saying? To Errol Spence got history, real history background. Terrence Crawford history background. You know what I'm saying? Coming from certain places, I don't believe that it will have that type of magnitude around it. And they're soft spoken. Not to say they're soft. It's just that they're not. They're not up in your grill all the time. Even though Boots can get like that. You know what I'm saying? To Brian Norman Jr. can get like that, but it doesn't really. I don't think it has the magnet. Like, it doesn't have the emphasis on that fight as it has a Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence. It can develop into that, but I just don't know if it will. I don't know if it will.
I'm gonna say
I don't
no,
think.
not just based on my bad 2 cents. I'm gonna say no, but not just based on personality. I got to see Brian Norman get in there with somebody like Karen or something like that. Like, I gotta see him fight somebody tough. I think he gonna lose before he get to the point where they could build that fight up. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, Brian Norman is developing, but at the same time, he came out of nowhere. They didn't even expect him to beat Santillion. Like, when he came through, it was like, oh shit. Now Top Rank just getting behind him. They're not gonna be able to, by the time he go to 54, he'll probably already have a loss, bro. And I'm not even saying that on no hating shit. It just depends on how they match him up.
And I
For me,
agree. I was just about to say that same thing. I agree. Me honestly, my 2 cents. I don't see what the hype is about Boots and Norman fighting. I just don't feel like their skill levels are really comparable like that.
Yeah.
And I do believe, like I keep saying, like they better be careful because they could mess around and lose their belts. So I think it's going to be a lot of careful matchmaking. And so I don't think it'll ever build because people won't ever feel like, to me, like, oh, he can really just compete with Boots. Because once he get the 54, if he go up, it's going to be plenty of other names that people going to want to see him fight. It's not like he's just going to move up to 54 and people just going to be clamoring for that fight. And
Even
the
at
only reason why
$47.
the only reason why they're clamoring for it now, is my opinion, is because they've, kind of manufactured this whole, oh, he duck type of story scenario line going
Hmm.
on. But other than that, like I really don't see like the fireworks behind Brian Norman. Like I really don't get it.
If he run into Devin Haney before Boots at 47, Devin gonna beat Brian Norman, bro.
No,
Like,
no, 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 he's not, sir. Excuse me.
yes, he
Excuse
will.
me. No, no,
He'll
no.
I
box
think
Hold
Devin
on,
can
hold
certified.
on,
beat
hold on. Let me.
Brian. Theoretically, Devin should be able to beat Brian
I
Norman.
think Devin
Oh,
will
hell
beat
no.
Brian Norman,
Hell
bro.
no, hell no. I'm gonna hold it. Hell no. I'll break that down for you in a second, sir.
That's a,
This
that's
is
a,
two
that's
cents.
that's a good that's a good the Devin that fought maybe
Pro Greg?
Regis,
Prograde,
yo,
yeah,
Yeah.
the Devin that fought Prograde, maybe, but right now, if they squabble next week, I mean next month, that's like a 50-50 fight. You feel me?
Devin
Because
Haney is going. Devin Haney will go to sleep.
Can I
I'm
say
not.
this?
Ryan Garcia, someone that's not even nowhere near the size of a Brandon Newman Jr.
He was off the shit,
Yeah,
bro.
Yes,
yeah.
He
he was.
was.
But yeah,
He
hold on.
was.
Yes, he
But
was.
Ryan is
Yes,
punch. But
listen.
Timboski,
Yeah,
Ryan is punching, and they do have.
thank you, chef.
Listen,
Thank you, chef. Thank you,
but
chef.
listen,
Thank you.
Ryan is punching, and they do have history though. It's not just the punches, the history.
Right.
Listen, his. I never been a boxer. You feel me? But I play competitive sports. The history matters. You could play against a nigga you never played against. Have 50. You play against a nigga who know you. He from the same neighborhood as you.
He
He know
locking up.
every move. He know every move you got. You feel me? He didn't see you at your best, see you at your worst. It's just it plays a factor. I'm not saying it's the number one factor, Timboski. I'm just saying it does play a factor. That's all.
But what makes me laugh though, chef, is that hold on. Let me address 2 cents because she did say that she doesn't understand why it's such a big fact. 2 cents. Did you watch what Brian Norman Jr. just did? He put the man on the stretcher. And
Who is
true
that
sense.
man?
No, you're right.
Okay, hold on. Before you do
Devin
that,
ain't that guy though,
Before
Timboski.
you do that, Tim, let me say this. Yes, he had a great performance. He knocked the guy out, knocked him down the first round. He put on a great performance. But what was the level of competition?
Yeah,
Yes, you're correct.
Devin ain't that Timboski.
Two cents, 2 cents, 2 cents. Listen, chef, you're correct. That Jin Sasaki is not under nowhere. That's why I said to you,
Yeah,
he did what he's supposed to do. I'm not saying I'm just saying to you that he put on. That's why I'm not. Listen, don't take this Tank thing too seriously. That's why I bring up Tank, for example. Tank, you look like Tank. He's an
here
exciting
we
fighter.
go.
No. He's an exciting. Listen, I can't deny that Tank knocks niggas out. I can't do that because I'm not an ignorant person. I'm not deluded. I understand what Tank does in that ring. The same with Brian Norman Jr. I'm not comparing them to. I'm just saying they have the highlight knockout reels. Whether we like it or
Mhm.
not, Brian Norman Jr. gives us highlight knockout reels. You want to talk about Jin Sasaki? Okay, cool. We can't deny the fact of Stan Stilian. That guy was a number one contender. So you can't say, oh, who is that?
That was a
He
good
beat
win. That was a
he
Okay,
good
That was
okay,
a
win.
good
he
Tim.
one.
destroyed
Hold
Roca.
on, Tim. Hold on, Tim. With that logic, you can't sit up here and say he was a number one contender, but then you try to shit on Boots opponents.
What? I've never shit on Boots opponents. I've never shit. What are you doing?
Yeah,
I've
So
never
you ain't
said that.
never
listen.
said Boots ain't fight nobody.
No. I've never said that. You, Greg, is sitting right there. I've never said that shit.
Okay, well go
Uh,
ahead, continue.
So everybody here is saying that they don't think that fight of
No,
Boots and
I ain't get to speak
oh
on it.
go ahead, Greggy, go ahead. My fault.
So I just wanted to say this. The reason I think the hype is there is because one, Boots was two, he was 2 fights late of getting either Spence or Bud. He was right behind him. So what that did was that made him the prime king when they left. You know what I'm saying? Meaning all eyes is on him now. He's supposed to carry the division. He become champion. He defend the title. He become not undisputed, but what's the other one? The unified. So
Unified.
so
Yeah.
unified, right? Norman the whole time was trying to gain some traction. He quickly gained traction through saying, yeah, I sparred that kid before, I'll beat him, so on and so forth. Meanwhile, nobody's paying attention, but over at Top Rank, he was like struggling a little bit. He get the shot with Santillion, he win. Okay, all right, good little win, stopped him. But then you come back, you fight Cuevas, knock him out. Then you fight Sasaki, knock him out. So every hero need a villain, right? In this case, let's say Boots is the hero, Norman is the villain. That's the only reason they hyping it up, because if the division was still loaded like it was before all of this went down, meaning Bud was still there, Spence was still there. Let's say Danny Garcia is still around. Let's say Thurman is around. Let's say uh
Ugas,
Ugas is around. Do we even
Porter.
Sean
Yeah.
Porter? Do we even mention Norman?
No,
No.
You know what I'm
we
Not
barely
saying?
yet.
mentioning them
Not
now.
yet. Not yet. No, not
So
yet.
so now because the division is aired out, and I'm thinking about all this shit as it's happening. Because division is aired out now, this is what's about to happen. This is the crazy part. Now that Boots leaving, it's a bunch of guys with names moving up.
Moving up from 40. Yep.
So what Norman Senior did was borderline genius, because I'm gonna keep my son away from this motherfucker. But I'm gonna
Yep.
act like we want the trouble. Now, all we got to do is hold on to our title. So we're going to fight everybody that we can fight except the guy we supposed to be fighting, which is cool because we all know he getting ready to go up. How do we all know that? Because we all know you can't carry that same fucking weight class as a grown man for 20 years. You can't do it. There's only
No.
been like one fighter to ever do that shit, and that was like Bernard Hopkins. Bernard Hopkins fought that.
Marvin Hagler.
Marvin Hagler maybe too. They fought at 60 for damn near their whole careers. All right, cool.
Spence.
In today's game,
Incorrect.
yeah, but Spence didn't have 50 fights.
And
No, no, but I'm saying he been there majority of his career though.
No, that's true. But I'm saying these niggas got 50 fights. Like Bernard got 60, 70 fights. So but you got a point. All right. What I'm saying is though, Norman wasn't even supposed to be there if you look at statistics. But because they did get a golden ticket, they end up lucking up and getting a golden ticket. His dad been moving him exactly right. So now people are going home and looking at these fights and they like, hold on. He might be able to beat Boots because they watching him knock guys out. That's not an easy thing to do, but at the same time, if you can punch and you giving me the kind of guys that's going to put their chin in front of out there for me to knock them out, I'm gonna knock them out, and that's what the kid is doing. I'm not mad at him for that, but the reason is not like a Spence in Bud type of situation, because Spence was cleaning up. Spence was cleaning up. Bud was cleaning up. That's not the same situation here because he's fighting guys that's not even in the rankings. Who the fuck are these guys? You understand? Boots at the same time, he tried it. He tried to get whatever he could get. It's not there. Go to 54. So for me, I get why people hype, but I don't think
You
I
said,
don't think
who these guys? There's only one guy, Jin Sasaki.
well,
He wasn't really credible.
Cuevas. Who was Cuevas?
Quavas was ranked. He was ranked top three in the
Yeah,
division.
but he was out for a year and a half.
Okay, correct. You're
So we
correct
don't
about
know.
that.
So we don't know what he was doing in that year and a half. He could have been getting high and doing all types of bullshit and got a call. Yo, you want to fight? Yeah, fuck it, I'll fight. We don't know
Yeah,
if he was talking about retiring. We don't know what that guy was doing. And
correct,
then
correct.
and then and then and then what's the name was just it was a listen, man. That was a vacation for the Normans, bro. That was vacation, bro. Let's call it what it is, bro. That was vacation. He went over there, did what they were supposed to do. I'm glad he did that because everything else if he didn't do that, everything else would have kicked him in his ass that he said out of his mouth. And it's all good. I don't care if they don't ever fight Boots because guess what? I understand how the game go, and I'm just a fan of boxing. I just want to see fights. But if they was going to fight, he had the chance. He didn't take it. Whatever excuse he came up with or whatever reasoning he had, he didn't take the fight. Okay, fine. But it don't carry the same as Spence and Bud because they both was cleaning up the division on on their definition of their sides of the street. You know what I mean? Whatever was being brought to them, they was beating it the fuck up. This ain't the same because one guy is leaving and the other guy is really just getting started. So, you know what I mean? To me, it's not the same, but it is what it is.
Do y'all think so okay, like boxers like were well named, right? In their career, it's always a person that's always gonna be attached to their name, whether if they didn't fight him or they did fight him. Is B Norm that guy for Boots or no? Or is it somebody like a Virgil?
Now let's say this. Let's say this. Let's say Africa move up to 47, Haney move to 47, Ryan Garcia, T.O., and let's say Norman beat all those guys. Then Norman is he really could be like, see why he ran from me?
Yeah, he
Now
could
he
pop his shit. Yeah.
now he could pop his shit. But the problem is he gonna have to pop it at 54. Because
Mm.
Boots not coming back down for that. I tried it already. Tried it with y'all. Y'all didn't want to fight me then. All right, cool. After looking at what Norman has done and what his father is doing, I think it's smart because you kept him away from the guy you knew would beat him up. Why did you know that? Because you saw what he was doing to your son in the sparring sessions. It ain't fucking rocket science. I saw what he was doing to my son, and the shit never slowed down. So guess what? I'm not putting my son in there with 8 ounces, but I am going to talk my shit. I am going to
Do
talk my shit. And with him talking his shit, they build some traction. Now, if one day Norman go to 54, then yeah, but I don't think it's happening.
Do y'all think Turkey Alan Sheik is in a position where he could put money on the table to make that fight happen? I mean, like,
Definitely.
I mean, like, Boots, don't go to 147. I pay you some money, amount of money, whatever it may be, to fight him at 47.
He could, but he got to make it worth his while. Turkey could, but Turkey's tried. Here's the thing with Turkey. He tried a lot of shit. He wasn't always successful at it. He just made some things happen. But that's why
Yep.
I like Turkey because he tried. He at least try to make shit happen. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But it's been a lot of turn downs. You know what I mean? Turkey ain't, niggas done turned down that turkey money.
Gee, I want you to answer this though, because I know the question going to probably come to you, or if it hasn't came to you yet. How do you feel about the timing of the zone Eddie Hearn reporting Boots is going to 154? What I mean by the timing, I mean the Brian Norman, day before his fight, his week fight, to the public, it could look like, oh, why did Boots say he's going up to 54 this day before this fight? You understand what I'm saying? Can you speak on that? Because I know it's gonna come to you, or if it hasn't came to you already.
I think the timing of it is off. It is. Somebody need to talk to Eddie, like really talk to Eddie. Like, Eddie, you just be jumping the gun, bro, because his timing is off. His timing is off because Norman just fought. Norman just did what he did, and now it looked like Boost. Like, all right, we're gonna get up out of here.
Yeah.
But anybody that know what's going on, they know what's going on, and that's nothing you could really explain to anybody because they're not trying to hear it. At the end of the day, though, I can only argue the fact that Ryan Norman is just what he is, a puncher. If you put him in there with boots, he not gonna look like he knows shit. He gonna look like a puncher, and that's it. And if he don't get that punch off, he gonna look like a silly puncher. You know what I'm saying? He gonna
You
is not gonna be good for him.
you
Not only is
see,
he just a puncher, he on top rank where they gonna give you the best matchups to
Right.
showcase that. Like he in a perfect situation to really just keep knocking motherfuckers out. So I want to see Brian Norman Jr. do good. I'm not gonna lie. I want to see him develop. He's still mad young, but at the same time, he just not on that level yet as a boxer. And when they put him in there with somebody who a real boxing motherfucker, he could struggle. Like even Africa, bro. I think if Africa wanted to move up to 47 right now, I think he'll box circles around Brian Norman, bro. Like,
Oh
yeah,
my God,
listen,
man.
listen. Hold on,
You
hold
know
on,
what I'm
hold on. Before
saying?
we go, hold on. But before we go faster, I just want to say, you see what Greg said, like, and motherfuckers come up on here and they say, niggas is biased, niggas is this, niggas is that. Greg could have easily made a bunch of excuses for the zone and Eddie Hearn and Boots on why the timing was bad. The nigga kept it 100. He do feel like the timing is bad. I just wanted to hear from your mouth because I get tired of hearing and reading shit. You feel me? The nigga could have came
Yeah.
up here and made a bunch of excuses, but you kept it 1,000 and you said what you said. You do feel like it was bad timing,
I
and how
do.
can you niggas not respect that? So
And
so yeah.
but the thing about Eddie, like if you watch Eddie, Eddie do what he want to do. Eddie is that spoiled kid that do what he want, bro. So when Eddie make an announcement or he make a fight, he don't give a fuck about what nobody else thinking. Eddie trying to move how he move. Now all the other teams, they watching each other. They really like, all right, look, wait, if they say this, then we gonna do that. That's because that's how things go. Eddie don't
Right,
care.
Eminem.
Eddie don't care. That's why he doing the things he doing. That's why he connecting with the people he connecting with, meaning Turkey. Because nobody, if Turkey would have tried to come out on just Turkey time, nobody would have fucked with him. But because Eddie gave him the stamp, like, no, this my man, he good for it. You know what I'm saying? So now we at least looking at him. Oh, all right, this what Turkey putting together. Oh, all right, we fuck with Turkey now. You know what I'm saying? That's just how it is. But Eddie do what he want. He say what he want. So and this another thing. Eddie, if you look at him, he a trendsetter. I'm gonna tell you why. A lot of promoters wasn't talking as much as they do now. They start talking because Eddie be talking. You know what I mean? Eddie be running his mouth. So because Eddie be running his mouth, now you got a lot of other people running their mouth. But here's the thing: everything a motherfucker say out their mouth ain't always the truth, neither. People be getting
Ain't
people
always good neither.
Right. People always listen to interviews and shit and they think they know something because somebody said something. Sometimes they put shit out there just because they know you're gonna take it and run with it. You know what I'm
Uh-huh.
saying? So listen, man, I've even fought on cards with boots. This motherfucker been making 47 for a long time. Like, all right, if you're going to 54, all right. You know what I mean? Norman just so happened to catch a flame at the end of him being at 47 and saying I'm going to 54. Okay, cool. It's not the end of the world. I like what Norman is doing because one thing he is doing, everything his father is saying, he's producing. We know what he's producing it against. We know that's not the top echelon opponents. At the same time, he is knocking them niggas out though. So
Facts.
I can't get mad at that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just here to say, if you put him in there with Boost, it's the end of all that shit. That's why he ain't getting there in the first place. You know what I'm saying?
Amen.
But it is what it is. People gonna say I'm being biased because I'm from Philly. It's not that. It's because I got to see the shit close. Like I understand it. I understand. I understand everything that happened. I saw it happen,
And that's why.
and I've seen this guy box so many different people, so I know
And
his level. But
And
my
that's
bad,
why
I
G,
ain't gonna keep
that's why they
going.
misconstrued. That's why they
not
misconstrued what you're saying with you being a biased and this and that. You've been
Yeah.
in the gym. You got certain idiots that don't understand that. You know what I'm saying to you? You've been in the gym. You know these people personally. I can only have an opinion on certain things because I don't know these guys personally. You know what I'm saying? I'm not in the gyms every day. You're in the gyms, Greg, and you know what's going on behind the scenes. That's why you're an important source that knows what you're talking about, and people don't like to hear that. Well, it is what it is. He's got a better view and a better opinion, or like a better opinion, or a bigger sample package than we do.
AG. Let me ask you this because I think you said a lot of things that just are spot on. I think always your takes are solid and full of levity, bro. You said that like people move their people a certain way and they do it with purpose. And you've seen people before attach themselves to something at the right time just because they know it's never going to happen or they don't intend to get on there, but they want to ride the wave.
Right.
So I know that to be fact. I've seen it happen many times before, and I've seen it happen recently a lot late. I just want to know this because I know you more so than anybody know. If a purse bid is ordered, can you negotiate anything outside of that fight for that purse bid?
Say that one more time.
So, like, you know how there was an offer that was made first
Yeah.
to them, and then the purse bid got ordered that Friday. After
Yeah.
that Friday, can they send any more offers for another fight outside of a Karen versus Boot?
Oh, you saying for his mandatory?
Yeah, when they got
Well,
ordered, when they ordered the purse bid, when they
well,
got ordered.
the only thing, from my understanding, the only thing he could do is drop the belt to get out of it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you gotta organize something with Karen.
Some step aside money.
That's the only
So
thing
the
I've
go ahead, I'm listening.
said. So what I'm trying to do is make sure I understand what you're saying. You saying when they
You
ordered the fight
you
with Karen?
you can't negotiate with some other person for another fight, right? If that fight is already
Oh no, we
No.
locked in. Yeah, we
we
locked
locked
in.
in.
Yeah.
So every quote unquote offer that they were doing on YouTube, talking about from that first point to 1 million to 1.7, that's was never going to be honored anyway, right? No matter if they took it or not. Not to mention the fact that that person also wasn't going to fight because he was hurt, but they couldn't negotiate, correct? Because the purse bid had already been ordered.
But I thought that was after the Karen fight.
No,
Was it?
that was during them getting the purse bid and getting ready for the Karen fight. After the purse bid offered, that's when it went to 1 point something million and then 1.7. So
Oh,
none of that could have been honored. It was all just to me, it was all organized
well,
by.
like
Go ahead, my bad.
like Chef was trying to say. Only way they probably could have did that is if they was gonna give Karen the step aside, and
Thank you.
which has been done though. We
That's what
we
I'm
we
saying.
we seen that with a lot of fights. Like a lot of motherfuckers, a mandatory got to step aside, and he take probably 200,000 or some shit, whatever. But I don't think, I don't really think, even though they was negotiating and saying all of that, I don't think it was really gonna. I don't think they was really gonna take the fight. If Eddie Hearn would have said 2.2 million, I don't think they would have took the fight. I don't know. I don't want
Well,
to
one
take you
thing.
away from your question.
No. I mean, if you could give, I was
Say it again. The joint went out. Say it again.
I thought that was I'm about to say after my shit going
Testing.
on here. He must be got bad first. He must got bad first where he at.
Hello?
Yeah,
can
you
do it,
there?
but you could.
Yeah, we can
Yeah,
hear
I
you
can hear
now.
now.
Yeah, we hear you.
Oh, okay, I didn't know. See, I was under the impression or the understanding that once it's ordered and then bidded upon, you can't negotiate no other fight, even if you pay out step aside money. So I thought that they were locked in that fight no matter what. But on top of that, he also was hurt, so he couldn't fight. He not gonna get in that ring with boots with a messed up hand.
Yeah,
That would be stupid.
yeah.
That wouldn't even be good business. So I was under the impression that it was all a build up to a possible fight. Now, when you say they could have made the fight, if he really wanted to fight, 1.7 is far greater than 90,000. It's almost 10 times greater. So therefore, you can't be getting shortchanged on bread. But if people want to use that as an angle, I'm fine with it. You said after this whooping that you put on my man Sasaki, shout out to Sasaki because he took a fall like a champ. Call him the fall guy. But you said after that words, you're comfortable in any venue, any setting, no matter where you get, where you go. You know how to. Your son know how to handle himself. So at 54, after you've taken care of 47 and done all you have to do with 47, at 54, I should see you in Philly. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, but that ain't gonna happen, bro. It's not gonna happen because see, this is now this is the one thing people gotta understand, right? And this is what I be trying to tell people about myself. I did everything wrong. Ryan Norman Sr., he did everything wrong. So in boxing, you learn what to say no to and yeah to. He
What did he do
know
wrong, Greg?
I'm talking about his own career. You get what I'm saying?
Oh, okay, okay,
What
okay,
I'm
yeah.
saying is, I took fights I had no business taking. I had no business physically, mentally taking those fights, but I didn't give a fuck because I love to fight and I'm trying to fight. I'm trying to see. This is the thing. What people don't understand about me, I didn't graduate high school, so I never went to college. I don't have a trade. I'm a fucking fighter. That's who I am. So it was either grab a gun or grab the gloves. I chose to grab the gloves. Now, did I do it right? No, I didn't do it right, but I did it. So I know where I fucked up. So if I had a son or if I had a protege, which I do, I'm gonna move them like they supposed to be moved. So now like I got a kid, he's 6-0, 5 knockouts. I know how to move the kid. Even when I put him up against another undefeated kid, everybody told me I didn't know what the fuck I was doing when I knew exactly what the fuck I was doing, and we went in there and got the win. That's what the fuck. So that's what the fuck Norman is doing. Norman knows how to move his son. He know what to say no to and what to say yeah to. But he's at the level where if you say anything, they will use it in the media. So if I can make these people believe my son is a knockout artist, and we keep getting guys that we can knock out, even though we keep saying we want more money to fight these guys, but we taking the regular money to knock out these guys, that's what we're going to do because at some point, the people are going to say, yo, he is knocking these motherfuckers out.
Hmm.
Even though we know for real, deep down in our heart, these guys are the type of guys you supposed to be knocking out. Cause these motherfuckers is not even moving their heads. They not even trying to get out the way. You get what I'm saying? But Norman, no, with this media shit, it's so many casuals running around. I can say anything I want and do whatever I want because at some point people gonna start to believe me because my son is knocking these motherfuckers out. So now today we're having an argument about these people fighting when the truth is they could have been for it. They could have been for it. But it was the reason he kept them away from him. Yeah, we'll go get the sparring because you're gonna learn more from the sparring than you would in the fight. Because in a fight, that might be the last fucking fight for you. It might not be nothing else after that. So people have to give Brian Norman his credit, senior, his credit for how he moving them.
Facts.
At the same time, I'm saying you're not gonna pull the wool over my eyes. I know what the fuck boxing is. I'm not talking about the money. I'm not talking about all that other shit. I'm talking about one-on-one getting in there swinging on each other. I know what a great fighter look like, and I know what an average fighter look like. I know what a fighter with talent look like. I know what all that shit look like. But when all the little shit in between that you be looking for, you be like, damn, but do he like girls? Do he drink liquor? Do he smoke weed? Sometimes that makes a difference in a fight. You know what I'm saying? You might have a great fighter who smoke weed for real, for real. Nobody really know, but a few people know. And you know what? we gonna take that fight because I know if we push him hard enough, his fucking heart will be pounding to the point he'll probably pass out. You feel what I'm
Mm,
saying? So
right.
we gonna take it and we gonna push him. But somebody else might say, "No, I ain't fighting that motherfucker because he undefeated. He done knocked out everybody." Yeah, but ain't nobody pushing this nigga. You know what I'm saying? Boots is and I'm not just saying this. Boots is the kind of guy. Whatever you bring to the table, he's gonna raise it. He's gonna raise the fucking bar. I'm not saying he's unbeatable. I'm not saying that. I'm saying is whatever you down to do, he down to do it. Norman know that. So Norman gonna do whatever he gotta do to keep bringing his son this attention because now they're gonna have to start paying him for it. I don't think it was ever a thought in his mind that they was gonna fight Boots Ennis, bro, on some real shit, bro. They knew exactly what they was doing the entire time. And guess what? I'm not mad at him. I'm not mad at him because that's your son. That's your fucking son. Would you put your son in the fire? Would you do that? Fuck
Of course
no.
not.
You're not gonna put your son in the fire. If anything, you're gonna save him. So that's what he's doing. He's saving him. And I
That
and I get it.
that frill Bill Haney treatment.
Yep.
Come on, man. Real shit. But and listen, but did y'all say yeah Brian Norman's name will be attached to Boots his whole career or not? I wasn't sure what you said on that.
I think it will because he'll be the one that got away. And then or if something happened in his career, like he take a loss, damn, well, that could have been Boots' win or this and that. It depends on where it depends on how far they go with the Brian Norman show. That's really, you know what I mean? It depends on how far they go. And you know why Bob is willing to tolerate that motherfucker, bro? Cause
Fuck
guess
us.
what? Cause guess what? He is knocking motherfuckers out. He is.
Knockout
So,
sale too.
and guess what? And guess what though? Bob not, he not a pain in Bob ass because whatever Bob offer, they taking it. You get what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
Bob is old school. So if Bob be like, look, bro, I got this 250. Oh, all right, come on, let's get it. Cause we're gonna go fight the little Japanese boy, right? All right, yeah,
Yeah.
come on, we're gonna do it. But if he say, oh, take this 250, bro, it's this opportunity, kid. You're gonna fight Boots in this. Fuck no, I ain't fighting Boots for no 250. Fuck no. But I'm gonna fight Jin Sasaki. Hell yeah, I'll fight him. Hell yeah, I'll fight Cuevas. I'll fight those guys, but I'm not about to fight. And Bob is, and like somebody said earlier, Bob is the best at matchmaking, bro. They get motherfuckers out the grave if they got to. They'll go get a motherfucker out the ground, bro, to fight you, bro. If that's
Yeah,
what they trying to do.
I already see what Top Rank could do next for Norman, and I think this would be a great match for him. Put him up with Tiger Johnson. They both at 47. They both on Top Rank. I like that fight.
Oh man. Oh man. I don't know.
Well, one thing I will say, in agreement with what Greg was saying, that Bob ain't trying to let that belt go. No other promotional company. So he ain't gonna fight nobody that got a chance to take that belt off of him and take it to another promotional company. Because that's how he lures new talent and fresh talent to the thing by making them a champion. Exposure through TV and making them a champion. And you're right, he
Yeah.
makes the best matches. So he ain't getting up in there with nobody that possibly can take that belt up off of him.
But how did
Bro,
that? How does Top Rank look after next month when there's no more ESPN? Y'all, what y'all think about that though?
but guess what? There's no more ESPN. But guess what? We're gonna go where everybody else at. We're gonna go to the zone. You're gonna go to the zone, and guess what? It's plenty of traction over there already. All
Plenty
I'm
of
doing
rec.
is, I'm bringing my dogs over there, and we're gonna rent my dogs out to whoever they need them rented out to, just like we've been doing. But the thing is, Bob gonna like it even more because I still don't gotta spend the kind of money I was spending with ESPN. I don't
Hmm.
gotta spend it because I don't gotta carry. And I don't have to carry the network. I don't have to carry the network because this network is based around sports and fucking and probably like 60% of it is boxing. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of shit you can watch on the zone, but it's a whole lot of boxing on there. So it's really gonna be easier. And then like my man said with the belt, bro, Lomachenko could have been gave up that fucking belt, bro. He knew he wasn't fighting no more, bro.
But
He
the Ben
held
gave
on
that
to the
shit up.
Yo, he could have been gave it up, bro. He held on to that shit at the perfect time, bro. Yeah, I mean, he released it at the perfect fucking time, bro. Like this shit is
And
so calculated. People just gotta pay attention.
and then remember, he was in negotiation to fight Tank. So that shit really boosted it. I don't know
Right.
why. Lomachenko smart. He said he wanted to fight again for his dad. He got the title. I affected negotiations with Tank, and then I'm gonna retire, go off in the sunset a year later.
Hey, on top of that, because that's a great perception. I mean, perspective. On top of that, remember the conversation that Mortia was having. He was like, "Hey, I want to fight Keyshawn, especially since
Oh
Keyshawn
yeah,
got a belt." And then that just did a full 180. Bob was
yeah.
like, "No, we got a
Nah,
different
we're
plan
not
for
having
you."
that. Yeah, yeah. Bob ain't having that. Bob ain't having that. Just like the Keyshawn and Abdullah. Bob would never had that neither.
Exactly. That's why he was so pissed off about this the Shakur fight with what's the boy that was cheating and
Oh yeah, fucking
Valdez.
Valdez.
Valdez at
Yeah,
30
Bob ain't want that. But Shakur,
at
Shakur,
all.
Shakur was screaming and begging for that shit. Yeah, you right. Yeah, Bob ain't want that.
If they consolidate, that means they ain't got many options to offer these people coming in to become champ. But if I can keep them you know, compartmentalized, then yo, you can go for this one. You can be in line for that one. You can be in line. So he covered them belts, and he don't want them to get unified. Hey, and it's clear as day, but people won't see it because they hate other things more.
How y'all, how y'all think that fight will look? Tiger Johnson versus Brian Norman Jr. off their last performances, because we're gonna go by that, y'all.
Well, for me, I think that if Tiger can gain confidence in his ability to take a punch, he would be so much better in that ring. He has the skill set to take Norman apart. I'm not really sold on Norman. I do believe, like Greg said, he's a puncher and he can just deliver a devastating punch. But I'm not sure that Quentin Randall fight let me know a lot about his IQ. But he is getting better, though. He is getting much better, and I will say that about him because he's not staying the same. He seemed to be progressing in a good manner. I would
Yes,
love to see the
that's
fight.
that's what I said yesterday about Brian Norman. It's Junior seemed like like he's elevated. You understand what I'm saying?
Now, I agree. But I agree
But
that opponent isn't a measuring stick that we can use. I think he was there for the taking. He
Fact.
loses punches, he jumps into punches,
yeah,
and he jumped into a knockout. I mean, clear as day.
yeah. I feel you, but what that's true. I was just saying I didn't see that Brian Norman that be trying to bull rush a nigga, get a cut or something. He stayed composed. You feel me?
Composed. Yeah, no,
That's
you can see the growth.
yeah. That's what I'm saying. That's what I seen from him.
I fully agree with you. I was just saying that, I agree with Greg too. That was a look good, a showcase fight. I'm going to showcase this talent like I
Yeah,
got.
facts. Fact.
Yeah, what's up with y'all, chat? I mean, what's up, panel and all that? I just wanted to come through say what's up with y'all.
Hey, bro, speak your piece.
Oh, all right. I was about to say, what y'all think? What y'all think if Keyshawn moved up to 40 and fought Richardson Hitchens right now? What y'all think would happen?
I feel like that should. I feel like that'd be a real emotional build up, real emotional build up press conference. I think that should be real spicy, like real like. I feel like whoever can stay composed the most throughout the 12 rounds can win the fight. Me personally, I got it like I got it like of Africa last performance, right? And North Keyshawn last performance. I got it like I got it either way. I ain't gonna front. I can see any fighter winning, but truthfully, I feel like the build up to that fight, the press conference, the face off, that shit may be more exciting than the real fight from both the camps, from both the coaches, from both the fighters. Shakur friends with both of them right there, set in the middle. That man, shit could get interesting. What y'all think?
I think given the bad blood between them and the possibility, like you said, the dynamicism of him being in a relationship with both fighters, I think it could be a redemption tour for him, so to speak, man, to get up on there and it'd be a chance, like I say, to bring another belt back on over to the fold. Because, in order to get back in good graces with Bob, because Bob put money out there, that was a bad look for Top Rank. Not just
Very bad look.
Keyshawn.
And
A very
on TV.
it live in living color. That was the worst part about it. Like you had this man get glorified. You had people who celebrated figures come out, support this man, get behind him. They giving him keys to the city and all this, and then it was like he pissed on all of that.
Yo,
And
you know,
Bob not gonna go ahead.
no, I'm sorry, not to cut you off, but listen, was that Keish? Listen, I just thought about this shit because top rank contract is over next month. So was Keyshawn fight the last fight on top rank that was televised to the world to see? Because
Yes.
this fight tomorrow is gonna be on ESPN Plus. It's not gonna be on regular ESPN. You feel me? You gotta have a plus to watch that shit. So was Keyshawn fight the last fight that was televised for the public to see on regular ESPN? Because
Yes.
if so,
Yes.
that's a bad way to go out.
That's a heck of a bad way to go out. So
That's
you know there's gonna be a fall for grace for Keyshawn. So the only way to get it back, he gotta stay low to the soil, stay quiet, and go out there and handle business in a big way, a major way. That
Hey
would
yo,
be one of the ways to do it.
I can say something real quick, bro. I was about to say like I feel like what Keyshawn did in his last, build up to his fight really made people forget how tough he is, bro. Like he really could fight. He could rumble, bro. Like he been putting everybody out basically at 35. Every at least notable name they done thrown his way. So
yeah.
this really his first like real misstep in his career. So I granted it
Nah,
was
second, bro, second. That we was first.
oh yeah, but that wasn't even that was minuscule, bro. That wasn't real. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he got a fight canceled over it, so it can't be that small. But at the same time, it's like, bro, everybody can see the ability in the ring. You know what I'm saying? Everybody can see what he could do in the ring. So I ain't gonna lie. I feel like this last Africa fight got everybody a little hype or up on Richard Hitzes right now. And I'm not gonna say Richard Hitzes is tough, bro, but that was George Kambosos he did that too.
Can I say
Yes.
something though?
George
When
Kambosos had been getting, bro. I'm my fault. I'm about to let you finish, bro. But I was just about to say this
oh, go
last
ahead.
thing. George Kambosos, bro. You gotta remember, he got 24-year-old by Dub, got treated by Loma, and was in a crazy fight with Maxie Hughes. It was in a back and forth fight that he probably lost for the Maxie Hughes. So it's like George wasn't nothing impressive coming into the fight. You know what I mean?
Yeah. First of all, you're right about that. You're right. But the thing is, right? One thing we can count on with George Kambosos, he gonna make weight and he gonna fight. These
For
niggas,
sure.
these niggas be getting away with a lot of impersonating. I'm using the word impersonating because they be calling themselves great before they get to prove it, right? Here's the thing. Here's the thing when you're coming out of the amateurs as an Olympian, you know for a fact that what the Olympic does for you, what the Olympic level does for you, is it gives you a blue chip, right? When you got that blue chip, what do you know? You know I'm getting drafted before a lot of these niggas. You know what I'm saying? What that means in boxing is it's a lot of shit I've seen that a lot of these guys haven't seen. So I already have an advantage. Meaning I may have knew about this fight a month before this guy even found out. So then when he found out, he only had a month to get ready or 5 weeks to get ready. I've been getting ready for 5 weeks already on top of the extra 5 weeks. So I'm more than ready. I should go in there and beat this guy. But whenever it's a guy like a De Los Santos who's a wild card who we have seen in there with some of the best fighters, you got to remember Ryo just went 12 rounds with Anton Russell. Yeah, he got his ass whooped, but De Los Santos knocked him out, stopped him. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he went 12 with Shakur, and nobody did anything in that fight. But guess what? It still goes down in the books as 12 rounds with Shakur. Shakur had a hard time against him, even though his hand was fucked up. He still had a hard time. You could tell when you watching them two in there. When you watch them two in there, it was decision making. It was a lot of decisions being made based off I didn't know what to do in that situation, so I had to do something else. I had to grab him. I had to duck up under him and run. That's what the fuck he had to do because it wasn't easy being in there with De Los Santos. Now we're gonna put that in your hands, Keyshawn. What does he do? He freaked the fuck out. Why do we call it a freak out? Because every fighter who came in overweight, they all know you got a chance of an hour or 2 hours to try to get as close as possible. He didn't even try. So just as much as you saying, yeah, he showed us some things in the ring, he's also showed us some things outside the ring that we can't trust. Now, what that means to me is if you match him up with a Richardson Hitchens, with a Devin Haney, whatever type of guy that he think gonna give him trouble, we're gonna see him act outside of himself. So therefore, we can't trust you because that's the only thing. That's the only thing we could put on you because that's the only thing we've seen. And let's be real, right? Even though the weed, like you said, the weed is a small thing, right? And he only been caught for that one time. But notice it was against the guy who gave him the most trouble
Fact,
to
fact,
prior
that's
to
fact.
that fight, prior to that fight with De Los Santos. What that tells me is
Damn.
he probably was nervous about that fight, so he was smoking just to make him feel normal. You get what I'm
Damn.
saying? I know that feeling, bro. I know that feeling of doing some shit the wrong way because it felt like it was going too right. You feel me? And it's really like a case of being afraid of your own energy. I think Keyshawn got so much energy that he don't know what to do with it. So whenever he take advice from whoever the fuck he took advice from to come in overweight and do that dumbass shit he did, he didn't know how to handle it. And then to add injury to insult, you gang up with your folks, y'all go in the back and start a fight. That's stupid, bro. From a guy that's now we looking at as he might be a superstar pretty soon. You know what I'm saying? So the only thing he's shown me is when the pressure's on, he really can't deal with it. He can't deal with it. You know what I mean? And I could be
That's
Crazy
a
wrong.
fact.
Carl.
I could be
Nah,
wrong.
you are not wrong, dog. Your
That shit
ass is
makes
smart
sense.
as hell, dog. You was spot on in everything you said, man.
No, that's
Nervous
real shit.
energy be damn, bro. And on top of that, what you said about the mistake, even though it's a small mistake, the people that's breaking bread, they look at it,
Exactly.
oh,
They gonna
that's
hold
not a
that shit
small.
against you.
Hell yeah, that's systematic of you. This is what we can expect of you,
Yeah.
and especially because he got a certain complexion.
Thank you.
And I'm gonna say this too. On top of that, he got to that date, the morning of the weigh-in, he only came in over 2 pounds.
Yeah.
Oh, so he
Right.
said fuck it.
Right.
He said fuck it for real.
Hey,
Yeah.
Greg.
And,
Greg, can I ask you a question, bro?
Dean, what's up, Dean?
who that? That's Dane from yesterday?
Yeah, this
Yeah.
Dean, bro. What's the deal,
What's
y'all?
what's what's good, Dane?
Yo, Greg, cause you been on here, so you ain't been seeing on like on Twitter what's going on, and I know you'll know. Greg, did Brian Norman ever wobble Jerron Ennis in sparring? That's the narrative. It's going crazy on Twitter. People saying Jerron
Mm.
Ennis, Brian Norman, then wobbled Jerron Ennis in sparring, had him taking a knee, and all of this other stuff. Is there any truth to that, Greg?
If I spar a guy and I wobble him and they offer me 1.7 to fight him, you think I'm not gonna fight him? That shit sound crazy.
I
I'm
want to
not trying
speak
to.
on the
I'm not trying to.
Keyshawn situation.
I'm not trying to juice Boots, bro. Boots be beating, bro. Listen to me, bro. I'm talking about niggas y'all be watching on TV, and I'm not gonna ever say their name, cause I come from a different time in boxing, bro. Boots be beating the shit out of these niggas, bro. I'm not bullshitting you, bro. Whooping they ass, bro. Whooping they ass. The last camp, I saw him get in there with a guy, bro. He hit him in the second round with a right hook from the southpaw stance. They had to stop the session and start it back over to let the guy get himself together. In the second round, bro. That's the kind of shit he be doing to people all the time, bro. No bullshit, bro.
Okay, that's what I wanted to know though, Greg, because they was going crazy on Twitter about that. I said, let me come up here and ask my man Greg, who Greg would definitely know if there's any truth to that. So I'm glad that
Bro,
we could put that to
bro,
bed.
it got to a point, bro. It got to a point. I'm gonna keep it real. When he was sparring Norman, bro, I stopped watching it, bro. There wasn't no point in me watching it. It wasn't no point. It wasn't no point. I used to go outside and listen to it. I didn't want to look at it.
Damn.
I want to
Okay.
say this. I want to say two things. I want to say something about Boots, and then I want to say something about the Keyshawn situation. When I remember when I first found Boots, it was like years and years ago, and I was watching the interview, and he was like, "Man, I can't find sparring partners." He was like, "I can't get opponents." He was like, "We're literally at the point where we're paying people to fight us." And this was years ago, like maybe 5 years ago. This was like a long time ago. And he was just saying he was having trouble finding sparring partners. He was having trouble finding opponents. And then we fast forward now, and we looking at the situation he in. He's still having trouble finding opponents. And my thing is Everybody was crying for him to go to 54. What's gonna happen at 54? Are they really gonna step up and fight him? They say, oh, the gloves are smaller, the fighters are bigger, they're gonna be able to take the punches and all of this other stuff. But are they going to fight him? Is the question that I have. Now, as far as Keyshawn goes, this is the theme I keep hearing about Keyshawn is that he quote unquote made a mistake. And my question is, what part of what he did was a mistake? Because he said somebody got like a lot of background noise and wind in their phone. They got to mute. He literally said that he chose De Los Santos to fight. He said he had other people, he turned them down. He picked De Los Santos to fight. Now, if you pick this opponent to fight and you're aware of all the things that he needs to overcome, the layoff, the this, the that, the weight, how big he was at the beginning of camp, the time, all of this stuff, he had to overcome all of this stuff to be able to beat you. And then, like Greg just said, somebody probably advised him to come in overweight. How is any of that a mistake? And somebody said, well, people forgetting how tough Keyshawn is. If you're so tough, you pick this opponent and then you decided to and come in overweight. You get what I'm saying? It's like it doesn't make any sense the action that you did before this fight, as far as trying to gain an advantage coming in overweight. It didn't make any sense to do that when he had so many other obstacles that he had to overcome in order to make the fight. So people keep trying to chalk it up to a mistake. It wasn't a mistake. It was a bad decision. That's not a mistake. He decided to do all of that. And it was a bad decision, and it backfired on him. And to say that was going to be the last fight on ESPN, that's tough. That's tough. So I'm wondering how Top Rank is going to handle him moving forward. Like Greg said, he's not trustworthy. And he's not ready for the spotlight. He's not ready for the attention. He's not ready for all of that. And in this age of social media, what these fighters are able to do is garner attention. They can garner attention,
Mhm.
but they're not ready for it. And then it causes
Facts.
all kind of other problems.
Real shit.
I'm gonna
Yeah, that's
tell
a
That's just
y'all.
my
that's a
two cents.
that's a fact. That's a fact, and that's why Keyshawn is like his last couple of interviews, he was speaking so highly of Tank. You feel me? Of Tank being in that position of Tank, wearing a crown for so long because Keyshawn, he's starting to see. Damn, I'm doing interviews. People, they bigging me up. That they pat me on the back. Yeah, nigga, but with responsibility comes a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
But Chef, you know why he the biggest hypocrite? Because he's the one that played a factor when it came to Tank Davis and all of that happening. He has been Gervonta Davis' biggest clout chaser in the last year. Don't try to be cool now. That's some
No,
sucker shit. He's
no,
showing
not deep.
over and over again. He on some sucker shit. Cause he
No, deep,
admitted,
but
Chef. He
no, no, no.
admitted.
But where I disagree was because I could dislike a nigga and hate him, but still say,
I
but
respect
no,
your moves. Yeah, I
and thank
respect
you.
your moves.
No,
I
but
can
what I'm
still.
saying is, Chef, he wasn't saying that. He was saying he didn't respect Gervonta Davis' move 6 months ago.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Dean. That's
He
yeah,
been
Dean.
tricking the
That's
game for too
You was
long.
tricking
They
the
say
no,
they
game
no.
say he was
too
tricking the
long. He
game for
talked
too
about the
long.
man resume. He said he called
Yeah,
the nigga a Oompa Loompa. Don't jump on dick now. I ain't
yeah.
trying to
True.
hear it. If I'm
Listen.
Gervonta Davis, stay the fuck over there, nigga. I don't
No,
want to
then
hear that shit.
you're not lying. That's true. But he started speaking like that when his stock started going up. And what I mean by that is now he understand why Tank was saying the shit he was saying. Oh, listen, I don't want to be in boxing no more. This shit is fake. Because Keyshawn is listen, when Keyshawn was talking crazy like that 6 months ago, he didn't have Allen Iverson retweeting him on motherfucking Instagram, Pusha T and
Real
them,
shit.
flying them out. Dean, one thing
Chef,
about
the
life.
knock was after he headlined in his hometown. That's when he said it. That
No,
was
but
He
after
just
listen.
got
that.
the belt in like February. It ain't
Yeah,
like
like that.
he
Like
been
that
a
was
star that
recently.
goddamn long. He only had it a
Yeah,
couple months before he started acting a fool.
but he
A
never
lot, a
had this.
lot, a
But
lot
he
could
never had
change.
this. But he never had this kind of press, y'all. And one thing about 2 days, they never the same, y'all. So 6 months from now, the fame he had 6 months from now versus the fame he got now, y'all, is totally, bro. It was at a point where Keyshawn's stock was rising more than Shakur's. We're not even gonna sit here and act like it wasn't. Listen, it
Yeah,
came to
Chef,
a
I
point.
hear that part, but Keyshawn is a grown ass man. Don't be
He's still a
talking shit
child, though.
six
He's still
for
a
six.
child, though, Dan.
No,
Nah,
he not,
No,
he not
bro.
fuck
no
no.
child,
No,
bro.
no, no, no. Y'all gotta
He,
stop this. Y'all gotta
listen,
let
y'all.
these
Just
are grown men,
How old is
bro. They
Keyshawn Davis, y'all?
He about
Listen, when I say when
24,
I say
25,
child, I just mean the nigga's
26.
younger. He's younger than me. That's what I mean. Listen, you could be a 40-year-old in age, but a motherfucking child mentally, and that's what I mean. He may be 26, but his behavior and his patterns show me he's still okay. Okay, he's not a child, but he's very immature. I don't want to use maybe I used the wrong word. He's not a child, y'all right, but he's very immature, and his moves is not thought out. His moves are not calculated.
But
Yeah.
how are you so this is the thing I have, right? These boxers are surrounded by all these quote unquote greats and this and that and this and that. Like, who's advising them? Who's
But
helping
that's
them?
but
Like,
that's because it's all bullshit though. That's why I try to tell people it's all bullshit. I know a guy. All right, again, I'm not gonna say his name. I know a guy who on YouTube. I mean, on YouTube. This guy is like a famous guy. Like he's like an activist or some shit. Yo, when I met him in person, you know what he did? He opened up his phone. He said, "Yo, look at this joint I was with last night." Like that's not how activists move. And
That's
then
not what.
and then if you're a real motherfucker, why you showing me? I don't care who you laid down with. You get what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck about that. But that's what's going on. All this attention shit is so crazy. People are forgetting who they are. So these people that you calling greats and all that, and I'm not saying I don't look at them like that. I think they are great guys. But at the same time, what we got to remember, they have a life outside of what we know, and they also are hooked into some whole other shit. So what we think they might be telling these guys, it might not even be what they talking about. They might not be talking about a bunch of nothing. You know what I'm saying? They just guys to use to boost your clout. That's all it is. They don't. These niggas ain't talking to these niggas. Cause if they was talking to them, why the fuck is you moving like that? Cause ain't none of my young boys listen, and I'm not even in the street no more. But any of my young boys do something, they know I'm coming to holler at them. They know I want to know what the fuck is wrong with you, like what you was thinking about when you did that. You know what I'm saying? So they trying to get their shit together before I pop out, so they could tell me some bullshit or either tell me the truth. So what I'm trying to say is, if a motherfucker he really got a real motherfucker talking to him, he not gonna go out there and do some dumbass shit like that, bro. So that's what I'm saying. These people that we calling great fighters and great shit, they not how Michael Vick, bro. How Michael Vick gonna tell somebody something? Come on, bro. How Iverson gonna tell somebody something? I know how Iverson turned my city up. Iverson turned Philly up, and Philly was already turned, and he turned that shit up more because he was a basketball player. But guess what? Once they knew he was willing to chill in the hood and shoot dice and shit like that, what niggas loved him even more because they know he with the bullshit. So they not so all that trying to be a role model type shit. Niggas don't really be on that. Niggas don't really be on that. And guess what? If it is one dude like that, it's 10 of them that's not. So you got the 10 guys in your ear that's like, yeah, go ahead. And then you got the one guy like, no, don't do that, bro. That's stupid. You're not even gonna hear the one guy, to be honest.
Yeah, like I said, man, Keyshawn, man, he at the end of the day, bro, that was your night. I want y'all to
Yeah,
think about this, y'all. And I
yeah.
keep telling everybody, this is how I agree with Two Cent. This is not a mistake. You know
hey
why?
Greg, my sound messed up. I gotta go out and come back in. But let me in. I'm
For
coming right
sure.
back.
For sure. Do what you gotta do.
I'm gonna tell you why I agree with Two Cent. He fought this same person. Did he try to jump him after he won? He was
Right.
younger when he fought him. Did he try to jump Nair when he won the fight?
Right.
No.
Right.
So it was and then you didn't even fight him. Calvin didn't go in a room and try to fight Nair. That's how you know it's some sucker stuff. It'd be different if Calvin was the one that went in the back and started it off and Keyshawn having his brother back. That's not what happened. The actual fighter who was fighting because you couldn't make weight, that's not leave that part out, and you did that on purpose, which is not a mistake. Your brother didn't run back there. You ran back there and did that. You took him losing more personal than he did, and he's older than you. If that
Right.
ain't no sucker shit, I don't know what is.
Real shit. Real
That's a
shit.
fact.
It just come down to
I
I hear you,
basically
guarantee
King.
you, y'all, if he would have won that fight, if his brother would have won the fight, this is how you know it's not a mistake. I guarantee you, if his brother would have won the fight, that would have never happened.
hey yo, you know something else too, bro? Boots told me this. He got the two guys up under him, Ishmael Muhammad, and he got Dennis Thompson, right? That he signed, right? And he had them on a couple cards that he was fighting. He was headlining. Boots even admitted, he said, yo, for real, I gotta stop putting them on my cards because I be worried about them. You know what I'm saying? So that takes maturity to be like, yo, I'm still put y'all on some good cards or whatever, but I can't put y'all on the cards with me because I'll be in the back worried about y'all. I could see Keyshawn going through that because that's his actual brother. But bro, you gotta know yourself. You gotta know, bro, I can't handle this right now. So if he knew he was gonna be that mad if his brother lost, guess what? He shouldn't even put his brother in that fight. They shouldn't even took that fight, or he should have just been locked in on what he had to do, and you know what I mean. But he made it a DB3 situation, and he let that whole whatever they was hyping up, he let that whole thing take over, and it
See,
fucked him
but
over.
Greg, my
Yeah.
biggest problem with people like that, I hear where you coming from, and I feel that part.
No, yeah,
But
I'm not
when you
making excuses.
talking,
I'm just saying.
yeah, but when you talking crazy prior to the fight, this is boxing. This is boxing, man. If you can't handle losses, this is the wrong sport to be in. Because on any given night, it could happen to you too as well. Could y'all imagine if
Absolutely.
Muhammad Ali was doing stuff like that? Muhammad Ali was the heavyweight champion of the world at 22 years old. And he
Yeah.
was fighting at a different time where that would have really been a situation. So it's like, bro, you run your mouth out here. Interview after interview and doing all this. You gonna step on this, you gonna do that. Don't nobody want to fight you. And then you in the back starting fights with a guy that you fought already.
Right.
If you felt that type of way, Keyshawn, let me tell you how a real nigga would have handled that. Hey, Nair, I need to see you, brother.
Right.
You want another fight? I want a rematch just because you beat my brother.
Yeah,
Right.
facts.
Right.
But
Right.
but but then it go back to what Greggy was saying earlier about how Keyshawn don't know how to, channel that extra energy he got. You feel me? It's like he don't. It's like that's probably why he was, smoking the trees, to feel me, to calm himself down. You understand what
Right.
I'm saying? You
Right.
you you. I don't like you said. What he did wasn't a mistake because that shit was too calculated. The missing weight and shit. That shit was all calculated.
Yeah. That shit was weird too.
He probably thought De Los Santos been on for 2 years. You know what I'm saying? Let's give him some paper. He gonna take the extra. He gonna take the extra cash. Oh yeah, he gonna do that. But it's so crazy because De Los Santos leaves his promoter because De Los Santos said he wanted to fight Keyshawn with the weight or no weight. He left his promoter. They split because De Los Santos, he said, nah, I wanted to fight Keyshawn. I was going, I was gonna take the fight still, but the promoter said, nah, I don't think it's safe. He gonna come in too heavy for you.
Mm.
That's boxing for you.
Oh shit. I don't know,
Yo,
man.
Aunt McQueen, 100% right. Missing it by 4 pounds, that ain't missing it. That's skipping you. That's skipping it completely. Like
Yeah,
you,
that was
you.
calculated. That was calculated.
And then guess what? What makes it even more calculated? And Greg know this because if he was 7 ounces heavier, they would have canceled the fight altogether. It wouldn't have been nothing to talk about at all. So that part was calculated too, making sure he was right under 5 pounds.
Mm.
Ain't
Hey,
no
hey,
mistake, gang.
go
Mm.
Yeah, I
ahead. No,
just
go
think
ahead,
that
Billy.
it's just being. I think it being chalked up to a mistake is really minimizing it, and I could just imagine if this was a certain other fighters that this happened to, this would not be the response. It wouldn't be the
Yeah.
response. Keyshawn really ruined his brand in that one weekend, in my opinion. And then people want to come out and say, "Oh, I see you
You
worse. I
think
see
it's
you worse. I see
you
you
think it's
worse."
over for him? You think it's over for
No,
him,
I'm
Keyshawn?
not gonna say it's over. I don't know. I can't say if it's over. I don't know how Top Rank feels about situations like this. I mean, I'm pretty sure he can come back. I'm pretty sure it's not over. I'm just saying that the reason why to me it was such a big deal is because the moment you decided to do this,
Right.
this was your moment. This was your shot. You had all the eyes on you. You just got the belt. You've been talking. You've connected yourself to Tank. You've done everything right up until this point,
Hmm.
and this was finna push you and take you, over the threshold, and you just you ruined it. You ruined it. So it's almost like I'm not sure if he's gonna have to start over or if he just. I honestly feel like he split his fan base with that.
And
I
two
think certain
cents.
people gonna feel a certain way about him now, and other people, they gonna feel a certain way about him. But I feel like he split his fan base with that. What's up, D?
2 cents. 2 cent. What make it even worse, and why I'm not giving Keyshawn no grace. How you gonna call yourself the businessman? See, your nickname makes it even worse. I don't want to hear no immaturity from a nigga who call himself the businessman. Don't tell me I'm wrong for that. No, you the
Mm-hmm.
businessman, you're held to a higher standard. That's your nickname. You should be held to a higher standard than everybody else. Because the businessman handles business, man. So you need to change your nickname. I'm
And
sorry.
let me respond to this. Somebody say, as black people, we gotta stop being so harsh to our own kind, bro. What's harsh? This is just criticism and opinions.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
just because you
we're
black
not kicking them.
don't
We
mean I'm not gonna criticize you. I don't understand when people say that shit. That makes absolutely no sense to me. If we can't criticize our own kind, then who can? That
Right.
we not
doesn't make
kicking them.
sense.
We're not kicking them. We're not kicking them. You know, while you're down, and I'm definitely speaking for myself as well. We're not kicking them, man, while you're down. It like we saying, we don't think it was a mistake. Well, I don't, but now I don't. When I thought about it, I think this shit was calculated. He just miscalculated. I honestly think he thought that Santos was gonna take that fight still, even after being overweight. That's what I personally think.
Oh, shit.
Bro, I don't want to hear that from dudes complaining. Y'all was out here talking about Gervonta Davis taxes. Get the fuck out of here, dog. We're not,
What the
we can't talk about something that's really in boxing, but y'all got articles and making panels and talking off, making YouTube videos talking about Gervonta Davis foreclosures and shit. I'm not trying to hear none of this shit, dog. What be happening is, this is why people want to defend Keyshawn, because they was bigging him up to be the guy that beats Gervonta. So then when he don't handle his business, now people want to make excuses for him. No, can't do it. Sorry. You ain't even defend your belt one time. What we talking about? Businessman? Handle business. You cannot call I want you to understand how calculated that is. You decided to call yourself the businessman. Run around here and say everybody don't want to fight you. You get your moment. Because if you beat De Los Santos, you definitely with PBC and Top Rank and everybody doing business and PBC probably getting the ESPN deal. Oh, you and Gervonta Davis was definitely on the table. You didn't handle your business. And then you want to get mad because people criticize you doing some sucker shit. We need to bring Shane back. That's people's problem now. Painting their fingernails and doing all types of shit. We need to bring Shane back. I'm sorry. You need to be held accountable. Let my mother, when I did something crazy in school, be like, you know what, baby, I ain't going to give you the belt. I'm going to try to give you some grace. Every time you do that with a kid, Greg, a parent, he know they go right back and do the same dumb shit. It's not until you tap them legs and you use that belt that they know. I just want to say thank God to my parents that they whooped my
Yeah,
ass when I was
for
doing sucker
sure.
shit.
Hell
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Oh,
that's a
shit.
fact. That's a fact. But you
Yeah.
know these times is different now. They saying these kids can't even get hit. They saying, you know what I'm saying, you ask a kid about a whipping, they don't even know what that is these days. These kids start crying. Parents they hand them the tablet. Hey, just give it a tablet. They'll stop crying.
Right, right,
That's the
right.
way you get better, man. You get better from criticism, from realizing that you got to do this, that, and the third to advance your career. It's no different than Greg's the coach. If he sit up there and he's training Brill and he keep messing up. All right, after the sixth time, I'm not gonna say it the same way I said it the first time that you did miss. You're not listening to me now.
Right.
It's a
Hmm.
difference, bro. You don't become better by patting motherfuckers on their back, bro, giving participation awards and shit like that. That's not how you breed champions. That's not how you get to where Keyshawn say he wants to get to. He should be held accountable because then he realized I ain't never doing nothing stupid like that again. That's how you learn from your mistakes. And don't nobody ever make you feel bad about your mistakes and make you realize that was some sucker stuff. Then it's like you don't learn from that. I'll give y'all a prime example. My pop, I had my friend at the crib when I was younger. He ordered us some Stromboli and shit. I ain't want to give my mans a piece. My pops took my shit, gave it to my mans and said, how you going to
Uh,
invite somebody over to your crib? And then
right.
we order something and you don't even offer him or give him nothing like that. You don't do that. You
Real
don't
shit.
treat your friends like that.
Real shit.
And I ain't never did that again, y'all.
Oh, shit.
But he was like,
But that's a good point that you making, Dean, because even Keyshawn's response, it doesn't seem as though he learned a lesson.
he ain't
Right.
respond. He ain't respond yet. 2 cents. That's where I'm at. Like that's where like as a person who root for Keyshawn, that's where I'm at about. As a man, you supposed to come back to that same camera, but you that you missed weight on, that you was eating popcorn on. You supposed to come back to that same motherfucking camera, pick your head up high and apologize to your city, to the people who've been backing you, motherfucking top rank, everybody. Like you said, that was your night. You fucked it up. You may have another night, but man, we gotta, bro. We haven't heard from Keyshawn since his brother came out and responded. Nah, little bro, this ain't little bro, big bro. This ain't even about y'all. To be truthful, we know
Yeah.
we know y'all here, but I'm gonna be real. This ain't even about you. This is about Keyshawn. This is about the face of the family. Yo, bring your ass back to this camera, man, and apologize as a man. Yeah, I
But
fucked up.
even the way the brothers responded to me said a lot. Like, oh, but they were upset people was returning tickets, and well, y'all coming to Keyshawn ain't the only person fighting. We fighting. I'm like, bro, they not coming to see you, Otis.
Yeah,
They coming to see
exactly,
Keyshawn. You just happen to be on the undercard. It's like a sense of It's like a sense of
exactly.
entitlement, and it's I don't know where does this younger generation get this sense of entitlement? Like, I don't
So
understand it.
it's the social media. It's the social media. They follow us. The followers start going up. The likes start going up. Now motherfuckers is reposting. Niggas start smelling themselves. Oh yeah, they here to see me. Not the brothers. The brothers is thinking they're on the same level as Keyshawn and quiet as kept. Y'all not. You feel me? Y'all just not. It's not.
Man, without consequence, it ain't gonna be no change.
Mm.
Simple as that, good brothers. Without consequence, there's never change. That's in anything in your life, from your job to your kids to your woman to your dude, whoever it is. Without consequences, what's the incentive for them to not do it again? What's the
Right.
incentive? If they gonna get the same treatment, that's why they talk about spoil your kids.
Right.
Entitlement. Where does that word come from? The word entitlement comes from not having consequences.
Right.
Like, period. So he gotta, I hope he does learn from it, but to be honest, put him in a situation where he has no choice but to learn from it.
Right. She.
We're not saying kick the nigga out of boxing or you feel me. He should
Yeah.
never fight it. He should never fight again. But it's like, come on. It's like, come on, bro. You. Like I said, the weed thing was the first. The weed thing was the first thing. You feel me? Boom. Now you have this. It's like, come on, niggas ain't gonna keep spending their money backing you. Room for you when you doing shit like this. It's not cool.
Look at Adrian Broner, and that's my guy. Love AB. But nobody was able to really grab him and tell him he wilding out. At the times he was wilding out, he didn't think he was
Mhm.
wilding out. But when you talk to Adrian Broner today, he admits he was wilding out. Nobody
Mhm.
was there to really bet. Nobody was there to Floyd and them tried. But
But
this is what
AB
happens when
wasn't
you don't have the consequences.
unreliable. But
Say
AB
it again.
wasn't unreliable though, D.
No, I get
AB
that, but
AB was gonna give you an inner because I was like, damn, AB get chance after chance. Like this man, AB is the fighter I seen get the most chances ever. I love AB. We one of my favorite fighters. I seen him get the most chances I've ever seen, in my opinion, in boxing. Even to
Man,
this day, he put on a fight. People gonna go by it and watch it. You know he gonna get his ass whooped. But it's because he delivered every time. You got an entertaining fight, whether he won or lost. You got a good build up. He came in. He put. You know what I'm saying? He was reliable as far as being a boxer, and I don't know what it is. I don't know why AB got to slide with so much shit. What was it about AB that he continued to get away with that? He kept his fan base. He got this big following. Like, what was it? Is it because he was a good fighter? Is it because he was entertaining? Like, what was it?
might have been. It might have been. It might have been all that. It might have been because he fight good. And at the time, AB had the culture too as well. Floyd. Floyd was on the back end of his career. You understand what I'm saying? And I don't think Top Rank had no bigger. I mean, I said I don't think PBC had no bigger stars than AB at the time. So it's like One thing about life, people will tolerate you until they can replace you. So
But the
once they
thing is, when you're putting on entertaining, competitive fights, that's what people want to see. That's what they're going to pay attention to. Yeah, they're going to talk shit if you're doing other things, but if you're putting on competitive fights, that's what they want to see. To give
yeah,
the fans and the people what they want to see, and
but
it's a
two
lot
cent.
of these fighters not doing that, and they want to complain about Tank, but he's I don't even get how they can complain and say all this shit about Tank when the market really determine your value. So Tank is obviously doing what he's doing to retain a fan base and entertain and sell out shows. Why aren't y'all doing that? Because y'all are saying y'all fighting a better competition. So why aren't y'all doing that? Obviously, y'all are not. Put on competitive, entertaining fights, and people will continue to follow and want to watch you, and they won't harp on all the little bullshit you do. They won't do it.
Yeah, 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 and no, 2 cents, because you could put on good fights and not have good backing, and it don't it won't see it won't seem the same. For
Like
example,
who?
like a nigga like Rolly. Rolly ain't the best fighter in the world, but his backing, the person he had behind him gave him that extra push. You understand what I'm saying? It's like a nigga like Bubo Andredes. It's like that nigga got the most talent. He's so talented. You feel me? But he's he
But why do
he's
you say Rolly? Rolly can fight. Why do people keep saying Rolly like Rolly ain't this and Rolly ain't that? I don't get that. I don't get why people keep saying that.
well,
Because,
I've watched.
but that's
Go
because
ahead,
my
G.
bad, chef. That's
Go ahead.
because with Rolly, you get one or the other. He knocks somebody out, or he get knocked out. That's how his story looks. Like he's a hit or miss type of guy. Like he could come out there, look spectacular, or he could get his head blown off. And when in a game like this where you got a lot of betting going on. To the people, he's not a for sure bet. So you can't put your
But when
money
did
on him.
Rolly ever get his head like when at what fight did you see this from Rolly? Because
Well, he
if
got
you
his
look at
head
that
blown
pic,
off. He got his head blown off against Tank, and he got his head blown off against the old head. What's his name? Old head. What's his name? And then
Yes.
and then
Yeah.
but
Pitbull
then
Cruz.
that
And
old
then
nigga
Pitbull.
knocked
Hold up.
somebody out the first round of the next fight. But go
No, but
ahead.
I'm saying, but then Pitbull Cruz blew his head off too. I'm just saying. You.
But if
That's
you
why.
watch that pic,
But that's why I said hit or miss. He either gonna blow your head off, or he gonna get his head blown off. In a game like this where you got people betting all the time, he's not a safe bet. That's all I was trying to say. Like he not
Yeah,
a.
I
well,
agree
he
with
might
that,
not be
Greg.
a
Yeah.
safe bet, so to speak, but people try to act like he's nothing, nobody trash, and how is he accomplishing and doing all these things if he's like if you don't like a fighter's style, that don't mean they trash. And I think a lot of people don't like Rolly's style. If you go back and watch that pit bull fight, that's Rolly's best fight, and I think a lot of people missed it, which is why they were underestimating him for that Ryan Garcia fight. Go back and watch that Rolly fight, and then he came
What you
out and
mean by
explained.
best? What you mean by best fight?
Go Rolly look that was his best performance, even though he lost. That was
I
Rolly's
don't
best
think.
performance against Pitbull.
I don't think so. I disagree with that 2 cents.
What you think his best performance was then?
How he looked it, like the best. Those
Yeah,
those seven those 7 rounds he was in there with Tank, or the Ryan
he
Garcia
looked
fight.
good there too. But I think Pitbull was a better fight because if you watch, he was really trying to box in that fight. He was getting in. He was just staying too long in the exchange before he got out, which is why he kept getting caught by Pitbull. But he was moving
So
around laterally. He was trying to box. He was using the jab. He was getting in and getting out. But he just kept getting caught because he couldn't move fast as he wanted to, I guess, because the weight thing, like he explained later.
so
But
was
go
that
back
his
and watch
best?
that fight.
So
To
so
me,
so,
to me, that was his best performance to me. Because I can't say Tank was his best performance because I feel like Tank set him up. You get what I'm saying? It wasn't like he
mhm.
was just overpowering or overcoming Tank. I think Tank was setting him up and letting him think he was having success with certain things, and then he knocked his ass out. So that's why I can't necessarily say that Tank was his best performance. I feel like Pitbull was his best performance, even though he lost.
And I only brought up Rolly because just responding to what you're saying is like some folks, like I said, they may not be the most talented in the world, but if they got some good back, it's like okay, you ever like went somewhere to eat, and like somebody kept telling you, man, this is Chef Gordon Ramsay restaurant. You know what I'm saying? You go there and the shit is trash, but it only made you go there because the restaurant was attached to somebody's name. People was maybe only watching Rolly because the name, the backing he had behind him. He got Floyd behind him. He about to fight Tank. He talking crazy. Okay, let's watch him. Let's give him a chance. But certain guys will have more talent than Rolly, but they won't get those kind of chances. They gotta work twice as hard to be just to be
I
seen.
mean, that's true. That's true too. That's true too. But We gonna see what Rolly do at 47. Rolly fuck around and unify. Then what people gonna say?
No, that's some real shit though. That's why I'm laughing.
Got me. I'm just saying because look at the landscape of 47. It's not an impossible task for him to do.
Right.
And Rolly got that WBA interim right now
I
from beating
think they
Ryan.
just
So
elevated him to champion.
I guess when Boots go to 54, does Rolly become champion?
They already elevated him, from my
Oh
understanding.
wow. So Rolly's 47, 40. Rolly's a three division world champion.
Yep, yep,
Wow. That's that's that's
yep.
that's in, that's interesting.
And that's what I'm saying. Why we keep trying to say Rolly trash? Why we keep saying that? I don't understand.
Because with all
What
the
do you mean?
new
What do you
people,
mean? Don't understand these trash, man. You can't
all the
sit there. Like, what don't
all,
make? What
No,
makes? What
no,
don't make no sense?
Tim, you the
What
main
don't?
one should be
What? So
respecting
what
Rolly.
don't?
You
No.
should
What do you
have
mean?
the
I'm the main one?
utmost respect
No,
for Rolly. He
no,
a three
no,
division champion.
no. He's not
He
a
a
free
three
division
division
champion.
champion,
He's
Tim.
not a free division. He's not
but
a
in
free
this
division
Yes,
new
he
champion.
is.
No, he's not.
in
No, he's
this
not.
new game, if you're not perfect, you know what I mean. That's the first thing. With the very first thing people do when they look up boxers now, they look up their record. Why? Because they want to be able to be like, he's undefeated or he lost. That's the very first thing you get judged by. When you look up a fucking football team, you don't look up their record. You know what I'm saying? When you
No.
look up hockey, you don't look up their record, but that's what they do now. So that's just what people do. They attach that to your name. Like if you got certain amount of losses and those losses was to miscellaneous guys, then oh yeah, you ain't shit. You know what I
Well,
mean? That's just how they do it.
you should know me
That's
by
the
now.
first question.
You should know.
That's the first question they ask a boxer. Oh, he a boxer? His name could be John Doe. Oh, how many losses who he lost to? That's the first thing they ask a
Well,
nigga.
Chef and Greg, Mrs. Two Cents, you should know by now that I don't business
No,
on no
Tim,
losses.
you want to act like you got
Uh,
so much respect for the belts. He a three
yeah,
division champion.
no, he's not a free division. He does
Yes,
not
he
do free division.
is.
Okay. Hold on. Okay, 2 cents. I told you, you're talking to a real savant of this sport. Can you name me
Oh,
your last American heavyweight
oh,
champion,
man.
please?
Here we
Oh
go.
my
Here we
God, here we
go.
go.
No,
Tim,
no,
Man,
no.
just
Second,
cut
hold
this
on,
explain
shit
hold
what
on,
you
out,
hold on,
trying
Tim.
to
hold on,
I mean,
say,
cut this
bro.
shit
Now
out,
he
Tim
wilding.
Boski,
hold on, man,
man.
hold on, man, hold on, man, hold
Cut
on, man.
this shit out, man.
No, man. No.
Nah,
Listen,
nah, Tim Boski. I ain't
just cause
letting
you
you.
don't like
I'm
just cause you
not
don't
letting
like the
you
fucking
do
food that's on
this shit
the
no more,
plate,
Tim
fam.
Boski.
You're hungry, bro. Just cause you don't like the food that's on
Nigga,
the plate. No, you don't fucking eat the
nigga,
food, nigga. Ask
nigga
the
is
question,
crazy,
chef.
man.
Who was your last American heavyweight champion?
He
Tim
said,
Boski, we not
"Who?"
go.
Bro, we talking about Rolly. What is you
No,
talking
no, no,
The
about?
no.
last what you said?
Two
The
cents.
last American heavyweight champion
All you have
was
to do is say I don't know. All you have to do is say I
Wilder.
don't know.
was
I don't
Wilder.
know.
Yeah, bro.
Wilder.
I'll say,
It wasn't.
bro.
No, it wasn't Wilder. Incorrect.
Okay, Tim
Simple.
Boski, the motherfucking enlighten me.
This is what I say. See, 2 cents can't sit there and say he was a three division champion and you're not respecting Trevor the Dream Bryant. That was
Answer
a
the
fucking
question,
champion.
Tim Boski.
What are
Who
you
was
talking
it,
about?
nigga?
Huh?
Who's the champion? The American.
Trevor the Dream Bryant was the last heavyweight world champion that you had.
No, nobody know who the like. What are you talking about? What does it have to do
Oh,
with
now,
Rolly
now
being a
it's what
three
am I
division
talking
champion?
about? You just said Rolly's a three division champion. I said no, he's not. So I said, raw. If
Why
that's
is
the
he
case, then
not? Explain why he's not. You
no.
going off to heavyweight? You in the wrong division. Why
I'm
is
not in the
he
wrong
not
division.
a
I'm not
three
in the wrong
division
division.
champion?
No. I'm saying you lot pick and choose who you want to be champions and who are not champions. That's my whole point. Rolly is trash in my opinion. His foundational skills is trash. He doesn't have any type of sense of direction. Oh, one performance against Ryan Garcia, which was very credible. Yes, I give him credit for that. But the rest of those performances, like you like to give credit in Cambosis, nah, fuck that. You can't tell me about Cambosis shit. Cambosis got way better career than Rolly. Way better career. Way better wins.
How?
What do you mean how? What do you mean how?
He's won in three different divisions. You haven't told me how he's not a three division champion. You deflecting. Can you answer that
He's not
question,
because
please?
those belts that you're talking about are not recognized, Mrs. 2 cents.
Which bill's
You're,
not recognized?
the,
Right? They not recognized by who?
what do you mean by who in the
They not
fucking?
recognized by who?
What do you
What do
mean
you
by who?
what do you mean? That's what you
Who
mean by
don't
who?
recognize them?
Yeah, no, they're not. No, not we. The whole sanction, the whole union in boxing, and they're not
The
recognized belts.
union.
You understand that, right? If you go to the commission, oh, it's not even me. You can ask Roberto Suleiman, man. Or go ask Roberto Suleiman. Go ask Daryl
Well,
Peoples.
look at here.
Go ask Daryl
I
Peoples.
was
Go ask
looking
Daryl
for
Peoples.
a proper
Your black side. The
shootout
black man. Ayo, the black man that owns the
or
sanctioning body of the
expected
IBF. I
a
swear that. I swear.
proper shootout.
Hold on, mate. Hold on, Greg. Daryl Peoples, your black American sanctioning body, that or the owner of the sanctioning body. Yeah, the president of the IBF, that guy, Daryl Peoples, go and ask him. Go and ask Roberto Suleiman, the Mexican guy that owns the WBC, the president of the fucking WBC. Go ask him why them belts ain't recognized. Rolly's not a three division fucking world champion. No, he is not. Stop saying that.
So why would they give somebody a belt and then don't recognize it? That shit makes absolutely no sense to me.
And this is why I'm in agreement with you, 2 cents. And this is why I would love to go and question Roberto Suleiman. I would love to go and question Daryl Peoples. I would love to go and question the president of the WBO, Pacho, whatever his name is. I want to go challenge these people because certain things don't make any sense. Why was Gary Antoine Russell able to get a title shot after getting his ass kicked by Puyo? See, these things don't make any
That
sense to me.
happens all the time. I don't even know why you bringing that up. That's boxing. They do that all the time.
No,
People
no,
get title shots. The same reason why Loma kept getting title shots. The same
yeah,
reason
but
why
it's not
Cambosos
right.
keep
It's not
getting
right,
title
2 cents.
shots.
It's
What,
not
that
right.
don't matter. It's
It's not.
boxing.
It's not right. She says it's not right. Campbell should not be getting no tea. It's not right.
How
That's what
can
I'm
you
trying to
say
make sure you
it's
know.
not right when it happens all the time? How is it not right?
So how you? So why are you saying that you don't? You said it happens all the time. You talking like you're in agreement with it. Are you in agreement with that?
No, I'm asking. It don't matter if I'm in agreement or not. How can you say it's not right
Hey,
when they do it
y'all
all
ain't
the
gonna be on
time?
here. Y'all ain't gonna be on here beefing, y'all. Come on now,
Of course. No. 2 cents.
cause
No, I just again, I
cause
got
two
respect for
No,
cents
you.
no, I'm
keep
just
giving,
trying to ask.
cause she keep giving you answers, Booski, and you keep asking more questions, man. At the
No,
end
she
of
don't.
the,
She doesn't give me no answers. What answers she
she
giving me? She just
did.
you can't. Hold on, Greg. You can't answer a question without. You can't answer. You can't answer with a
No,
question.
she
I don't understand.
answered it. She
What?
answered it
What did
though.
she answer? How did she answer it? But she's asking me a question.
But here's the thing, though.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
America has the better fighters. Why are you so
No, you
mad?
do not, bro. No, Greg. You got you because Greg, you Americans believe that boxing is two divisions when it's not. That's what I'm
we
trying to make you
have
understand.
we have the proper
I will grind,
shootouts.
Greg. I will grind you and all your Americans down until you understand that you do not have the better fighters in whole totality. No, you do not.
We do.
No,
But
you
we
don't.
do.
Excuse me, Greg. When I ask your American compatriots, like 2 cents, like Chef, like OG Bang, like EH, you know what I'm saying to you? They can't tell me. They can't give me any names in the heavyweight division, the cruiserweight division, the light heavyweight division. All you telling me is Dave Benavidez. All you told me is Tank Davis. All you told me is Devin. That's what you told me. You don't give boots. You don't tell me anything else. You can't name me. I can name you multiple guys that we have over here that you cannot. You don't have any. You don't.
No,
Your guy Brandon.
y'all
Your
got the right now. I told you last week. I said right now y'all got the heavyweights. Y'all do.
no. Stop
Y'all
saying
got the
heavyweights. We got
heavyweights.
yeah, and
But
we got
that's
the
where it
light, and we got the
stops.
cruiserweights. We got the cruiserweights. You don't have no one in there. We got the cruiserweight because you know that's a division as well. Right? That's my division. In fact, that's my division. You know you ain't got no one in that division.
They
Nobody.
got you crazy. They got Greg Haggett. The fuck are you talking
Oh
about?
yeah. All right, cool, no problem. No, I'll give you that. I'll give you that. I'll give you that, Greg. I'll give
I'm
you
an
that.
animal at
Yeah,
cruiserweight.
no, you're an animal, Greg. It's what I'm saying, Greg. You fight anybody, boy. You get in there, anybody, boy. You scrap it, just like me, tearing heads off. I understand that, but like I said, like I said, our smaller guys, because your excuses is they play NBA, NFL. Our smaller guys play English football. That's why we don't have any guys right really around them weight classes down there. But when it comes to big boys, the big hitters, the rocket launcher, power smashers, you know what I'm saying to you, the big motherfucking, the guys that are gonna take you out
Big
one punch.
motherfuckers.
Yeah, you see Fabio Wardley, big slab-headed motherfucker. Exactly. We're taking your guys out. Taking your guys out. I'm waiting for you to put Richard Torres, Jared Anderson, those niggas, Mac Truck. I want all them niggas' heads on a plate.
Mac
I already
truck.
told you. Yeah, Mac Truck. I like Mac Truck. I like that nigga. Let that nigga get in shape and he's gonna be a problem in that division. Let him get in shape and he's gonna be a problem. You know what I'm saying to you? We got multiple guys out there. Brandon Glanton, I love Brandon Glanton. He comes to fight. You know what I'm saying? But he got destroyed and crushed up. CBS, we put him back in the body bag, put him back in the suitcase and brought him back to America. You know what I'm saying to you? Who else you
No,
got up there? Who else you got up there? Where's old Teeth Overton? What is that nigga doing? What is he
no,
doing?
around. He around.
Yeah, okay. Well, I want to see him being televised. I want to see him in there with Ben Whitaker. I want to see
Well,
him
you
in there
gotta talk.
with.
Well, you gotta talk to his promoters. I'm not his promoter.
You're the bridge to the promoters, man.
I
Greg.
ain't the bridge. I ain't getting paid for that shit.
Well, I ain't listen, Greg. I love the sport of boxing, but obviously money is important as well. It is, but
It is.
it is,
If they
but
was paying me, then I would be bridging more guys. But I ain't the bridge.
come on, cool. No, that's
I'm
understandable. That's
just,
understandable. But
I'm
what you
just an
need to understand, what
American
you really
black
do need to
man.
understand, we got the better fighters up in this bitch. We do.
No,
We do.
that's
Two
bullshit.
cents. 2 cents. Listen, I love 2 cents as a boxing, as a. You know what I'm saying? I like her. She knows her boxing. You know, I do disagree with majority of her points. You know what I'm saying? Because I like that. You know what I'm saying? We can't agree on everything. You know what I'm saying? So I do have respect for 2 cents. I don't mind. I don't. That's what I'm saying, Greg. I'm not here to be liked. I'm not here to be disliked. I'm just here to talk about the real sport of boxing. If you don't agree with what I'm saying, or you think what I'm saying is a blasphemy, that's fine, man. That's fine. I'm not here to cuss out anybody. I'm not here for none of that shit. I'm here to talk the real shit. You know what I'm saying to you? So yeah, man, I got respect for 2 cents. She just needs to understand that Tank ain't what you think he is. You understand?
Yeah,
And
I get it.
Richard Hitchens and Keyshawn Davis, like I said, that's a quality fight. You Americans need your guys to fight each other. Why? Look at Truck and Jahar Tucker. That's what we need. That's what we need. We should have already seen Devin Haney, Shakur Stevenson. We should have already seen Devin Haney and Tank. We should have already seen Richard Hitchison and Devin Haney. We should have already seen Shakur and Tank. I can go on and on and on. We should have already seen Tio and Devin. We should have already seen Tank and Tio. We should have already seen all this shit. We already seen Keyshawn Davis and a tank or something along them lines. Why is it Jaheir Tucker and Truck Simpson are taking that leap of faith in giving us what the fuck we want as fans? Can you explain it to me, man? This is what I dislike about the Americans and some of the other countries as well.
I
We
think I
don't mind.
think I think you looking at the structure of the business and you putting it on the actual Americans when really it's just the structure of the business in America. Nowadays, they looking for fame, they looking for who can sell instead of just making great fights. This fight was just personally, I think between the two fighters, they had a thing going on and they pushed for the fight, and then here we go. If all the fighters thought that way, then we would be getting those type of fights. But because the structure of the business now is pitching perfect, you know what I mean? Everybody trying to be perfect. So,
Fair enough,
that's
man.
what-
Fair enough, Greg, man. Like I said, man. Thank you, Greg. Like I said, for having me on your platform. I'm saying to hope you and your family are well and healthy. I don't know what you got going on. And you get me. I know you're a busy man, fam. Same as me. Um, it's been lovely talking this boxing shit with you. I don't know what you got going on. I would love to continue this conversation with you, but like I said, I don't know what you got going on. You know what I'm saying to you? So, you know,
I'm in a
um,
trap right now, bro. I got
okay.
drugs out. That's what's going on. We getting them
hey,
high.
hey, hey, let me get onto these niggas quickly, man. 'Cause I love it. And as I said, I love the hate. Listen, your hate and you thinking that my breath smells like whatever it is, it fuels me. It fuels me. I want you to keep hating. It fuels me. Listen, you put the fuel into my rocket ship to launch me off, G. Keep telling me that because look, Dre one, you know what I'm saying to you? Carson Wallace, Zay Dummy, what a name, Zay Dummy. Yeah, it makes sense. Old Mac, it's cool, man. Listen, I appreciate your hate, but I know for a fact that you don't have the balls, you don't have the cojones like a real
Mm.
man to press that StreamYard link. You know what I'm saying to you? Because right now, you guys are just moving like Southport and those guys just talk behind the fucking screen. You understand? To you? I'm not afraid, man. Like I said to you, come up on here because it does take cojones to come up in here and talk this real boxing shit with a savant like Greg and myself. You know what I'm saying to you? Come on here with the StreamYard and please click the link. And I want you to turn on the camera if needs be. Or you don't even have to do that. You can tell me on the platform. I want to hear your voice and tell me that my breath smells or whatever it smells like because I can swear on my mother's life, Greg's life, it wouldn't be very successful for you to do that in real life. So please, man, continue hating, man. Please, thank you, man. Listen, Greg, man. Continue doing what you're doing, man. There's bare haters. There's bare people that talk bare shit. That's fine, man. Like I said, it fuels me. It fuels me. You got any haters, Greg? You're not doing something right. You know what I'm saying to you? And you've been out here for a long time now and talking this boxing shit. We keep it real over here. You know what I'm saying to you? So salute to you, Greg. Salute to EH. Salute to OG Bang. Sunday Dinners. Sunday Dinners. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying to you? Go check that out, blood. Go check out Sunday Dinners fighting words with Bang. You know what I'm saying to you? With Greg Hackett, the chef. Shout out to Chef as well, fam. Hey, Chef, when you come back on here, I want to see you with a chef hat on your head. You understand what I'm saying to you?
You
Salute to
already know.
2 cents boxing. Salute to them. You know what I'm saying to you? I shout the Americans out, fam. You don't have to, I
Zay,
don't have to agree with my
hold on.
points.
I'm about to bring Zay Dummy in here. Zay Dummy
Oh,
said he
yo,
want to
Zay Dummy,
holler
go
at you.
ahead, bro. Go ahead, bro. What you saying? What go on?
Hold on. I'm about to bring him in. He said he want to rap.
Yeah, rap with me, man, because you can't talk when it comes to real rapping about real boxing. I'm saying you can say what you want. My breath stink. I don't know how a man's breath stinks if you've never seen him in you've never met him in your life. That don't make no sense to me. But like I said, a lot of you Americans don't make any sense. You don't comprehend things very well. You know what I'm saying to you? So make sure when you come up here, you talk the real shit to me. Talk some real boxing. Don't come here insults and stupid shit. Talk some real boxing to me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, cool. No problem, Carson Wallace, man. No problem. Like I said, I've got respect for everyone here that has respect for me when it comes to talking about boxing. People just like to stay away from the point of boxing. I want to talk about other things that's irrelevant. I'm not here for that. And you don't have to like me, man. That's fine. You don't have to like the UK nigga. That's fine, man. I'm different. I'm different. That's why you
Oh,
don't see
big
any other
facts.
UK niggas around these parts talking about boxing. You got these all these other weird ass niggas. No, no, I'm the real shit. I'm the real authentic shit.
Yeah.
Hey, Greg, man, like I said, man, are you looking forward to the fights on the weekends? You know what I'm saying to you? You didn't give me your pick. You picked truck, right?
No, I picked 50-50.
Okay, fair enough. 50-50. You're a real
Hold on, I think
50-50 guy, aren't you? Real
I got my
50-50 guy.
boy. Oh, this is 4K. Where my man Zay Dummy at? Fuck it is, Dummy. Where you at?
Yo,
4K, what's up, blood?
what's good? I just got a quick question. I'm gonna get up out of here, man. Shit, I was talking hella yesterday on your shit. But when you was talking about B Norm earlier and how they moving them, you think that's what they doing with Tank? How PBC moving them?
I think
Kind of
Tank.
kind of the same situation, you feel me?
Yeah, I think Tank career was similar. Like not so similar because it's a different division, so you got different fighters. You know what I mean? And Tank has been putting on for a nice while now. But I think Norman, because he got a different background, he didn't get the boost. He didn't the boost meaning the Mayweather approval, the stamp. He didn't get
Yeah.
those stuff. He had to get it the hard way where he just had to navigate through the game. You know what I mean? And you know. Yeah, I think it's similarities there, yeah, but I don't think it's the same.
And one more question, because me and Dean was arguing about this shit for a minute yesterday. Do you think Norman? I'm not.
No, no,
My.
no, no. This is what I'm
I
saying. I've had
mean,
enough, man. Where is they done? Where are you
hold on,
Hold
hold
guys
on,
up,
hold
he
on,
getting
hold
here.
on,
Hold
this
up,
Tim,
hold
from?
up,
hold
hold up,
on,
hold
Tim,
up,
Now
hold
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 up.
on,
on,
Tim.
Hold
Timboski.
up, he
No,
here.
I don't
Hold
understand that.
Hold
How
on,
can you
Raz.
make
Hold
Hold
up.
on,
insults
hold
and
on.
then
on, Tim.
just go
Hold
like
up,
nothing
Boski,
happened?
he here. He
Hold
here.
on,
I'm
hold
Hold
on,
on.
here.
hold
I'm
on,
here.
hold
Y'all
on,
can
hold
hear
on,
me?
Tim.
You
Hold on,
Yeah,
hold on,
insulted
you
hold
me,
good.
on.
fam. I need to know
Hold
why you
up, you
insulted
good,
me
you
for nothing.
good. Hold on. Hold on. Let him ask his last question. Go ahead, 4K.
Do you think Norman Jr. ducked? Because my reasoning was I think his team got in the way. I don't think the fighter necessarily ducked, but Dean was like, "Fuck that, Norman Jr. ducked." So what? Give me some insight on what you think about that.
I mean, this is a business, and I believe that he went with whatever his team thought was smart for him to do. I can't be mad at him because at the end of the day, they gotta pay their own bills. You know what I'm saying? But I do think it was some doubt there. I do think that.
Not mad at it. Not mad at it.
Go ahead though. What's up, man? Hey Boski, man. Let my man Zay Dummy tell whatever he gotta tell us, man.
No problem, Greg. Apologies. Go ahead.
No, what's going on? I basically just wanted to bring up the fights at 140. I saw Greg talk about it a lot. Bigger fight out of Tio in Africa or Africa versus Haney. I'm more so on the side of Tio because a lot of motherfuckers be, and he is a crazy motherfucker, but sometimes you gotta listen to the crazy motherfuckers because they be saying the right shit. And I'm of the mindset, like Theo said, why are we putting Haney on this pedestal like he's still this big money fight when I'm just not seeing that from him right now. Let's unify 140, Theo versus Africa. That's the money play. Battle of New York, do it at MSG, do it in Brooklyn. They both claim New York. Let's see who the best in the division. Because everybody
Yeah.
moving up to 147, but it's not really with Boots gone at 147. It's not really. I don't see the big matchups at 47. So let's lock 40 down and let's see what's going on there. That's what I'm trying to say.
I like all those fights to be honest, man. I think they all great fights. I think that's the fights we need. You know what I mean? I don't care if it was Tio and Dev or Dev in Africa or Dev and Tio or Tio in Africa. I just want to see great fights. I think that's what I mean the game should be about. So hopefully we
Yeah,
get them type of fights.
but do you still think that Dev in Africa was a bigger, better fight?
Well, I can't say bigger and better, but I know it is an intriguing matchup. It is because T.O. is a little smaller than both of them guys. You know what I mean? I'm not saying height and all of that got to do with better fights, but I'm just saying when I talk about the physical, the attributes that Devin Haney have, so does Africa, meaning the long arms, the jab, the boxing ability. So
Right.
when you see that up against each other, somebody got to make a move. You know what I mean? And I would like to
Yeah.
see who gonna make the move. With Tio, I think what it is, he's not an easier fight, but the recipe is there. You just gotta box him because he don't like boxers. You know what I'm
No, that's a
saying?
fact. That's a
And
fact.
he's shown that. So that's all. I think that
Well, what you
is.
think about this? Because I seen this recently. Gary Antoine Russell was kind of chirping at Africa, saying he wanted to unify there. So that's even a intriguing matchup, though.
No, for sure. Any of those fights at 40 that we can get, man, I'm with it.
Yeah,
They
them
need to run
champions
that.
gotta fight, man. Them champions gotta fight.
They
Puello versus
got to.
Matias. We gotta see what's going to happen with that at 40. So, and
I
I
think.
would love to see him unify with any of the champions, Puello
Yeah, but
or if Matias wins. Go ahead, go ahead.
no, I know. But Gary about to try to get his run back with Puello. He been talked about that.
I would love
Even
to
though he
see that again. I would love to see that
definitely,
rematch.
definitely.
So
Oh
that's what I'm
shit.
saying. It's just it's a lot of it could be fireworks at 40, but everybody's so focused on 47 right now when it's really not. It's all smoke at 47, man.
Cause
It's smoke and
everybody, you gotta
mirrors.
look though. You gotta look. Everybody looking to steal. Everybody trying to steal. Everybody trying to go where they can get an advantage. So if they see an opening at 47, that's why you got everybody trying to run there and talk about it.
Yeah, because you remember Boots had both them had them three belts locked up: the ring, BA, and then what the BO as well had them locked up, or the IBF. So he dipped out once he dropped them. You already know what's going on after that. Niggas is like, oh, I gotta get up there now. Brian Norman talking crazy after he knocked out the little Japanese dude. Oh, Boots was running. No, nigga. Greg already called it. He said they gonna wait this nigga out until he can't make the weight no more, and then try to call him out.
Nah,
Real
I
shit.
get that too, but I definitely wanted to see Boost unify. I'm a Boost fan too.
Oh no,
Even if he would have
he
fought
unified.
Barrios, I'd have been.
Barrios wasn't gonna do it either. Barrios is the weaker of the champs. Greg been said that
I
too.
already
That's
know.
why they feeding that nigga Pacquiao. He fuck around losing Pacquiao. That's gonna be wild.
Yeah, that's gonna be crazy. Yeah, that's the game though. It's just that the game all over the place, man.
Yeah, but
Even-
Tim Boski, you talking that UK shit though?
Ah,
Nigga
Yeah,
got
yeah,
to chill
yeah, I
out with
am.
all
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah, I am.
Nigga,
Yeah.
I fight over here too. Nigga, I box. So nigga, don't come
What
on
what
now.
what is
Do
that? What is
better.
that? Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir. Listen, I don't know who you are, sir. I don't know what weight you are, what you've done, or your pedigree or
Nigga,
nothing. Listen, listen,
I
sir.
fight at
Excuse me, sir.
welterweight, nigga.
Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir.
Who the last
Excuse me, sir.
gold medalist Olympian y'all had over there across the
Excuse
pond?
me. Excuse me. Don't ask that because we got apart from
I'm
the
asking you.
amazing.
You the historian. I'm asking you.
Excuse me, G. You asked me a question. Let me answer the question, my brother. So apart from your beautiful one of the world's greatest female combat sports fight we've ever seen. Apart from her, because I love myself some Clarissa Shields. She one of the best motherfucking athletes you got over there, and she don't get the respect that she deserves. So apart from her getting collecting and swiping up all the gold medals, you niggas ain't got nothing over there. Your last guy was Andre Ward, nigga. What you
This
talking about?
nigga,
We
nigga,
got
we're talking about
Right,
AJ.
but
you.
AJ, brother.
We're talking about
you
AJ,
trying to
brother.
make
you.
exceptions. You
AJ,
saying
brother.
accept
You
her, but
two
AJ,
stepping
brother.
motherfucker. We talking about
AJ,
why would
brother.
you
you.
say
AJ, brother. We got bare
why
minute.
would you
AJ,
say
brother.
accept our last
AJ, brother.
American Olympian?
Caroline Dubois, brother. We talking
You
about. We got bare
crumpet
gold
eating
medals, nigga.
nigga. We talking about
We
y'all.
talking about I box. Hey, brother. I'm on what? Greg, you see what? Hey, yo, you see what Greg's on? I'm an English version, UK version of Greg. I'll put on the gloves and
You are
fight.
not,
I
nigga.
don't care.
You are
Oh,
not,
yes, I
nigga.
am. Yes, I am,
Nigga,
bro.
you are
Yes,
not.
I am. Hey, yo,
That's not
You
am,
see here? You
bro.
see here? Yeah, yo, you see
Bro,
here?
bro, bro. And it,
I
bro.
don't need.
And it,
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I don't need no crowd or nothing. I'll be like this
bro.
on
We
and
pull up.
off
I'm
of the
gonna go to
fucking
summer
thing.
house,
I don't need a
bro.
crowd, brother. I can take your contact details and we can have this conversation
he
like
said I
real
don't
men.
need a crowd.
Yeah,
Real
we
Yeah.
men.
can. Hey.
You do this. Hey, dude, bologna sandwiches, fish sticks, nigga. Yeah, hey, yo, I'm not on none of that. I'm not on none of that. How much you weigh? How much you weigh, man? How much you weigh? How much you weigh? How much you weigh? Huh?
140.
Oh
140.
yeah, I'll
Nigga
crush you.
said
Yeah, I'll crush
fish
your little loss.
sticks, nigga.
Hey,
I'll crush your
no
little loss.
Diddy. What?
I'll crush your little loss, boy. I'll
Hey,
crush your
no
little loss,
Diddy,
boy.
nigga. Hey, no
No Diddy,
Diddy. No
no
Diddy.
Nas, no Jay Z,
You
no
gotta
fucking
relax.
Fat Joe. Yeah. I'll fuck your little shit. I'll fuck your little
Hey,
ass
hey,
up,
Gre-
boy.
hey,
I'll
Greg.
fireman
Hey, I
carry
gotta
you,
hit that nigga again with
knock
that
you
fish
out, boy.
sticks, nigga.
Yeah, I'll knock you. Where you from? Where you from? Huh?
Nigga, West Side, California, nigga,
West Side,
Inglewood.
hello, yeah. West Side. Well,
Inglewood.
I'll take your ass to Bakersfield.
Up to no
And
good.
fuck you up there.
I told you,
Nigga already know. Whoa.
I'm 215 pounds, 215
Nigga, I don't give
to
a
18
fuck about
pounds.
none of
And yeah,
that.
that's fine. Listen, that's fine. Size don't win fights. I'm just telling you my credentials. I'm giving you to know, let you know what you're up against. Because
All right,
it's gonna
what
take
else
a
am I
whole
up
lot of a
against?
lion to take it.
Keep
You
going.
understand? You understand?
Hold
What
on.
else?
Did you name your Olympians yet?
Nah,
What
he
I
what
did.
told
what
He
you, I
did
just,
all
yeah,
that
yeah,
I'm
but
talking
about
for
to
no
you're
say.
not,
reason.
you're not listening. So you're not listening. See, you Americans don't comprehend things very well. I said AJ, Caroline Dubois. There's multiple other gold medalists
No,
we
I
have.
already
We
Caroline
got
hear you.
silver
That's
Dubois.
why
medalists.
I
What
asked.
about?
I
Hold on.
already
What
hear you.
did you medal? Did you medal? What did you medal this year, sir? What did you do this year? Huh? Huh? Hello? 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 Hello?
Did you medal this year?
Did you medal? Hello?
That one is wild.
Oh,
Nigga,
nah,
hell
pause.
Hello?
nah.
Did
I
you
don't
did you
know.
medal anything? When did the last Olympics? What did you do? Can you tell me, please? Okay, then. Thank you. Next question.
Nigga, were you
This
even
is
at the
how I do.
last
I bury
Olympics?
people. This is
No.
the way how I bury people. I bury people like this, easy, nice
That's
and
how
easy.
you
I'll
bury
bury you.
people?
See. You're not talking to your average little UK niggas that you talk to. No. I told you this already. I'm from a different. I'm cut
Yeah,
from a
but
different
you're
cloth.
talking about
I
just
watch the sport.
medaling. I asked you about gold medalists.
Yeah. I
I
asked
don't
you.
care
No.
if
How
y'all
are you
made
asking me
bronze.
about?
I
How are
don't
you
care if y'all
asking me
made
about? How are
silver.
you asking me about gold medals and you haven't got any in the past how many years? That doesn't make any sense. That's like asking me about my trap and you don't even have your trap is dead. That don't make no sense. Excuse me. Hello.
Yeah, you just said our last two Olympians was Clarissa Shields and Andre Ward, right? But then you holler, oh yeah,
No gold
except
medals.
them. Who was the last gold medalist?
Yeah, gold
Except
medals. Yes,
them.
gold medals. You have no idea. So what? I've already destroyed you on this topic. You want to continue?
No, I just asked you because you heavy on the UK and y'all
Yes, yes,
fighters.
yes,
I'm
yes,
trying to
yes,
see.
yes. You Americans don't give
I'm
us the
trying to
credit
see
that we deserve.
y'all
You
profile.
Americans don't
Yeah,
give us the
that's
credit
why I'm
that we
asking you
deserve.
the questions. That's why I'm asking you. I'm trying to see where y'all profile at so we can see the standard over here in America.
What standard over where, man? What the fuck are you talking about standard? You ain't had a fucking heavyweight champion in fucking how many years, man? The last one was
There you
Wilder.
go. Talk about them heavyweights again. There you
Because
go.
that's
That's all
excuse me,
y'all
sir.
got.
That because unfortunately, whether you like it or not, that's the most prestigious weight class in the whole of boxing. You understand that, right? You understand that, right?
The whole of boxing.
Muhammad. Muhammad. Your greatest fighters are heavyweights. You get that, right? You understand that, right? So what you talking about? You ain't got no Muhammad Ali's no more. You ain't got no George Foreman's no more. You ain't got no Holyfields no more. You ain't got no Tyson's no more. You got niggas like Devin Haney, Shakur Stevenson, Tank Davis, and them niggas don't want to fight each other. So don't let me go there with you, man. I told you, you're talking to a real motherfucking boxing nigga. I told you. So when you want to throw insults and all this other stuff, listen, I don't mind the insults. I'm fine with it. I'm a grown ass man. You can insult me all you want. That's fine. That's fine. But if you're joking, just let me know you're joking. If not, then I will burn you to the ground.
So
Simple.
you only respect the heavyweights? Is that's where you coming from?
No. I respect.
I'm
See,
just trying.
if I respect guys like George Cambosis, well, how can you ask me? I only respect heavyweights. I
Right,
respect
right.
guys like Cambosis.
George Cambozo is your
Yes.
king, right?
See, you
That's
can
what
say
we talking
Cambosos, but all right, you said you said you're a fighter, right? You fight, right?
Nah, I didn't say that. That was other buddy. Other buddy said that. I didn't say that.
Okay. My apologies. My apologies. Well,
The other
do you
buddy.
know? Okay, my apologies. Do you know how? Do you see? You don't understand that. See, I used to fight properly about 10 to 11 years ago. Do you understand what it takes to get to the level where Cambosis is or got to being a
No,
unified
for
champion in
sure.
the
No.
division?
Now I'm definitely
So don't
joking.
with this
I'm
Camboso
definitely
crap.
no. I'm definitely joking with the Cambozo, but at the same time, bro, outside of the TO victory, let's really break down Cambosis as a fighter, bro.
He beat Mickey
He
Bay.
had a
He beat another one of your fight, Mickey Bay. What about that?
Yeah, that was a long time ago, by the way. And Mickey Bay probably at that point in his career was over the hill. But I mean, that's up for debate if you want to
I
debate that.
respect. I use Errol Spence as an example. I respect Errol Spence, but when's the last time Errol Spence got a victory?
Spence.
Yeah, I'm just using him as an example. Don't worry. Follow me. When's the last time he got
Yeah,
a
because
victory?
you kind of jumping around, but
No.
yeah,
There's no
I get.
jumping around. You said this a long time ago. I still respect Errol Spence, even though his last win was against who was it? Ugas. I still respect him. So what are you talking about?
Yeah, Earl Spence was also a unified champion, was he not?
Same as Cambosis. That's funny, innit? Funny, innit?
That's funny, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's funny how
In fact,
he couldn't
Cambosis had more
defend
belts.
the belt on his
Cambosis had
own
more
turf
belts than Errol Spence.
twice. He couldn't defend the belts,
Cambosis had more belts than Spence.
bro. But he
Oh, that's
couldn't
funny.
defend them.
He couldn't defend. Yeah,
What good is that?
because he's fighting the elite. He's fighting the best of the best.
Oh, because
That's what
he's
happens
fighting
when you
the
fight the best of
elite,
the
like
best.
how he said after his last loss, right? Oh, I fought all these guys. Yeah,
Yeah,
I You fought him and
yes.
you
Something that they're
lost.
not doing.
You couldn't even
Something that you ain't doing.
you got another gimme fight with Lomachenko and you couldn't win that belt. That was a vacant belt. You couldn't even
Gimme
win
fight.
that.
Gimme fight. Lomachenko's Hall of Famer. What do you mean gimme
Hey
fight?
yo,
No, I'm just saying for him to have that opportunity to even fight Loma. That's why I said gimme fight.
hey yo, I gotta get going. I gotta end this drum. I'm sorry about that, fellas.
It's all right, no problem, Greg, man. I appreciate, like I said, bro. I appreciate that, Greg, man. I know you're in the trap flipping, you
All
know what I'm saying?
good.
Flipping and dabbling, you know what I'm saying? So,
For
no more,
sure.
fam.
No, I appreciate y'all though, man. Hey Booski, I know you catch a lot of shit over here, but we fuck with you, bro.
I
You
know.
already
It's
know.
peak, it's peak, Greg, man. I know I have hundreds or however 50, 25 people that really dislike me and hate what I say. I love it, man. Thank you. I thank you, bro. Please, thank you. Listen, like I said, ignite my flame. Fuel me into this fucking sky. You know what I'm saying to you? And keep supporting Greg, keep supporting Bang, keep supporting Chef, 2 Cents. Hey, even Zay Dummy, man. I hope you get what you want in your life, bro. You know what I'm saying? Keep doing what you're doing.
All right, y'all. I appreciate y'all. GHB
Appreciate
TV.
you. I'll be back on.
No, for
No more,
sure.
fam.
Come fuck with us.
Got you.
Appreciate y'all, man. Hopefully I see y'all tonight. We gonna see what's popping. I mean, we just talking boxing. I know things get heated sometimes. I know things get out of control sometimes, but for the most part, we here for the love. You know what I'm saying? Anybody looking to jump on, you always welcome. You know what I mean? We got a 6-man situation. We could try to swap them in and out the way we can, you know, any way we can. But, you know, we fuck with y'all, man. I just want y'all to know it's all love. You know what I mean? People come on here, they be talking they shit, but, you know what I mean? With the real, stick with it. You know what I'm saying? And I'll fuck with y'all. I appreciate y'all for coming
Yeah,
through.
man. Greg
Without,
Hackett, man. CHBTV, nigga. OG Bang, Mrs.
yeah.
2 Cents, the Bill, you know what I'm saying? Chef, Big Man, 12th Street, all them dogs, the junkyard dogs. Salute
Yeah.
to you, Greg. Say no more, G. Make sure you enjoy the rest of your fucking day, man.
Trying, baby. I appreciate the love, man. And I just want to let y'all know ain't no GHB TV without the people. Thank you.